opening monologue, possibly.
You up and okay. He's stupid as fuck, fool.
Yeah, I'm up and up.
Okay, we live. So it's language for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
We actually live?
Yeah.
You see the 1, 2, 3? Okay. Ladies, gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, all gentlemen. Today we have convened an important panel. There are things that need to be discussed. I would just like to begin this by stating how I found out about the events that have led up to the craziness of the past few days. On Saturday, I was at a food festival. And as I'm, sampling different, Wagyu tacos and Panda Express collab, spicy, hot ones, chicken, all these like weird little items at this food festival.
Red Lobster tats.
I got a Red Lobster tattoo on my forehead, which later became important. That is a good point.
Which is extra crazy because they're like shutting down the multiple franchises across the country.
Okay, so for the record, their collab item at this food festival was, the crab biscuit or whatever. Sorry.
What biscuit?
The Crip biscuit.
The Crip biscuit. You take the biscuit, they opened it up and filled it with lobster.
Amazing.
So you're eating like, the super upgraded version of the biscuit.
Spiritually channeled your Crip Mac. You feel me? Spiritually channeled your Crip Mac and said, feel me, eye buster on my face.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Spiritually channeled your
I didn't
Crip
even
Mac,
think about it
eye
like
buster.
that.
You feel me? Come on, man. You spiritually channeled your Crip Mac and you got your eye buster.
Remove the blank killer and insert
Yeah.
Red Lobster. I like that.
That's a diss too.
crazy.
That's a diss.
That's what
I
I'm
just
saying.
want to go say it.
Who bangs Red Lobster?
No, it's
The Crips
it's
say it
RL?
backwards. We call it the DADS in front of the lobster.
Oh, yeah. You said that to me one time because I sent you a fucking picture of Red Lobster. Because they had the Crip Fest sign outside.
And I said, that's crazy. The whoop at the crab fest.
That is true. Okay, but so as I'm there, I get some text. I can't remember from who, but it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. They're talking about somebody talking crazy, and like they're assuming that I know already, and I don't know. So of course, everything in my life, I can basically just go to the Reddit and figure out pretty quickly what people are talking about. I go to the Reddit, I start seeing clips, and I start realizing that somebody who I felt like I had been holding my tongue about for a long time and kind of tolerating and waiting for them to like figure their shit out, that they had turned heel. I'm fresh off the Vince McMahon documentary. I saw the heel turn of a lifetime. The good guy has decided that he wants to be the bad guy.
amazing doc.
Amazing
wanna watch
documentary. Really made me think more about what I'm doing on here and start really kind of thinking that I need to get on steroids and I need to start greasing up before I come in here.
Just don't bust your your quads when you hit the ring in here though.
Don't dive off the roof and have the cables not hooked up.
I heard he liked a little salad tossing himself too.
Well, Vince McMahon, a sex freak for sure.
Well, also you rapping, you becoming a rapper is literally the Vince McMahon trajectory.
That is a good point. That is kind of like Vince, being the wrestling executive for a long time and then starting to wrestle. Is I could be the rap podcast for a long time, become
Don't slip
rapper.
up with no N-words in the skit. They conveniently left that out of the
They
doc.
did. Well,
They super left that out the doc.
Honestly, if I ever need something publicly one day, I've got an N-word narrative up my sleeve.
That's crazy.
But things would have to get really
What
bad
does that mean?
for me to want to replace something with that.
no,
What does he mean by that?
he did the Grand Mason family tree 23andMe, you feel me, and he saw that he's 0.6% Sudanese.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting to trot it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. Anyway.
I can see the South. I can see the South African in him.
Is there?
Oh, it's there.
Is there?
I'm basically
South
like
Africa.
Elon.
Johannesburg.
Yeah, I'm
You can give
Elon.
him South African.
Yeah, he's related to diet word.
So, I mean, at
Elon
least
Musk type vibe.
part of this podcast is going to be dedicated to sort of analyzing, reflecting on Sharp's tenure. Now, my opening statement, the thing that I really want to put out there that I feel like is the most important part of this is just the fact that I always thought that Sharp was a real one. And I always thought that he would hold it down in the face of whatever. And that when it was time for us to go our separate ways, I figured that he would go his separate way in a respectful way and that he wouldn't use it as a jumping off opportunity. I guess basically I felt like Sharp had not been completely blinded by the clout and become addicted to the clout, which I now see is in fact exactly what happened to him. That clout just fogged his brain up, and he's now no longer able to see reality. He's not capable of seeing what it is to be a real one, and instead he's choosing to move with bitch-assness.
Oh, shit.
The pimp has become the hoe. Now, he may still be a pimp for all I know. I don't know. But he is behaving in a way that I wouldn't even expect of the lowest of the low of the hoes. And I believe that this has been justified and confirmed by the fact that even bottom-feeding, clout-addicted streamers such as You Know Who and You Know Who and Lil You Know Who
Church
are also
That shit was amazing.
that was funny.
I'm sorry.
That this is a bitch ass narrative, and that Cuz is behaving himself like he's behaving like something that I don't think he was before this, and I don't think he wants to be. But let me just tell you, he's someone who is used to a certain level of numbers at a certain point. And this might not even be scratching the surface of the numbers that he previously had going for him, but it's like, basically I've been led to believe that the reason why he's not here today is A, because there's certain people that he doesn't want to sit with, but B, he really, really wants to stretch out the additional momentum that he has gained from this and doesn't want to go and give the clout to the platform that essentially created him. There was no Sharp before No Jumper.
Shouts to Mark though too. You feel me?
He was and shout out Software Underbelly, but let's be real, he was a random J-Cat on that platform before we took him in and turned him into a boss. Software Underbelly has had a billion fucking guests over the years, a million different pimps. We were the ones who saw his talent and said, we can incubate this. We can grow this.
Well, the whole point of Software Underbelly is literally the dredges of society. It's like the lowest common denominator that humanity has to offer. Drug addicts.
We elevated him.
Lush one.
We elevated him.
Yeah.
And we helped take him to a different level, I think. And as time went by, it became clear that either because holes had been poked in his persona, or in addition, the fact that he really kind of just turned away from the style of content that made him popular at a certain point. Some would say that this is all Masika's doing. Because really, she's the one who sat down and did a podcast with him that caused him to walk out of his own podcast. Now, what I would like to also acknowledge is that over the years, I have been a great friend to Sharp from my perspective. I have helped to explain his eccentric behavior to various members of the staff and members of my personal life, friends, etc. I've tried to normalize his actions. I've never been critical of him ever, even though I've sat on podcasts where people tried to get me to be honest, tried to get me to open up about whatever has happened in his career, and I've always held him down, and I've never felt the need to comment on that kind of stuff. Even when there was a woman on this podcast named Damn Homie who really, I think, permanently shaped the way that people view him, I didn't take the bait. Even though, let's be real, a member of the No Jumper staff drinking urine, having sex dolls. I mean, this is some funny shit. You know, this is like, this is good content.
Never drug no piss.
That I'm not so sure about. But
I break.
he did admit to it on stream. Like there is a clip if you scroll back a day or two in the Reddit. You've seen the clip. We all seen the clip. He did admit it.
I don't know if that's AI or not, though, my boy.
Man,
okay, and that's crazy. And that's the other real.
Like,
I'll pass the mic to you guys, but that's the other craziest thing that he did. Was lying about a damn homie clip of him on the phone with her and saying that it was AI. This is disrespectful to everybody who has ever been framed by AI.
Okay, so
that's disrespectful to everybody in intelligence game.
It was not AI.
I'm dumb
This
as
is a fucking FaceTime.
I fell
AI?
Oh no, not
this?
not the FaceTime one. There's like a clip of just him talking, and he's like,
Man, stop.
"I had to do what I had to do. You wasn't with me getting it out the mud. Yeah, I had to drink the bitch piss."
Nah, I'm not talking.
Okay.
He didn't call that. That's later.
I think that was a fucking AI.
Yeah,
like,
nah, he said AI way before that.
He has to take drinks and pick. I don't know.
Nah, I ain't never heard that because when I seen him say it was AI, it was a completely different clip.
Okay.
I ain't never even heard that
It was
clip.
the one where he was
on the phone.
He was on the phone.
Yeah, that's what he was talking. He said that was AI.
That
and
looked
nigga, you out your mind.
real. That did look
You
real.
feel me? Like nigga, ain't no way. Stop it. Stop it.
What is
Delusion.
What does he think that every P cheats? Like I be around pimps all the time, and they all got one thing in common. Nigga, you do not live by what come out your mouth in real life. Like you do, but you still a regular person.
I can't say that because I know some niggas who stand on it and
Let me
only
finish.
stand on it.
No. I ain't talking. I be involved.
You feel me?
What I'm
These
saying
niggas is
is,
who halfway
when
in and
square
halfway
shit
out.
goes on, square shit goes on, and this nigga gets swept under the rug, and the nigga swear it never goes on. But square shit goes on from time to time.
That's some
all
of these
the
niggas.
time.
Not all these niggas.
Hey, so-
at all.
Cause every rule is
Some of these
written.
niggas.
Okay, so at first, now Sauce Walker still some pimping, but then he didn't went OnlyFans.
A lot of motherfuckers.
You get what I'm saying?
A lot of niggas politic on that though.
But
A lot.
What are your politics when I'm rich?
Money
Off
don't
of it.
make everything.
But-
No. Listen.
Go ahead.
We stand on this, nigga. It's not about the means to the end. It's not about the end. It's the means to the end. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
The means have to justify the end, not the other way around.
But I'm
so
saying
the money
you
don't
being
matter. How you got that
both
shit matters.
Both
You
of
know what
y'all
I'm saying?
being entertainer pimps, then fuck something for free, and you don't have to respond. Yeah, don't respond. Look, I'm just saying, cause you like my brothers. Y'all done fucked something for free before.
Well, it could.
And you don't have to.
Once upon a time,
That's what
when you young and
don't
fucking
even
up,
explain it.
not when you really standing on that
I
shit.
haven't
when you
seen
a
it.
kid just getting your feet wet and you stumbling on shit, of course, because you just learning. But as a grown ass man who got trophies and things of this sort, things like that should never go down.
Yeah,
when
but
you a young dumb pimp, you most definitely
Listen
go.
to what
You
I'm
gotta
trying-
miss pimp to learn how to pimp.
Yeah. So
But
what
just
I'm
when
telling
you
is,
just got trophies, that's like saying a nigga who wins Super Bowls and shit and he cheating, putting shit on the glove.
I ain't talking about
sounds like
just
a
him.
steep
I'm talking
learning
about.
curve.
I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about every pimp that I've ever kicked it with in my entire life. When that bad bitch come around and she don't got the shit and we out of town and we parlaying, you taking her to the room and you gonna lie to me. What you gonna say? She bought you some breakfast, nigga? Because you didn't get a fee.
I mean,
Them the wrong
is it
ones.
safe to say, Bricc, though, that the same can be
Them the
said?
I
wrong
seen
ones.
it 100
Bring
times.
niggas that's
How you
standing
go
on
from
this
pushing
shit.
P to drinking it?
He got that written down in his phone.
was
For
waiting
sure.
for that.
For
He was
sure.
waiting for that.
I'm gonna drop that bar into a song in the near future.
A new definition of the word pimp P. You feel me? Like,
I'll probably say some shit like that
you
too.
feel me?
Yeah, like as an entertainer, I wouldn't even have paid that shit. I said all that to say, like, I wouldn't even have paid all that damn homie shit that much attention.
No, him leaning into it and actually fighting back,
Fucked it up.
fan the flames,
They fucked it up.
1000%.
He had her fucked up when he wasn't saying nothing.
Look,
She just was talking to the air.
If he was a young, dumb, and growing pimp, you feel me? Then all right, we gonna politic on you. We gonna throw you in a circle and we gonna chop you verbally. You feel me? Regardless, because these are things that shouldn't be happening. We gonna chop you verbally. You get what I'm saying? But when you young, dumb, these things should have. These I'm not gonna say should, but they do because you learning. You get what I'm saying? That's like when you just getting in basketball and you still traveling a little bit, or you still, you know what I'm saying? You still
100%.
learning. But when you a pro and you out there doing silly travels and you get what I'm saying?
But it's also
these
the
things
same
shouldn't
thing.
be allowed.
But also,
That's all I'm
what
saying.
about the end of your career, though?
These niggas
like, think about
BFPs.
this. Look at this. Like, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was hard as fuck, but in those last few years, like we couldn't wait like for him to be on the bench. We were sick of him at a certain point. It's like you're not putting up the same numbers. You're making the same mistakes you were when you were learning your fundamentals.
Please don't never speak about Kareem like that again.
Okay, but
It's a fact, but I said it's real talk.
Shout out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but he probably still had to like listen to his coaches, right?
Absolutely.
And that was the problem, is that over the years we've seen Sharp go in this different direction. It's almost like, this is my main thing with Sharp. He's too easily influenced by the media and the shit that he sees out there. He watches a video from this fucking random ass channel with 4,000 subscribers that basically makes him sound like a clown. And he is so upset about it that he gets on stream and goes on this crazy rant, disrespecting No Jumper and everything. Stuff that he had previously said that he was never going to do. But as a result of the fact that he watches this one fucking video that had 30,000 views, he just gets so out of pocket that he just completely just goes off the deep end. And then at the same time, wait, what were you just saying? Fuck, why does this?
As far as
No, but I want to say the reason why he stopped doing all these interviews and yelling at all these different girls and stuff is just because he listened to somebody like Academics talk about him like he's a one-trick pony. So he stopped doing the thing that made him successful in the first place. This is my thing. Yes, the skill set or the style of content of basically getting in a room with a bunch of chicks and then screaming at them, or even just one chick and screaming at them. Myron from Fetch and Fit has done this over the years. Brian from whatever is doing some version of this. Andrew Tate is doing some version of that. Half the people in the fucking manosphere are doing that stuff, but they all manage to make it something enduring that they're able to do consistently
Sharp
over the
would
long
be
run.
huge in the manosphere.
But Sharp never grew as a broadcaster to the point where he was able to maybe have more moderate conversations in which he was critical of the girls but wasn't completely jumping out the window, because as soon as he got faced with a girl that didn't give a fuck about him, that was going to stand on business, he walks off his own podcast. And you've seen that happen actually like a few times. So then if you go check out some of the interviews that he's done over the last year with different girls, when he sits down with someone like Jenna Fox or Cherie DeVille, he's super fucking respectful to him. And that makes the fans think, well, why were we ever taking you serious when you were telling us how you hated OnlyFans so much or you had no respect for these girls, etc.? Why was anyone taking it serious in the first place when you now, apparently there's like two modes. There's, I'm going to scream at you and make you want to cry, or I'm going to be so fucking nice to you that nobody's going to want to watch it. Yeah. And it's like, there's got to be something in between. Because like everybody, Fresh and Fit, whatever, they're all in the in-between zone. Right. They'll sit there, they'll have a conversation with a girl for an hour or 2 hours, and at some point they get to the shit they don't agree on, and then they start to grind at that and make content out of it. So you're saying that the Lush One feedback sandwich method would have really been helpful to Sharp.
You said your semen sandwich? What'd you say?
What are you talking about?
Feedback sandwich.
What is
so
that?
Gay.
Y'all know about the
His
feedback
gay sandwich.
Explain.
So people think that
3 dudes, Lush in the middle. That's the sandwich.
people think
down.
No. People think
wash.
that again. People think that that I'm a yes man and I'm glazing, but what I'm really doing is I'm giving a feedback sandwich. I'll say something nice, then I sneak the mean shit in the middle, then I say something nice.
You've always been like that.
When do you sneak the mean shit though?
So
I don't see you sneak it on.
Because when he says the
Why are you ever critical of anything?
when he says the
so
nice
sick.
shit,
We need
it'll
to dig into
distract you
that.
from the little one-liner that he'll throw in.
He tried it last week with fucking Nardo Wick. It was a fail.
Super.
What was your criticism of Nardo Wick?
Yeah, why you let him say that shit?
I was like, what's up with his second song? Why he ain't got a second song?
No. When you were pressing me, you like, you just gonna let him say that shit.
Nardo Wick marked Bricc out. We seen it happen. Yeah,
I'm not hip.
Nardo Bricc.
Nardo.
We don't get it.
I have about Sharp. I have questions for all of you regarding this. Like, one, throughout this whole period, did bro ever try to reach out and be like, hey, how come you're not fucking with me? Are you not fucking with me? What's the deal? I know that you said in your previous stream that you had meetings with him about redirecting his content, but other than that, in this several month period where we've been seeing Sharp visibly kind of get more and more agitated and more distant, and he's not doing the cypher and all that, were there any combos between y'all?
So we've had combos, specifically like people want to know why he didn't do the cypher. Let me just say this. Sharp is a liar. Sharp is someone
Snake
who,
oil salesman.
Yeah, like he just like his connection to the truth in terms of like what he says on camera is like completely different. He went on that stream by himself and said that he wanted all this money if he was going to rap or whatever. The reality is and like for some reason I was on FaceTime with Lena, so I had this conversation. So like usually she doesn't know about what's going on in the No Jumper universe that I've said, but she knew all about this because she hears me have this conversation with him. I'm like, yo, you down for the cypher? We're gonna hit the studio next week. He said, I'm gonna be real with you, Church. I can't rap with no N-word that I can't shake hands with. Now who was that? It wasn't you, and it wasn't you.
Well, he's not an N-word.
He's something. He's something. He's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And that is partially why we have Almighty Suspect here today, because the cipher could have been at least a little bit more exhilarating, but apparently the issues between you guys are so intense that he wasn't even willing to rap on the same rooftop as you.
But when he goes on his streams, let him tell it there's nothing, and he just look, this is a man. I just feel like, bro, he like a snake oil salesman. He's an excellent actor. A damn good actor. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like, I don't know, he's like the kind of person that when you build a character and you just got to start believing it and you live it, because I feel like it's a lot of holes to this man's story, because I felt like on some real shit, right? Every time he ever told his life story, he never ever mentioned that he used to rap.
Oh yeah,
that'll come out in real small, like, you know what I'm
saying? Which is weird because we've all seen the videos.
Yeah, we all, and it's
YouTube
like,
will
so,
remind
like,
you.
Yo, history is a little bit of a mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the whole trajectory.
I use it my
Yo, history is a little bit of a mystery. You know what I'm saying? But look, I didn't come here to
Mondo's history.
You feel me? That's just how I personally feel. But look, before I got up here, I'm never gonna front. I knew exactly who he was, and his name is important in that world. You know what I'm saying?
Not just from soft white.
Yeah, no. Before,
street shit.
Yeah, for sure. And not like they was on the same thing, but he's kind of like a Karl Malone.
Okay.
You hear about him, like, damn, that nigga, that's the GOAT. Then you end up getting on the same team with him, and like, hey, this nigga really a weirdo.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Y'all know about the
Does
Karl
everyone
Malone
know that
shit?
Karl Malone?
15-year-old wife.
Karl Malone a weirdo?
Yeah.
Hella weird.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old wife, he had a baby by it.
Oh, yeah. You feel me? Not like that.
damn,
You get what I'm
just
saying?
like,
But just
young
you know,
chick, fool,
that's just
whatever.
an analogy.
That was
like,
back when that
you
shit
feel
was
me?
going on. Didn't nobody cry about it. Nobody made no type of scene about it.
It
was a
That
different
shit was
time,
going
for sure.
on.
It was,
Different time.
but they ain't fucking with bro in Utah now. You feel me? Like anytime.
And I
They
don't
don't
think they
fuck with
inducted
niggas
him in the
in
Hall of
Utah.
Fame either.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing
Like,
could
he's
be
an
more
asterisk.
Utah than impregnating an underage girl. Like that's
Thank
a
you.
Mormon. That's like a huge part of their culture,
It's an
bro.
honor tradition for sure. But now the landscape of Utah has changed because you got young boy over there. It's like a whole,
Okay, he's been
Young
out of
boy's
that.
in jail.
He's in prison.
no, but their whole like you feel the presence. If you go out to Salt Lake, you feel the presence.
Okay.
I've been to Salt Lake before the presence, and it felt like they didn't want my presence. Like, you know what I mean?
You
I've
and
been
Young
there
Boy are in the
three
same
times.
category of
Yeah.
human as far as the
Yeah,
Mormons are
for
concerned.
sure.
Yeah.
Especially me with the short, fucked up braids. I look way scarier when I have shorter hair.
It looked grimy than the motherfucker.
Yeah.
For some reason, I get consistently booked there. I have no idea why.
Let's be real. You and Sharp have kind of been at odds for like multiple years now, because even going all the way back to the No Jumper group chat, which was like really noted for having me and T-Rel arguing every single morning in there, me and AD getting into it, crazy shit. It was probably the most active group chat I might have ever been in my whole life.
Most toxic as well.
It was wild. It was a wild time.
And there was Sharp leaving, Almighty leaving. It was like very clear from the beginning, like, oh, okay, they're not really on the same page.
It, man, like I always say, you feel me? It was just so much weird shit going on behind the scenes. Some niggas might know, some niggas might not, but you feel me? It was just a lot of weird shit. You know now, you feel me? Because I told you the majority of it. You feel me? And then that's what makes you see how much of a liar he even is more, because you know everything. I sent you receipts. You seen the whole, damn near the whole timeline.
I ain't
And
gonna
when-
put you on blast.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Try not to.
And when he get up there, he still doing, no, I don't know why we got beef, and I just do. Man, that's because he know the image, right? You have to play on the fans hating me. You got to play on that. You get what I'm saying? Because he know if he getting too combative, he has to play for the most part, they love him. Yes or no? And he's not really too combative with men. You get what I'm saying? And then when we see when it gets a little combative with men, it doesn't really go his way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he tries to keep that image up there. He tried to keep it crystal clear and pristine, and because he know that I really know shit.
Because so many holes have been poked in his facade over the years. And I feel like you, in this video that he freaked out about, noted this, is that when you threw the paper towels at his feet,
oh yeah, no, the paper towels thing.
that was Shakespearean. That just presented an image to the world of like, oh, okay, like you'll turn up on a bitch for damn near any minor offense, but now you've got someone who's like roughly your equal in your face shitting on you. And you got no energy.
To pee or not to pee? That is the question.
No energy. You didn't even have no good comeback. You couldn't even verbally fuck me up. You were just up there stunned. Like, I don't expect you to get up and square up, nigga, but say something. You know what I'm saying? We're on a podcast, nigga.
Yeah, his shit talking abilities went to like -5.
And you supposed to be the vet. You was supposed to fuck me up there.
The homies sitting there laughing did not help matter.
But I believe it was over the Drake situation though, right?
Yeah.
So you exposed the bathroom?
No, I just put the extra flame on it. Yeah, somebody else did.
Never been over there.
This nigga.
You were the first one to say it.
Nigga, my bad. And I was crazy. It was him. I was crazy. It was these niggas, him and Gordy.
He called in to the show. He was talking to Flacco, and he was like, "Yeah, Drake." And I'm like, "Nigga, that's because you got a shrine to that nigga in your bathroom, of course." And it was like
for exposing that.
But I was
you knew how they were gonna react.
But no, bang. You know I always fuck up on camera, and you know I'm acting like I'm on the phone regular. I would have said that same shit if we was on the court. If I was in the court, not on camera, I would have said the same shit. But he was on the phone, so I said it.
Your problem, like some people, shout out AD. AD's problem is that he's too political on camera. You are the opposite problem.
Yeah.
That you say all kinds of shit you're not supposed to say on camera.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if you had thought about it like, damn, people are going to think he's fucking gay if I point out that he had Drake all over his bathroom.
Pretty gay.
You did not have that barrier to entry in your mind. Which, fair enough.
I mean, we was shooting the shit with our homies. Like, nigga, you got Drake pictures in your bathroom, nigga.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, wait, what, nigga?
Of all the rappers, it's not like he has like a Too Short shrine, which would be kind of on brand.
That would be
for a
cool
pimp.
because it's like not the most popular rapper right now.
Sugar Free.
Bro, so many people, so many various OG, you know what I'm saying?
I'd be totally cool with all
that.
And then he said it's for the bitches?
It's cool. It's cool. I get it.
Marvin's Room.
The guest bathroom, I'm not putting one nigga's face on my wall in the bathroom.
Never would have
If
ever
the
even
nigga's
thought about it.
alive, I said if the nigga alive, he can't go up in my house.
Maybe
Dead or
Biggie,
alive.
maybe Tupac.
I'm
Yeah,
not
Tupac
dead.
and Biggie, it sounds normal,
You can
right?
take that. You feel me? Nigga
I'm the
dead,
biggest
go
fan
ahead.
of my brother. Rest in peace, nigga. The day he died is tomorrow. I'm not putting a picture of cuz nowhere close in my bathroom.
Not the bathroom.
I am him, nigga, and I will never. Nigga, I sleep with
bathroom
pictures of
crazy.
my brother. Nigga, I'm fucked up by my brother. Nigga, I would never put no picture of nobody.
But I think to a lot of us, the moment where you started to believe like, oh shit, maybe he's actually kind of out of his mind is when he followed up the accusation of him having Drake all over his bathroom with, did you hear Drake shouted me out in the song? Which I haven't seen that clip in a while, but I saw it as a result of that video that he got taken down that basically explained his gradual descent from sanity.
Wait,
And
he flagged the people?
he got the video taken
I hate
down.
being on the road. I will not pick up my phone and catch
So
up
I
with
feel
the drama.
super bad. What's that guy's channel?
Big chat, small one.
I saw
broke that shit down very well.
I saw the video and we kind of discussed the video briefly. I feel like in a group chat, and he like, man, you, and I can say it. And I called Sharp and forgot to tell him, hey, call Adam. But you were like, man, I hope Sharp don't be believing these bitch ass narratives. It's so many words. I swear to God, you like this type of shit is fucking Sharp up and making him more distant from No Jumper.
100%.
And this not how I feel.
And because there's a few narratives in that video, and hey, I'm grown up and mature enough and used to being in the spotlight enough that I can watch a 30-minute video, have it mostly be true, see a couple of narratives they're putting out about me that I don't agree with. Like, for instance, the idea that I like planted AJ to go at Sharp.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not true, but whatever. They're having fun. They're making a video. I'm not going to freak out about that. He freaks out and gets the whole fucking video taken down, almost destroys this guy's channel. That guy took down like all his other videos just to be careful to make sure that his whole channel wouldn't get
Bro,
zapped.
I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how to do that.
This channel has almost 5 million subscribers. I don't know how to do that.
That shit is lame. I don't
think
even
that,
know how to do shit like that.
And I think that's actually a dope channel, so it's unfortunate.
I just found out
Agreed.
when the people from the show got the other footage snatched offline. And I still don't know how they did it. I just know I got a person that knows how to do it if I did want to do it.
But that's like a reality network, right? That's like an actual TV network.
For us by it. Oh, shit. See? Once again.
There you go. Air it out.
Once again.
Well, since you're feeling very liberal about speaking,
That's what it is. He's real comfortable with y'all, so he forgets. I feel like he just kicking it on the couch, kicking it with the homies and shit, and then he be like, "Oh shit."
But I do have a question. I do have a question for Bricc, the both sider. You feel me? Because like the habitual,
I ain't both sided.
You ain't
I'm
South
still
sider?
riding with short.
Ooh, the South Sider and the Both Sider.
the South sider.
They had this hard ass South Side jacket. I had a layover in Chicago.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
I mean something else out there. Fucking, but so you're pretty good friends with Sharp, right? Like during this whole process, were you kind of trying to guide him in the direction of like, hey, talk to bro?
Man, I just
like,
talked to that nigga the day before he did the video, bro. I'm telling you, he just told me, hey, bro, he like, I'm gonna back up a little bit, but Adam did enough for me to where I ain't gonna say no crazy shit publicly. And I didn't watch the first one, but when y'all was reacting to it, I'm like, he must have went off because the way this chat is going and the way that I'm like, do I defend him? Do I do this? I'm like, oh yeah, put me in a tight spot. Fuck it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not tripping because he is old man and everybody knows once that courage get to going, because you told me that sober. You probably hit the cup, drunk one bottle, smoked some weed, seen the comments you didn't like, started your life right then and there.
I think
because it's like, go ahead. You good.
I feel like he warranted in a lot of his opinions, because even when I get into it with a nigga, I'm non-biased. You feel me? I play neutral regardless of how I feel. Like
It's
even if
actually
it's
true.
fuck you. You feel me? I still play it neutral. You feel me? I feel like your opinion was warranted until you threw this nigga wife in there.
Yeah.
Once you did that, it's like I already know how Adam feel about that kind of shit. You feel me? And when it come to niggas working in here and doing, I was like, up. Now you lost.
But
the
you
job.
want to know
you
what
probably
fucked me
still
up?
had leg room. You lost the job at that moment.
Do you want to know something though? Is like, I'm at that food fest, right? And I go to the Reddit and I'm like, I'm not even watching the clips. I'm just looking at the titles to try to get an idea of what this person who texted me is talking about. And I see something like, Sharp says Adam's girl has no respect for him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just immediately like, I told y'all. You saying my bitch don't got respect for me? Over what? I'm pissed. Then when I actually see the clip, I'm like, oh, he's saying that my girl doesn't have respect for him.
Right.
For Sharp.
Right.
And then, I already clarified all of this on the story or whatever, but like one thing I heard Sharp say that like really just confounded me and blew my fucking mind is that he said, of course you talk to your girl about me when you go home. You talk to your girl about things that are bothering you and that you need to get off your chest. And I'm like, holy shit.
All of a sudden, Sharp knows how a regular relationship works. What?
That's the shit.
He has no concept of the fact that
because we do.
I don't just talk about content 24/7. That this is, we're doing content, and then I go home and I talk about my kid. I talk about why the yard is fucked up. We talk about like what we're getting worked on with the driveway or whatever. Like I have a fucking normal life in addition to this content. And I realized in that moment for him, this is everything. And he actually, now that I think of it, he's kind of basically told me that. Like, he's like, I'm out here. I don't have a wife. I don't have a kid out here or whatever. It's like I'm solely focused on the content, which to me, it doesn't really look like that when you look at the interviews that he's been doing or whatever. But the idea that he thinks I'm lying when I say that I don't talk to my wife about whatever's going on with Sharp, because also, let's be real, there's almost nothing going on with Sharp. Like on this channel, like for the last year, like I never told her about the pictures of Drake up in the bathroom. Who the fuck cares? I might have given her like some light information about the damn homie situation, because I'm gonna be real.
Big.
The girls who work for Plug Talk and stuff, like that was so big that they found out about it, and I think they mentioned it to her. But for the most part, all kinds of stuff. I could be into it with any of you guys crazy, and I don't go home and be like, oh, let's talk about this, because guess what? When I get home, if it's 9 p.m. and she's going to bed at 11 p.m., do I really want to spend the last 2 hours of my day talking about the shit that I already talked about a bunch at work, that I already read about on the Reddit? I don't want to do that. And she doesn't really care. And it's going to kind of stress her out, because she's just going to realize more and more like, oh, you hang out with a bunch of fucking crazy people all day.
It's just weird because like Lena is like a super nice person. Like if you meet like
Facts.
like she's just super kind and super polite, and
She's always speak to me.
always
and I'm
been
wild.
And she likes all you guys. She used this savage as an example when we were talking about the sharp thing. She goes, even Bricc is super nice to the girls. Like he's just nice to them, so I fuck with Bricc.
right. And
Even if there's like some little shady shit with him or some weird shit that she's like, oh my God, that's crazy. That one story you told me about Bricc that time was kind of scary.
well, it's just
She's as simple as, he's really nice to me and he's really nice to the girls. Boom, we're cool. I like him.
And one time, I could see that she was shooken up by, I think it was right after the situation, and I had banged on the back door, but I was playing, but I didn't know she was right there, and I walked in, and she was like, what's going on? I mean, you be doing crazy shit. Like, she said something, and I'm like, sis, I'm always on your side. Don't worry about it. That energy never go like
Towards you.
That's to build a force field
to protect,
around this
if anything.
motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
No,
Like,
and it's just funny because for her to have like, you know, I know that Lena must have known that me and you were at odds at a certain point.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that was a different era. There was a lot to talk about back then.
No. But the fact that is like, even after that, when I came back to No Jumper, like I never felt any energy from her that like she had any animosity towards me in any capacity. And
She's just not interested in beefing with anybody. And even with the sharp thing, like she's around him face to face, and all he could say is that he felt a little bit of a vibe that she didn't like him. She didn't say anything mean to him, nothing rude, whatever. She just doesn't get down like that. She's just like, she's not into like politicking with people and having a bunch of beef going on.
To be fair though, maybe because she is like a noticeably, like we said, nice person, maybe her energy towards him was when she's
Less nice.
Yeah. So because
not mean, but less nice.
Exactly. So if I saw her right now and she wasn't the same energy, I might in my head be like, damn, like what's up with Lena? You feel me? So and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And some
since when have Armenians been nice?
never once.
That's the reputation.
She's a very nice one.
She's super nice.
She's
more like a Mexican.
Yeah.
Nice,
nice.
Yeah.
Like a nice high.
No, Armenian women are like more
baby
chiller.
torta.
The men are definitely assholes.
No, she was a young torta.
That's crazy.
Oh, she was?
She was a falafel ball.
Oh, wow.
She didn't really like discover her attractiveness till she got older, which is I always tell her, I'm like, that's why you're so nice. I'm like, girls who are hot from like a young age end up being the biggest cunts.
Yeah.
You discovered that you could be considered attractive later on.
I said that in my song. I just did a song. I said, bitch, I'm from LA where the flyest bitches but me. Like, bitch, you bitches got the worst attitudes because y'all look so good as kids that you bum ass bitches don't know what to do with your life.
We
after
all know the
32.
type.
Go to
All right.
Yeah, go to MacArthur Park right now. There's some winners. You feel me? I guarantee you, Kensington.
No, but all right. There seems like there was some confusion at a certain point because even academics was like reacting to part of what I said about Sharp being rude to the plug talk girls or whatever, and I think he misinterpreted it.
Yeah, clarify
because
that.
we were not talking about the actual porn stars, which granted we would also like for all the guys here to be respectful of the porn stars, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the two girls who work for Plug Talk who don't have OnlyFans, have never done porn, don't really give a fuck about the adult industry aside from their involvement with keeping Plug Talk going and everything like that. And there's one girl in particular, it was her first day at the job, and Sharp tried to holler at her. It's the middle of the day. It's fucking 1 p.m., 2 p.m. He tries to holler at her. I'm going to assume that she probably already got warned by the other female members of the staff or whatever. If Sharp says something to you, just kind of
turn and burn.
Keep it moving, you know? And so he says something. He tries to holler at her, and she says, like, hi, how's it going? But then she, like, walks away or, like, turns away from him, and all of a sudden she gets treated to the, hey, bitch, when I talk to you, you better pay attention. Like on it. It's like, bro, this is a workplace. You can't just call a girl a bitch. She works alongside you. Like, you can't, even you being drunk here in the first place, like, this is us being like very lenient. And we talked to him about the alcohol multiple times, But when you on her first day are making one of the fucking girls who works here, who's like filling out paperwork and helping set up
we
stuff
don't want to
for
do.
the photo shoots, she's doing regular shit. She ain't popping nothing. She's a chill girl that like everybody's around her.
Honestly,
here.
like the nicest girl ever.
Exactly.
Like,
and it's like, and even in that situation,
I like her.
I didn't want to get all on his bumper about it because it makes things awkward. So instead I had somebody else on the team kind of like have to say something to him because I'm trying to avoid like face-to-face confrontations with bro because he's got to do content here and I don't want to like make shit intense between us. And so like at a certain point I kind of realized that like less communication between me and him is probably in the best interest of us working well together because when we would
like talking to a wall.
Exactly. We would do meetings and it's like we're talking about like how he can make his content do better, right? And we're suggesting different types of guests and we're talking about like maybe you doing interviews with Bricc or with other people, like maybe that could like help or whatever. And like in particular, I'm stressing like, hey, we should work on like having a questions list that you can, because like with Vlad, if you were to go work for Vlad, he gives you the questions. He gives you 20 fucking questions and your basic job is to get through those 20 questions. Obviously No Jumper is a much more free flowing platform or whatever, but we were telling him like, Remo can help you. Remo can put together really good questions because anybody who's watched Sharp's interviews knows one of his primary problems is that he goes off script. He starts preaching about random shit,
himself.
starts talking about himself like crazy. And that has definitely like made a lot of interviews that probably would have been fucking awesome, like the Sauce Walker one or like the unreleased Kevin Gates one that didn't come out because he was on some crazy shit, just preaching and yelling about random shit, etc.
sounds amazing.
A lot of stuff like that probably would have gone better or came out better or came out at all if he had been willing to like follow a little bit more of a guideline. But instead, what's he do? He sits in the meeting and he talks about Laura drops my shit on random days at random times so my fans don't know when it's coming out, which is like, okay, you smoke cigarettes and you swear like crazy in the beginning of the fucking podcast. So sometimes it takes a while for us to get it ready to even get it out. But he's complaining about all shit that I deal with. Like my shit comes out at random times my interviews drop. It's okay. It doesn't fucking matter. And it pisses me off too because literally the day before he went on this rant, Remo had a phone call with him where he talked to him about how he wanted to like, help get more girls on the podcast or whatever so they could start getting more viral moments. He's talking to Laura about how he wants to drop on Thursdays instead of Saturdays. And then he's so out of control of his own behavior that like that night or the next day, he goes on this crazy ass rant where he basically announces that he quit, even though he had just done multiple calls like the day before about.
Is Saturday a bad day for videos to drop?
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like niggas just be
think if it's a good video,
niggas just be finding reasons.
I feel like if it's a good video, I feel like you do get more traction during the week, but I feel like if it's a good video, you're gonna get. If it's a good interview, they're coming for it.
Yeah, I mean, we
up.
dropped the Admiral Wax show on Sundays. It's probably like our most viewed thing. We drop it on Sundays. Why? Because I talked to Danny Mullen and he told me that like and I went and looked at my own analytics and it's like one of your best times you could drop something is like noon on a Sunday.
Sunday after church.
Chilling at home.
And Saturday is not far off. It's like very close together in terms of like view count, but he's blaming it on everything under the sun. Besides, maybe your content needs to be a little different.
I talked to him straight up the whole time. I'm like, church, why you not grilling the bitch? On the hood.
If it ain't broke, if it ain't broke,
crib,
don't break
I'm
it.
cutthroat. I don't give a fuck about what the fans say. Nigga, hey, find you a bitch you know you gonna disagree with and chop that bitch, nigga, on camera, nigga.
Right.
You want the views to go back to what they supposed to be, do what you been doing.
And he's talking about wanting to advance and he wants to grow and shit like
He's
that.
not receptive to information.
There's no more growth in that area.
Yeah, but how is it growth to do interviews with like random rappers that I don't want to like, diss every interview that he ever did, but he's doing a lot of like, he switched from that to like interviewing kind of random rappers, kind of random influencers. And when he does have a girl on, there's
research about him though.
Exactly. There's nothing interesting about it. There's no intensity. There's no like important point that needs to be made. It's like at some point he just went full blown peacemaker.
And no diss to Sharp, but there's not a single person in this office that I would like to see sit down with Flatbush zombies less than Sharp.
Yeah.
There's no overlap. Like where on the
be
Venn
funny.
diagram?
What do you even know?
You're trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be funny. I mean from the depths of my soul.
I believe you when you say that.
What the
Because
fuck?
No, I'm just saying, like, why the fuck do we want to see Sharp with flat? But we want
No,
to
he's
see
saying
it.
that
That's what he's saying.
he would like to see
Nobody wants to
interviewed
see
him.
that shit.
He'd like
That's
to
what he's
see
saying.
Hurley and Donnie interview
Yeah,
him before
literally.
it's
I'm
on.
about to say.
That's what he's saying. He
Oh,
said
I
he'd
thought he
rather
said
see
it's
anybody
nobody
but
better
himself.
than Sharp.
No.
Oh, I'm
no.
like, bro,
No, I
shut
said
the
there's
fuck
nobody
up.
I'd
He said
rather-
that nobody he'd rather not see do that
Yes.
shit to
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
I feel like the one of the
You gotta
crazy
get
parts
a bitch
is
off
you would
feed.
think that I would be that kind of motherfucker when it comes to meetings or shit like that, and I'd be texting him or asking these people behind the sound, be like, how could I do X, Y, and Z better? What can I do? Watch this interview and what can I do better? You feel me? I'm always on that shit. I'd be texting Adam like, watch this. Do you think I could do this shit better? What you think about this? Tell me what I could do better. You feel me? Because it's like, nigga, I'm still learning. Niggas is growing here.
Yeah,
you feel me?
they
You
can
gotta
learn
be
how to
receptive.
interview.
Right. It's not some shit I've been doing since I was 15.
Right.
I
It's some shit you have
study
to
in the
study and
22
learn.
fold. Like, hey,
And
bro.
I come with an iPad full of shit. Questions from research questions with them. Questions I got just set up. You feel me? All kind of shit. You feel me? Like, I be coming prepared, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to.
My new shit is to kind of go follow the fan narratives of what they have of the rapper. Like, that's what I've been trying to study. Like, oh, how do I find out what the fans think about him more than what I think or what I want to ask him? Because that's who's finna watch that shit and they want their narratives pushed. I think I heard you say that like maybe a couple weeks ago, and like it been sticking with me. Like, oh, that might be the angle that I haven't came from. But with Sharp, nigga, you do not rap. You don't have history with rap. You have history from soft white underbelly to the females.
Do what you know.
Thank you. You get what I'm saying? Unless you want to just chop shit with a rapper, and that's cool from time to time, but your main content, you shouldn't switch from, oh, they think that all I do is yell at bitches. So what? Those niggas that's in the comments, 9 times out of 10, you've took pictures with them.
Yeah.
But like honestly,
You get what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna say it when you out. So the fuck what?
If Sharp is juxtaposed with a rapper like Sauce Walker, it actually kind of makes sense because they do have something to talk about.
That was a
then
good
he-
interview, but
yeah.
he kept
But
cutting
he
him off.
talked over him the whole time, and Remo gave him a killer lit because me and Remo, keep in mind, I was supposed to do that interview. Remo had 30 fucking questions of like good questions that he could have got off, and instead they did the sort of like vague pimp talk thing, and you could even see that Sauce Walker was getting frustrated with it by the end. And I feel like that's also why the Kevin Gates one didn't come out, is because it could have been a somewhat orderly conversation. Sharp could have very easily become like a beloved interviewer on this platform. He just would have had to show some restraint and be willing to do some research. Does this sound like anybody that you guys can think of with one arm? It's like, you got to do research if you want to do interviews. You got to be at least a little bit familiar with the subject matter.
Wait, so did Sharp ask Sauce Walker
I was
about like the
liking that.
Go-Yayo beef at all? Did he talk
No,
about that?
of course
He
not.
talk
I
about
don't
the
know who that
Go-Yayo
is.
beef. Oh,
Bro, I feel
okay.
like
So
he's one of
did he
the-
ask him about like his influence from going back to the DJ Screw days and is there? Oh, okay, no, he didn't. He didn't
You
got
gotta
that
do
in?
real research on this type of thing. Cause when I interview people, like say Lord throw me a name and I'm not familiar, the first thing I do, nigga, type them in on YouTube or go to they Reddit or just type they name in on Reddit, see fan narratives like you said. Go watch videos. I'm gonna try to immerse myself fully in what they got going on, whatever scene going on over there. So you gotta really, you know what I'm saying, really do that
He's not
shit.
just a piss poor, terrible interviewer, though.
No, I don't.
Like,
He's
like,
very
like,
charismatic.
yeah,
He
I'm
refuses
like, no,
to
no, I'm
very
just saying
kind of
it, just to say it.
Bro, he
Just
the
to
type
say
of,
it,
no, he is, because this the only nigga who will say so much and at the same time say absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Just
nothing.
imagine being at his house all day.
And that's why I never wouldn't.
I love my nigga to
He
death,
say
but I let
so
him have the
much.
floor so
Don't
many
see him
times,
say
and I'm finna
shit.
go over there after this. Nigga.
Because people think that he's a different person off camera,
Nah.
and they don't understand that it's the same fucking thing. And it's like as difficult as you would probably imagine it is to get through to him and have any kind of serious conversation with him on camera. It's the same thing off camera where he just like doesn't want to hear it, and it's like
for sure.
I don't know, man. Like at a certain point, I just kind of gave up on trying to like coax him into being better at the job and just sort of let him do his thing. And that's what pisses me off so much about the situation is that he turned me into the bad guy for just sort of leaving him alone to do his own thing, because I just have too much respect for my own mental health. Like I cannot spend day in, day out trying to convince somebody or trying to teach them how to be better at doing interviews when their response is to blame it on everybody else outside of you. Because he blamed his own interviews not doing well on the fact that AD and T-Rail left. That does not make sense to me when you
That's
consider the
insane.
fact that decline in viewership also extended to your channel.
Yeah.
You know?
It's always
It's everybody but
like
him.
you could give Sharp, and this is my boy. This is where, and everybody that goes to the house will say the same. You can tell Sharp your opinion, how you feel about something, and that's when he's gonna scold you about why his narrative is the only narrative that should be pushed in this situation. And you go, you know what I mean?
Right.
The rest of the night, sock the shit out your chest about it
Yeah,
to where I
got
just
bruised by
bleep
the end
out.
of the night.
It's like, all right, cuz you could, like, and us being homies and we talk shit to each other, I understand, but he is the same person. And some people, like, you can't be that way in business relationships. You can't be that way with people that you just now meeting. Like, I'm fried already, so we can talk fucked up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I relate.
We can just, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I don't take offense to it, but it's like, Adam, the night that we went, did y'all talk about this or should I not?
What?
Katana.
Oh, I would love to talk about this.
Oh, this sounds
yeah,
interesting.
There was a night.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I feel like this is the night
This was
where-
pivotal.
Yeah, this was a pivotal night. This was pivotal.
Y'all was in Vegas?
No, I was out here.
Oh, okay.
And there was a night where, you know, something that we don't normally do, which is we did a late night clandestine meeting of me, Bricc, and Sharp at a spot called Katana on Sunset, I think.
Yeah.
And we all meet up. It was like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. at night, whatever, late night. And we sit down and we have a conversation about the content and we're going back and forth and everything. And Sharp is fucking obliterated. He's like extremely drunk, extremely annoying. And I mean, it would have been pretty obvious to like almost anybody who could have like perceived this, even to the waiters, that I wasn't really feeling it. And at least part of what I wasn't feeling, again, I don't want to seem like Mr. White Knight that gets offended on girls' behalfs and shit, but there's like women sitting, you know, 10 feet away from us, and he's just and then I was fucking her pussy and I was doing this, and it's just like the conversation is like too vulgar.
This nigga's like an Adult Swim character, bro. Like, I swear to God, bro, he's hilarious.
Yo, I was fucking her pussy.
No, but literally,
He's a
'cause
freaky
he's
frog.
telling me about like all
He's
these
a
bitches he
freaky-ass
fucked, and
frog.
it's like, bro, I personally don't want to be in a restaurant having a conversation about sex when some chick that's 3 tables away from us can fucking hear what you're talking about.
And it might just be Rosa Acosta too.
Oh my
Right.
God, why was Rosa Acosta there? She wasn't close
She
enough to
wasn't
the table
that
to hear
close.
it.
Yeah, but
she was right over
she
there
was
too.
right
Shout out Rosa
there.
Acosta, she's a
Looking
generational
good.
beauty.
One of the goats.
Such a goat.
Good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the next day I approach Bricc in the office and I smile at him and I go, "What do you think about last night?" And I think Brick's response was, "I think I damn near seen an N-word lose his job last night." And I was like, oh, because I didn't realize that Bricc was so aware of how on my last inch of fuse I was there, because it was just so like, holy fuck, I thought we were coming here to like really have a conversation about content and shit, or like what we were gonna do, and then you're just drunk like ranting about your sexual exploits. And that's when I found out that he fucked damn homie and shit, and he's just like describing it too much detail.
When
like,
was this?
I don't need to hear this. I don't know, it was probably almost a year ago.
This was like 5 months before.
He has to be
This
praised
is
when
like
he don't
right
feel
around
right.
the time him and damn homie were kicking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before I was even back on the platform.
Yeah,
This was before anybody knew that they were fucking around.
He gotta
way
be
before.
praised or he doesn't feel right. Wherever the situation is, if it's just you and him, if it's a group of people, he has to be praised or he can't function. You gotta fan him.
Yeah.
Or nigga, this is not gonna go well. It don't matter what it is. If y'all just chilling, just finna play Xbox. You
He's
gotta
not
fan
going
the
to
nigga.
hear anything else. That's what I noticed. Like Sharp, like there's not really a conversation. It's more just him waiting until he can talk again.
You are merely a conduit
Yeah.
for whatever narrative he wants to get off. And as much as you try to like guide him in the direction of like reality, it's just not appreciated. It's like he'll quickly inform you, no, I have this thing that I'm talking about, and whatever you're talking about is only getting in the way of me further talking about the thing that I want to talk about.
For sure. And it's one thing that when I realized what type of person he was, and I wasn't offended or nothing, this is my boy. And I know like when a motherfucker used to be in like the big dog and like a new dog come around, they kind of got to poke their chest. Almighty, I think you know what situation I'm talking about. I think we were having a discussion about all our growth on the podcast and who's skyrocketed. And they were like, "Oh, rookie of the year. We're not gonna put Bricc in it because he." You know what I mean? We know he did a good. He had a good year this year. He like, yeah, nigga, my first year, nigga, I was bringing them M's in. I'm like, damn, I'm your homeboy, nigga. It ain't no today your day.
Yeah,
I would have gave you your day. I always do it. I'm like, all right, cuz on the dead homies, I know what type of nigga you is. You my nigga though. Like that's my boy, but I know what type. You just gotta have.
Yeah.
Like even like we'll be out with bitches and. The bitches would be like up on us or whatever. You know, I got a bitch, so I don't even really be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's Mr. Cuddler.
Hey, you gotta breathe on the bitch, but chill.
That's my nigga though, cuz. But
Look,
he
it's
got
ways
the
that you breathe on the
shit
bitch.
down pat.
It's ways you breathe on the bitch. If you gonna breathe on her, you gotta breathe on her.
This is only with the liquor. Without the liquor, sharp,
when is that?
Sharp in the morning.
yeah. When is that?
When is that?
Then no, because I be with him all day.
Because he has a
It's
period
like
from
2,
like
3
waking
o'clock.
up to like maybe like 1 that
2,
he's
3
sober.
o'clock. It's like
It starts to get bad after that. And he's so in denial and he will not let you say that he's an alcoholic without basically correcting you like, I'm not drunk at 1, I'm drunk at 3.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's not a strong argument, sir.
A,
And
no,
it's champagne.
and B, yeah.
It's
and,
not hard liquor.
And he thinks that there's like some huge difference. But like when the news was starting at 10, for the show, he would be drunk by noon. Every time. Because that's when we'd be trying to do the meetings after the news. And it would be like, holy shit, I'm talking to a wall, except the wall is screaming back at me and blaming everybody else for his problems.
And I feel like there's something that I low-key gotta get off, and I've been wanting to.
Gotta
low-key
get off.
get it
Everybody
off, yeah.
getting off.
Well,
This is amazing.
Here's the thing, like
He called me a do boy last night. I just didn't. It fucked me
What's
up.
a do boy?
He said something about a yes man or a do boy. You sitting with 2 do boys. That don't-
he says you only
First of
do
all,
shit with yes men
first
and
of all, I'm
shit.
not here. I didn't know that first of all, I just started potting. I didn't know that the objective was to fucking argue with each other. I thought we were supposed to discuss topics.
No, I mean,
but I noticed
It's
that you
complicated,
are
yeah.
supposed to have. No, I'm learning.
Right.
But I didn't know.
With that also,
you know what I'm saying?
with
Like
that being
coming
said,
in, I'm like, oh, I thought we were supposed to agree on topics.
Hold on,
Like,
but-
no,
but
I'm supposed
Adam,
to give my shit.
you-
Hold on. I'm supposed to give my opinion. You do that shit too much.
oh, Lord.
I'm giving like my opinion of some shit, but I'm not trying to collide with you on it because I'm like, I thought it didn't make good for the show, but I see debates make good for shows.
Debates
I'm like,
do
oh,
make
I
good
do.
for show.
Because I'm just passionate about shit I really feel. So I'm ready to go back and forth about any idea if I feel strongly about it. It don't matter if we chilling at the crib. It don't matter. So that shit was just natural for me to come up here and just be combative because nigga,
sure.
I'm already, you get what I'm saying? I'm already like that.
And the great takes that I had up front, go ahead, was with me and him
Facts,
would disagree.
facts, me and
And
him.
that's when I
That was
when
some
I
of the
look
best
back, that's like
debates
some
you
of
had
my
on
best content on
Yeah.
the news. Like
Yeah,
us
me and
about
him disagree.
Jay-Z's and shit like that. Like we go crazy.
all the arguments always are the classic of,
Yeah.
like, things that last the time. But Adam, you watch enough podcasts and are deeply entrenched enough to know, is the narrative of co-hosts on a podcast, if it's like someone more famous or whatever, and they have a pod and bring other people on, they're always called yes men. I could point to fucking 20 podcasts.
Look
where
at
they-
Flagrant. They always are going to call the other dudes
That's
sitting on
what
the
I'm-
couch
that's like
yes
the
men.
number one example.
But at the same time, it's like if you watch Flagrant, it's like Andrew is the one steering the ship. And it's like I have watched certain podcasts. Like I used to listen to a little bit of the Hollywood Unlocked podcast that Jason Lee would do. And he had some co-hosts that are real yes men, like clearly not there to do anything but nod and agree.
just guzzling cum.
I think there's a fine line between being just a huge prick that is like impossible to get along with and you can't talk about anything, which I do a podcast with Whack. Whack is the definition of that. I could say the sky is blue and Whack's going to say, they don't know it's red on Pyro. It's like, I'm used to that. But even like a lot of the good moments with AD on the podcast, I got to admit, were kind of because he was just like down to argue about everything. Now, did it go too far at times? For sure, from my perspective. But, you know, ultimately, like some contention is good. But the thing is like, I implore people to go back to that one episode of the No Jumper Show, the recent one that Sharp was on. And it was like, he was trying to argue, but it was like the dumbest points and he just wouldn't let shit go. And it's like, if we're gonna argue on a podcast, like you can't just be derailing shit like every second of it. Like there's gonna have to be some objective reality that we agree on.
And you know,
I can't even
look,
remember which one. I wasn't here.
So when I first went on Sharp's podcast back in, I want to say it was April of this year. It was 2 days after Adam had hit me up and asked me if I wanted to join the No Jumper
Yeah, I
show.
say that, church.
He said, Adam said, don't tell nobody, don't say nothing, you feel me? But yeah, so I was like, all right, for sure. A couple of days later, there's a No Jumper, was it Thanksgiving or not? Some Easter party, some shit. There's some little staff party or whatever. Lush One walked through the door. Everyone's shocked to see me. You feel me? They're like, what the fuck is your ass doing here?
I think it was a UFC fight.
Yeah, it was a
'Cause I was
UFC
out of
fight.
town.
that
It
day.
was a UFC fight.
Yeah.
That's exactly. And that's like I'd been on the pod like once or twice, but I hadn't, it wasn't any talk of me being a part of it, except for all the fans wanted it. I forgot about that part. Yeah, all the fans wanted it.
Okay, bots word.
You feel me?
In the chat.
But then they
Yeah, what happened with the situation?
well, what happened was I went over there and he basically was saying that you shouldn't be back on the show. And then I looked back.
Oh, because you did the stream with him after that night.
Correct.
We watched
and
the
I
UFC
didn't tell
fight
him I was already on the show. You feel me? Because you told me not to trying this new thing where I don't tell people
Say
what
shit.
to say.
And I know that was a real hard moment for you in that moment.
Because I wanted to be like, bitch, I'm on the show. You're like, what are you talking about?
then
Like,
that would've been
that's
the
a
moment
nay
would've been
from
offered.
you?
Oh, that would've been
like you have
fucking
no
funny.
say in that nay is no say in the matter.
So keep in mind, that's crazy. They even in that video from the Big Clout Small World, whatever the fuck it was, they used the clip of him telling you, I don't think you're a good fit for the brand. I don't think you should be on the channel. And you're sitting there the whole time like, You already knew you were back on. Oh, man, that's some
And
funny
in
shit.
hindsight, it looks hella different when you give that context to it.
Always, and it gets look. I'll add another layer of how fucking crazy it is,
Just
bro.
looking at him like,
this is the fucking craziest part. So afterwards, and I talked about this already on stream, but no one watched my channel, so I'm gonna say it over here, motherfuckers. Hey, this fool was all like, "Hey, here's what you should do, church. I think you get a lot of respect from the people. You should be like, when you sit down on that table with Adam on Tuesday and breaking them, you should be like, you know what, Adam, I appreciate you offering me this, but I want the people to decide. So if the people say I'm ready to come back, so I was like, oh, so somebody I'm basically living in an Airbnb, damn near homeless, and someone's offering me a job, and you want me out of respect for the people
You want you to pull a WWE skit.
right,
you to cut
and
a promo.
undermine the person that just hired me, as a matter of fact, because last time I checked, it's his motherfucking podcast. You feel me? So all that's going on,
Yeah,
right?
he gives a lot of
And
advice.
then I'm not even done. Check.
A lot of
yes.
advice.
He gives a lot of fucked
But
up
what
advice.
was
I
really
ain't
your
gonna lie.
intentions? And look,
Oh, really?
that was dope.
really?
That was dope that you told
a crash
asked Mark
course.
to get me on Soft White Underbelly a couple years ago when I looked like fucking Benjamin Franklin, whatever. Cool. I really do appreciate that, and that was a dope. And I've tried to look out, and this whole time I'm fucking talking good about Sharp. I'm in the chat suggesting, oh, we don't have a guest. Should we have someone? I was like, what about Sharp? You feel me? I'm trying to push bro's fucking line. I'm over there. Hey, I shout him out in the cypher. Oh, they're making fun of you about this? Let me make you look a little better. I was at Drake's crib doing meth, and I seen pictures of you.
That was
You
funny.
feel me? Like, yeah.
You gave him a shout out there.
It was a double-eyed toddy.
No, it was a little. You feel, but
It was like a
it was,
ha 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 ha.
it was ha ha ha. But like, guess what? You
praised
feel me?
him.
And then I
He
said,
did, but then he got it.
and then when I'm shouting out all the
He
people
got it.
on the song, because I
Brought up
think
the
he's
shrine.
supposed to be on the song, I say Sharp the motherfucking P.
Right. As if he had a verse. I caught that.
As if he caught a verse. As if he had a verse.
'Cause we all thought he was gonna.
But I gave him an extra little something on his name. I said, Bricc, baby, Adam Sus, Sharp the motherfucking P.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like that's a
But we know that you're no
sure.
Glazer?
feedback
sandwicher.
Yeah,
I don't feel
sandwicher.
like him not doing it even has so much to do with me. I feel like that was a cop out. I feel like he really didn't want to embarrass himself.
I mean,
That's really what
Because,
because he can't rap. I think he didn't want to
Shit,
embarrass
we
himself.
The
could've
funny
helped
part
him.
is
He always
like,
Yeah,
gotta
somebody
look.
could have helped.
He
We
always
could've
got to
helped
keep
him.
his image over everything. I gotta look good. I can't have no
He
bad
didn't even have
looking
to rap.
moments.
He could have been in between verses. Oh, that shit was fire, church. Now
You
come
could
over
have did
here
an
with
intro and
the
talk. You could have finessed your way in.
He
there.
would have had a hard verse because I would have wrote that
Exactly,
motherfucker
I
for
would've
you
helped
worst
him.
come to, we would have. Thank you. Nobody was coming out of there losing.
Period.
For sure.
Period.
That's what we
Like,
wasn't finna do.
If anybody had asked for help, or if I needed help,
And I wasn't gonna do, man. I'll be up here chilling. How many times I didn't work with niggas that I couldn't stand? I did shit with Flacco all the time.
Right.
This nigga for a moment I couldn't stand him.
Right.
Now
You
I
feel
don't
me?
have no problem being in a room with him now. But for a certain time, couldn't stand nigga. I don't give a fuck to be on camera with you. That makes great content.
Yeah.
You feel me? Even
sure.
you feel me? I don't give a fuck.
You know, and I just even remembered like the last time I really had a conversation with Sharp was like 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna guess 2 weeks. And he came into my office and I'm like fucking shoveling salad into my mouth in between interviews or whatever. And what did he say? Yo, it's like
mean a lot of things with this.
it's the same exact playbook as AD in them, where right before they left, right up to like a week or two before they left, I just want to let you know you're my brother. I fuck with you. I appreciate everything you ever did for me. And if things don't work out, it's cool, man. We always gonna be solid. That's what AD would always say to me. Fucking Sharp came in and gave me a weirdly similar speech like 2 weeks ago, right before he went on his live stream and basically tried to burn the building down.
Did you feel it? Did you have the odds like deja vu? Like this is what happened with AD, and then that happened. Or you had no clue.
I wasn't even really thinking about it. That's why it took me so long to even remember it. But it's like, it's just like, I don't know. Okay, and I even want to give you another example from that Katana thing. We were talking about other hosts.
Yeah.
And we were like, I think the host that we were like discussing was like Spider Loc, because I think that Flacco and Spider had just started fucking around doing whatever they were doing. And I was like kind of bringing up Spider Loc. I'm like, you know, like Sharp and Flacco and Spider, like their shit was kind of cool. Like, what do you guys think of Spider Loc or whatever? Listen, Church, I'm gonna be totally real with you. I think we got to focus on the hosts we got instead of going and trying to get some new dudes to come through. I don't think.
Damn, I forgot that part of the conversation.
He's like,
that happened.
I don't think we need new energy in the building. I think we got to focus on what we got right here.
That's basically him trying to say me.
Bro,
It's so transparent.
Bro.
In other words, I don't want anyone to outshine me, so let's not even try anybody else. And like, think about fucking wrestling. Think about Vince McMahon. It's like, no matter how popular you are, you have to also recognize that bringing on more people is going to keep shit lively. You should be thinking, maybe I could sit with Spider Loc. Maybe we could do an episode together. Maybe I could fucking create some content together or whatever, instead of just trying to like stop it like, oh, no new members of the podcast squad because I'm trying to hold on to my spot.
No,
And he
it's
fuck with Spider Loc. That ain't to start no beef with Spider
No,
Loc.
it has
at all.
nothing to do with Spider
It's
Loc.
not like I was hating on him, and
Spider-Loc.
it's not like I was
He's
saying he was the
emotional.
greatest fucking podcaster ever. I was just trying to talk about him, and all of a sudden, Sharp is like, "Oh, no new dudes, no new friends." Blah, blah, blah.
And this is the thing.
No,
though, it's
I
like-
was just saying because Spider Loc, he can't wait for his moment to say somebody hated on him out the building.
True. He'll
So
probably
I-
use that.
yeah,
It wasn't
no,
like
no,
that.
it was
Obviously,
not
I was
like
gonna
that.
fuck with you or not fuck with you, regardless of what Sharp said. Yeah.
I just
No,
had
but
to
here's
put
the
that for the
thing.
record.
Here's the thing. It made me realize
Shit.
how coveted, and I kind of got a glimpse of it during my first tenure here. That Tuesday spot, that no jumper show spot. A lot of people. Now there might be people over here like Suspects, who, by the way, might be great on the show, potentially, you feel me? That never really, from my perspective, and this is a dude that I was talking to the most of anyone at one point over here, never really gave a fuck about that. You feel me? He was
Yeah, I
just-
don't never,
nah.
I
Yeah.
don't never,
It
you know
never
what I'm
tripped.
saying? I don't never be like, man, can I get on this? Can I get on this? Because I just be like, whatever comes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be super pressed about it. You know, like,
You
just
never, like,
whatever,
were
go with the
tripping
flow.
about that.
I just go with the flow, you know?
But
That's why I don't be, but I feel like that is how he tricked himself out his spot. I'm on here less too. You don't see me on my own platform, nigga, when I'm on there playing games. Shit like, yeah, you know, man, I feel like Adam and them need to bring me up on there. They're leaving the best thing out right here, brother. Like, nigga, I just be chilling. Like, you know, whatever happened, bro. Like,
There's only one
just
live
chill.
show. Like, we all still like are a family through
Right.
whatever. Like, whatever reasons, it's, I want to say, like, yeah, Almighty does, because I'm trying to watch my words, but it's like, this goes all the way back to him not being invited to parties.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
And
Oh.
it's like all type of shit. He'll see like us go out or whatever, and then like not really make me feel guilty, but it's like, wait, hold on. I had a relationship with Adam before I walked through the door. Before I even met you. I got a relationship with you. You dope. You always got my back. Always gonna be your friend. You get what I'm saying?
you met Sharp and no jumper.
Yeah. But we locked in because I seen he was moving out here. Then I seen him wearing his jury all through the city, which I probably contributed to him going out less. But I'm like, dude, just wear your tennis chains when you go out. And you know what I mean? Keep somebody or keep. Like I was giving them the layout of the city, and me giving you the layout of the city might be kind. Well, no, he be moving right, but it's just like he ain't going everywhere. And then he put his face with mine to a point to where it's like he felt like he got the same vibes. I'm like, LA don't work like that. Like you know what I mean? But so I probably
if you have a big chain with the S on it, though, it kind of might. Send the wrong message.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that chain's insane to wear in LA.
The reason
I can't believe it. You never said nothing.
Absolutely, you are 100% not lying.
That's a huge S bomb.
Absolutely, he got that motherfucker right here. But his name is
my
Shark.
last name's Hyams. I'm gonna get a big H. You feel me? Like,
but if you did, the world you should be able to get a Seattle Mariner sign on your chain
you
without
can do
the
what
world
the fuck you want, but you just gotta know that it's consequences to every act.
Yeah, it means shit out here.
You
know
feel
what
a little too from here to ever wear something like that. You feel me? Like, and not know what it means. Like,
he been having a tattoo on his throat forever.
That's true.
He
too.
ain't not from LA. He's from Dago.
Right. That's my point.
But the S dome in Dago doesn't get you in trouble.
That's literally my point.
Yeah, it's no Hoovers down there or nothing that'll be like, oh, why you got that on? You know what I mean? Like
they probably,
but my whole point of even bringing that up is like he kind of wants everybody, well, damn, where was I going? You keep throwing me off. Never mind. Fuck it. No.
You're telling him not to wear his jewelry all crazy.
No. Before that, I was saying that he, like, it goes from him not getting invited to parties, him not, you know what I'm saying? Like, that all of that was building a wall. And I was, like, as he was making me feel guilty, I'm telling him how to approach the situation. And he was kind of like DW in the situation, like, nah, niggas don't call me type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, just be like, hey, am I banned from going out? Can I go out? Like, did you gonna voice
simple,
it?
Hey,
nah,
invite me next time, nigga.
Yeah, I ain't gonna act out.
Right.
Like, try me out. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even like, and he don't want to seem like a fan, like, try me out or let me go. But like, hey, bro, look, I ain't gonna act like that. Let me roll with you tonight. I want to be in that environment.
Because, like, all right,
pride and ego.
I got an invite, just hypothetically, or like what I remember these situations, it's like, I get an invite to a cool ass party and it's like a +1. Now, I'm thinking I got enough leverage that I could pull up to this party with a couple people and it's all good, but I'm not going to invite 10 people, you know? And it's like, oh, I'm hanging out with Bricc and Remo, so I invite them to the party and we pull up and maybe Conrad comes or some shit like that. It's like, I don't feel like I have to invite every host or every person I'm friends with because there's so many other people. Like, same logic, Lavelle could be like, bro, why are you at this ill-ass porn party in Hollywood and I didn't get an invite? You're right. Like, you're my boy. I should have invited you. I should have invited Sus. I should have invited Donnie, Jason, John.
Should have put Bella on the Tuesday show.
Sometimes you just want to bounce out. You don't want to fucking have to invite
everybody. Yeah.
And it's not like my mind crossed. Oh, I should bring Sharp. No, actually, fuck that. I'm not gonna bring Sharp. I just didn't think of it because it's not that big a deal. Because it's like we go out, we do whatever, and it's like,
and the other
it's not like he's
really
going
don't
out
get
of his way
invited
to kick it with me or holler at me or anything like that. It's not like we're like talking all day and then I snuck off to a party without you. I didn't even know I was gonna go to the party up until the last minute before we went to the party. I was talking about how I probably wasn't gonna go to the party.
And all my friends got my location. So once I tell them the door is open, like I don't think they tripping. Come on, like, and that's how extra people kind of get there. And I still keep it to like 2 people, but I'll go with you and then I'll just be like, all right, they not tripping like that. Y'all can pull up. Yeah,
even a couple parties that I've been to, bro, Adam would be like, shit, you trying to go to this party? Because I'm right here.
Oh, yeah, that was that one night, that one porn party that we all went. Yeah, and like, it was good, it was chill and fucking we had a good time, but it's like, bro, I can't be like rolling up to every party 10 deep just because we got 10 hosts.
No facts.
Exactly.
Same shit when we was going around with, who was it, Nodi?
Oh, Nodi, cuz that one day.
Yeah, we going around Nodi. He just be like, hey, you trying to come with me to here? Come on. Like, you feel me? But when I'm at the crib and I see y'all niggas on Instagram, I don't be like, oh, niggas out here leaving me out and shit. Bro, niggas grown men. Yeah. We are not girlfriends, gang. Like, you feel me? Niggas grown men, they got lives. Like, nigga, I'm not, like, that's some female shit. You don't go to a bitch baby shower, she ain't never talking to you again. You feel me? Yeah. Nigga, I missed the baby shower. Like, it's all good, my nigga. I fuck with you. We don't give a fuck. Yeah. Who gives a fuck, nigga? Like, invite you to a party, my nigga. We is grown ass men. Who gives a fuck?
You're complaining about not beyond like it being feminine. It's super immature. It's like high school shit.
Yeah,
like,
who cares,
bro, I'm not invited to the kickback. Like, what the fuck?
I think he feels like he gets singled out. That's why he more like
he
on
singles
that.
Himself
but it's
out.
like I ain't saying that it's cool. I'm just like at this point, bro. you should just don't give a fuck if you're not gonna approach the situation. You've never once, like, I don't even think that he's told you that, or has he ever asked you about the parties?
I think he texted me about what, like that party that we went to. I think he hit me up about that, like, bro, like, why don't you invite me to this shit or whatever? Which, to be honest, kind of makes me not want to invite you even more.
Yeah.
It just feels like an obligation. Like, I'm already. People don't understand how annoying it is to go out in public and go to shit when you're like well known, because it's like it's a hassle. It's annoying as fuck to have to book security 5-6 hours in advance to make sure they're around. It's annoying as fuck to have to bring the whoopty whoops with you if you ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's annoying to have to like figure out shit with the girls because the girls don't want to leave until they get their fucking makeup done or whatever. That was during a time where Lena wasn't even around. So, okay, I get to go out with the boys and do perks and okay, yay, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about like, oh, I got to invite everybody. To me also, it's kind of like, if it's more than a Uber XL, we have a problem. If it's more than the Uber SUV and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you could say you could fit 6 people in the SUV. It's like, oh, now if we're going to be upgrading to 7 or 8 people,
It's 2 SUVs.
now it's kind of getting to be a pain in the ass.
Nah.
Yeah. And my whole thing too is it's like, I thought like this is one thing he said in his initial rant. He said, he's saying shit to Bricc Baby instead of saying it to me. People probably heard that and thought that it was some foul, sinister shit.
Yeah, it wasn't.
When we went to Atlanta, I don't even remember saying this, but I probably did say it because it's true. Is I said something about like, damn, when Sharp moved out to LA, I thought that he was going to be going out to the parties and being in the functions and that he was going to find and meet new guests, et cetera, et cetera. And instead, it felt like he became a vampire and he posted up in the crib streaming every night and just kind of staying away from everybody and just like, you know, and then getting on my case about not inviting him to shit when it's like, I thought you were the social fucking butterfly, because the truth is when you go out in public with Sharp, people do fuck with him.
For sure.
Now, that doesn't necessarily translate to how many people are watching his content, but like he's outside and people fucking love being around him because he is an interesting celebrity, you know?
For sure. Charismatic as fuck through the roof.
But like for some reason he moved out here, and instead of moving around and like doing stuff and like being active and all kinds of shit, is just like the opposite.
Well, you
And
said
then once me and him start getting into it, he just was like, yeah, no. Even more.
You seen the complaint that he had when he was like, basically, yeah, I was doing the red carpet events, repping No Jumper. Like, they don't fuck with No Jumper. They fuck with me. He's like, YK Osiris wouldn't do an interview with me because he was like, thank fucking God YK Osiris isn't on the channel. No one wants to see that fucking fag.
It's so like, I thought we were YK Osiris. I was talking about doing it a little while back, so I don't know about that. But
I meant it.
But okay, that's the whole thing though. It's just that it's like, is No Jumper a controversial platform? Yeah, we get it. We talk shit about everybody. We don't hold our tongues about anybody.
You contribute to
It's hard to get big name celebrities on your platform, even if you're squeaky clean. Look at AD&T rolling them. I'll give them credit. They have got a couple of like big names. They got the Schoolboy Q and the Damian Lillard or whatever. They got some good ones. But it's not like they're flooded with big name guests, and they're not really controversial. They're not as controversial as us, and they still have a hard time getting big ass guests because it's just hard to get big ass guests. Yeah. And it's like, you're putting that on me. It's like, look at my track record. Despite being very controversial and very hated, I've done a shitload of good interviews every fucking year for like the past like 8-9 years.
Kodak Black, YSL Woody, those two this year.
Right, and it's all just like actually going out of my way to get the fucking content. And the whole thing with him too is it's like he has the whole No Jumper staff at his disposal. If he wants to go do a vlog, if he wants to go to somebody's neighborhood, if he wants to go to an event, whatever, it's like, it's easy for you to grab Michael or Hurley or whatever and just like make some shit happen.
But y'all don't send a security guard out, church.
Oh, there was a lot of that too. Wasn't that a fucking concern? I'm like, okay, this is at a certain point, it's like, I got to pay extra money to send security with you just so you won't get your jewelry took.
Don't wear the jewelry.
Yeah, just don't wear the jewelry. You don't have ops out here. You're not like controversial like that. But yeah, if you're wearing a bunch of fucking jewels, which
you asking for,
are of a questionable origin, we don't necessarily know if those were what they were perceived to be. There's a lot of people out here doing fake watch busters and shit like that.
Kiosk allegations?
Niggas out here got they only made 7 of them bitches in the world, and you one of the 7.
And it's a $400,000 watch.
6, the other one is Jay-Z.
Yeah. Elon Musk and Jay-Z.
And I gotta take notes, bro. Niggas balling.
Nah.
Niggas balling.
But even if... All right. Even if the bitch took it, right? I'm selling.
From one of the 7?
I'm selling, cuz.
In the world?
I'm selling it. I'm not wearing it.
Niggas rare as shit. I gotta take notes.
That's a life changer.
This niggas the GOAT.
Yeah.
Right? What the fuck out of here? And
but
they only make 7
you can just
plain
put a
ones.
Tiffany background.
They make
in there.
7 plain ones.
You know what
You
I'm
have
saying?
a bust down.
People mimic. No, people
Stop.
mimic. Hold on. Let me get on. People mimic watches and they're not the original watches all the time. Like a motherfucker have a regular face rollie and go put a green face in there, go put a red face in there. So you can't really knock it.
Nah, but
Which instantly depreciates the value.
I hear you.
I'm finna break that down because that's cap. You still trying to save him because it's your man's. No, you can change the face of a teal. You can get a Rolex. You can go Arabic Roman numeral. You can get a different color. You can go rainbow. You can go
It say
teal.
Tiffany inside his watch.
You can't go Tiffany and Co. on your face.
Yeah.
You can't do that. No. Impossible. They made 7.
Yeah, he got one of them.
Fuck out of here.
His bitch is
Impossible.
He got it.
Absolutely impossible.
But like the thing that
I say yay, church.
That's a yay for me, church.
All right, bro. You got it.
The thing is, though, like I was saying before, how, you know, certain people like Sus might not care about that Tuesday show spot, but a lot of motherfuckers over here did. And I caught wind like the first time when Adam, pretty quickly after I started over here, added me to the Tuesday show. Like T-Rel was I give respect to T-Rel for at least being like, why the fuck? It was some hater shit, but at least he was upfront about it. He's like, why the fuck do you have Lush on the Tuesday show? You should have had me on there. He's saying that in the group chat that
I can 100%.
You feel me?
I
Like,
always say that. I stand on that. Anything I'm gonna say behind, I'm gonna say right in niggas' face.
sure.
I respect that.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, damn, T-Rel, you coming off like kind of jealous and weird right here, but at least you're fucking, as y'all say, standing on business. You feel me? Like you're saying that shit, right? Then, but what about Sharp? Sharp's intention the whole time, even like you could see his most recent appearance over here. He was like, hey, get in Adam's inbox, tell him you want to see me on here more. There's just a clip on the Reddit of that. It's like, bro, you were expecting to inherit that spot and you wanted me the fuck out of there because, so really, you don't give a fuck about me. Like, I thought we were friends, but that's not like some homie shit in any capacity. And all I did was be supportive, say good things about you, never hated. Hella people was in my ear, like Barry Sharp. People aren't fucking with Sharp. It'll make you look so good if you roast Sharp right now. People are telling me the fans are turning on him.
Some Art of
They're
War
liking
shit.
you. And I'm like, nah.
Pick a weak link and just pick at it.
100%. That's what everybody does over here. You feel me? Like, you're not over here just, when I say over here and beyond. Over here is like the whole podcast space. That's like what you do. It's like it's high school.
When a pile-on starts,
Yeah.
it's easy to hop on the pile-on and get a lot of fucking views.
And I did it. And what do I get from that? Then when he's quitting this platform or whatever, like going, he wants to be like, you surrounded by yes men. You want to sit down with the yes men. No, Adam wants to sit down with someone that knows about hip hop, that can actually sustain a conversation, that doesn't have main character syndrome, that has a lot of room for growth, that adds a lot of value. That's why he fuck with me.
He can deal with main character syndrome.
I ain't never.
I get it from time to time.
Exactly. There's only room for 1.5.
But it's really about like, you can have flaws in your podding. You just have to be open-minded about taking some criticism at a certain point or being able to like, and I've made it a real priority to try to not do it on camera because I don't think that's productive, but it's like, you just can't like think that you're perfect and you can't think that like there's nothing to work on. You can't be totally closed off to the idea of bringing more people on, etc. It's just like, that shit is not good for anybody in the long run. Like even Joe Budden, like it's so obvious when you watch his podcast that there is a conversation going on in the background about how to make their podcast better. And you can spot it. You'll see somebody start interrupting the other person. You'll see them immediately fall back and you'll realize that's probably the product of the fact that they've been having conversations about there being too much interrupting, which they do a 6-person show. Right. So there's way more problems with interrupting. It's hard to figure out who needs to go when, but then they do get the benefit of having that many people on camera. I'm gonna just throw out a random fucking anecdote. When we first went to Vegas with Sharp, I think me and a few other No Jumper staffers had a realization that this motherfucker might have never valeted his car before. Because when we pulled up to the casino, him talking to the valet guy and trying to like figure out how to drop his whip off for an hour or two, it was like watching someone who had just arrived at Earth for the first time. He got so frustrated that he just left.
That doesn't make sense.
He
I feel
refused to validate the card. Here's what you do. You hand him $20 or you hand him your fucking card. But okay, so that was so obvious to me and a few other people that and we're talking about it because he left. And it's like, why the fuck did he just leave? That's so weird. And then I'm talking to somebody and they're kind of like, yo, he seemed like he couldn't process the idea of the valet. Somebody else brought up another example that I had kind of low-key noticed but hadn't fully verbalized. They're like, what about when you were sitting with him at the roulette table? Did you notice that it clearly he had never done this before? And I was like,
really?
I did notice that the process of giving the dealer cash and getting some chips, which I don't want to act like you have to know about gambling to be a reasonable person on earth because I fucking.
If you're a pimp in Vegas for fucking 80 years,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like
100%.
Was this dude just not going outside for all those years?
Yeah, the bitch on the bitch on the carpet, not him.
And then by the end of the night,
just living there though. When you outside, you supposed to be somewhere else.
You supposed to be
in another casino doing your thing. And I ain't gonna lie, I've definitely heard from him being around in Vegas.
Yeah.
For me outside from
But a lot of people use the self-parking at all the hotels, so they don't have to wait on their key. If they doing illegal shit, you kind of want to.
I feel it. But then by the end of the night, he tries to holler at a girl at, I think, In and Out. It was some burger spot. And I think House Phone and a few other people were there. I wasn't there. And it's like, the girl isn't going for it, and he's just screaming at her. He's tripping out on her. It's like, I don't really understand the pimp game, but I'm pretty sure that it's not the coolest thing in the world to just freak out on some girl as soon as she kind of refuses your advances. I don't really think that's what the pimp thing is all about. So there was just a bunch of the shit on that trip even where I was just like, is this dude really what he says he is? And then you start hearing from damn homie about all this weird crazy shit that you never would have thought of in a million years, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, maybe there is some flawed behavior going on here.
Damn homie really fucking tore an asshole through that fucking newscast.
This nigga turned into Meek Mill, bro. He's turning into Meek Mill. Once upon a time you was treasured. Niggas loved you, nigga. You had dreams and nightmares. You had soft white underbelly and in the Shark Tank. Nigga, you was a boy.
Don't put his face on the picture of Meek Mill doing the bunny hop.
Hold up, wait a minute.
He was on the internet a little too long.
Y'all thought church was finished?
I'm dead.
But yo, despite all this is what fucks me up about all this, is that despite all this, I still felt like we had kind of a brotherly relationship, because at least when he first came around, we were making a lot of money together, and it felt like, all right, we got this cool bond because we're hustling together, and I'm helping you get guests, or I'm throwing you a guest, boom, you do 1 million views, boom, we chopping up the chili, it's good. And then I thought because we had that relationship that it's even when things started to go badly, I figured that I was kind of figuring at a certain point he was going to try to peace out and just be like, listen, I'm going to focus on my streaming and doing whatever. But instead, he just does this hoe ass shit and just complains about it. He never hit me up to have any conversations about this shit. It was just a stream. And the reason why, and then he starts talking about he was supposed to be here today. And then he starts telling Remo, I don't want to come do it if I'm not getting paid. That sounds like you're tucking your tail. That sounds like you don't want to have a real fucking conversation with people on camera. And then even beyond that, it's he tells Remo basically that he wasn't really trying to squash shit or have a phone conversation because he wants to extend this because he's so excited about the live viewers and the fact that more people are paying attention that he just to him, his whole brain has been reshaped by the clout and the viewers and the streaming, to the point where he's just not the same person that we met back in the day when I first did an interview with him. 2021 Sharp and 2024 Sharp are deeply different human beings. One of them had his brain reupholstered by the cloud.
And I could relate to him in certain regards, as far as when I got fired from No Jumper, and then it kind of does fuck with your head when you go live that first time and you see,
right,
I have 5,000 viewers.
Right.
This is my channel. I'm not even on No Jumper. I got 5,000 live viewers, and they're all supporting me, saying fuck this, da 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 da. That it's very easy, especially when you're in a vulnerable moment and you kind of feel like your future is up in arms and in question.
I think he did what a lot of people do, and I forgot what podcast it was. You feel me? it was somebody, but basically niggas just keep letting the comments troll you into speaking on things that you shouldn't say. It'll be plenty of times where somebody say some shit in my comments and then it'll make you want to expose something that you should never even do. I think he was sitting there, you feel me, a little drunk, 1 a.m, sitting in there already in your feelings about some shit, and somebody struck a nerve in that chat and it made you want to speak your mind, and that's where you fuck yourself up at. You letting these niggas trick you out your spot. A random person in the chat.
But I don't think it was 1 a.m, because at that food thing, I'm pretty sure it was like 8 p.m.
Yeah, it was.
Whatever, you feel me?
But still,
niggas spazzing out 2 a.m. and shit, like, you feel me, in there yelling like, bro, relax, okay?
And to keep it a stack, that was if that stream wasn't about No Jumper, that would have been like one of the greatest streams that Sharp's ever done.
Listen, I've only seen what the Reddit chose for me to see / We Starvin's Instagram story. I definitely saw some clips on there. He was nice enough to speed it up, which was very, very helpful. And it was still extremely long, even though it was on like 1.5.
Right.
But yeah, man, like, I don't know. I thought he was better than that. I thought that like he would be respectful enough to understand when his time had gone.
Well, he made it abundantly queer. He made Freudian slip. He made it abundantly clear on so many occasions that he would never do the quote unquote fuck shit that I did.
Yeah.
And like how he was so much better and had a higher moral compass. And I just don't move like that, church. I don't get down. And I'm very, very surprised. I could see his growing frustration. And I thought eventually it would have been like hey, we gonna go our own ways. And like, I never thought that I would hear Sharp trying to bleed No Jumper in my life. That was like,
I think like it was what I said is, you feel me, of course, a little bit of the alcohol. And I think just building up resentment that you already had going on with Adam. You feel me? Nigga cut your money a little bit. You feeling a little way. You feel me? Money been cut. You feeling the way you moved out here. You feeling like he's supposed to do more for you when you supposed to do more for yourself. You feel me? Because you got the platform. You got the followers. If you, like he said, supposedly, if you call Hurley and them, they gonna come. Do something. You feel me? Nigga, I don't got that kind of access. Nigga, you don't see me on my shit complaining, nigga, pouting and shit. Who gives a fuck? Nigga, just do your thing. Right. Strive harder.
Because we gave him a nice runway. Let's be real. Like,
facts.
Even when I
paid more than everybody.
Right, well, even like when we agreed for him to move out here, the views were already kind of in the shitter at that point because he had already like fallen back on doing controversial conversations with the girls and everything. So the views already weren't very good, but I still paid him for like a year. We like gave him a salary to move out here, to do the news, to try to figure out like if he had started like a consistent weekly show with some other co-hosts, that would have been dope. If he had managed to keep the shit going with the chicks and not make it like, you know, necessarily something that he wasn't proud of, but like figure out maybe a different way to do content with girls and shit like that. All of that would have been dope and would have, you know, obviously at a certain point when your sole contribution is just doing some interviews with some dudes that like we didn't want to interview or whatever, and like they're not really getting any views. It's like, I'm not going to be able to keep you on the salary forever. Like, where do you think the money comes from? The money comes largely from YouTube, a little bit of Snapchat and Facebook and everything like that. If you're not getting moments or if you're not making shit happen, then we're not going to be able to keep this thing going forever.
At least make the interview really good if the views aren't crazy.
Right, which is why I might not do the most numbers,
facts,
but my shit's fire. You feel
but
me?
you interviewed, what's his name, the white dude the other day?
Big K.
Big K. That has more views than like any interview that Sharp has done in a long time. And it's like,
and it's a good interview.
And I'm in support of good content. I don't necessarily give a fuck about if it's doing 100,000 views, but if it's just like somebody who makes sense within the culture, maybe they're going to blow up one day. A lot of the dudes from NorCal and shit that Sus has been having on, it's like, it might not be the biggest numbers, but they're valid hip hop participants. It's of note. You know, it's like,
bro, I interviewed Open Mike Eagle.
Yeah,
I did Open
too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
we both do. Yeah. I had Open Mike Eagle on this channel, and that shit didn't crack 10,000 views. And you know what you said to me? You said, thank you for doing that interview. I wanted that shit. You feel
I
me?
try to catch him early. like the Scarlet one.
Yeah, you had Scarlet like a year before she was
I
cracking.
gotta get her here. You feel me? She didn't have none of that, none of the hits yet. You feel me? And then she just started, you know, blowing up. I try to catch him early. I see something, I be like, I want to bring them.
You
through
had
here.
J-Bo way
Facts.
before.
I had J-Bo hella
Way
early.
before.
And niggas don't know how much behind the camera that I made that first J-Bo interview happen.
Well, they were
gonna
not
say
letting
too
them in the
much.
building. I'll just say that.
I was a very instrumental in that first J-Bo interview.
They were not
Because
getting
there was
in.
a lot of shit going
Oh
on.
no! Now I remember that was a crazy day for sure.
And even known to get
Yeah.
busy with the Glocky.
I had to do my thing to make sure everything was cool. You feel me? Middleman and them security and everything. You feel me? It was good. We got it done.
Yeah.
You feel me?
No.
I just feel like you gotta just have some sort of use, and if you feel like you're getting less use, don't complain. Just find more ways to make yourself useful.
Yeah. And just like the thing that it's kind of the same exact thing that happened to me. I was talking to a lot of fans. You feel me? I was like this weird transitional point in my life. I didn't have a bitch at that time. I didn't have
You needed something to confide in.
Yeah, so I'm talking to all these fans and low key allowed myself to get high key got tricked out my position to the point where I remember like around the time I got fired, I looked on Reddit and there's this one random Reddit thread and so this comment always fucking haunted me, right? Dude was like, damn, like Lush had a fucking awesome job and he allowed all of us to fucking, like most of us aren't even old enough to have jobs, or if we do, we have regular fucking 9-to-5s. And like this dude who was in a great position allowed a bunch of people just because they were trolling him to trick him out at his position. And that's kind of like, I know for a fact Sharp talked to a lot of fans and mods and be on the phone with them for hours on end. And I don't know how that played into this scenario.
Why after my first year, I had to get off the Reddit.
Yeah.
I had to. My first year here, every time I would leave this motherfucker, I'll go through it.
Yeah.
First year, after that, you gotta like, because that shit will dictate how you move, think. You get the giving it too much power. You go into it looking every day, and then I was dictating how you thinking and how you present yourself up here. After my first year up here, like after everything happened with T-Row and everybody went their ways, I had to delete that shit off my phone, bro. I'm like, I can't be reading this shit every day because that shit will fuck with your mental.
But see, that's part of the whole thing too, is that everybody has had the experience of Sharp wanting to talk to them on the phone for too long. I remember when AD was here.
So I just be letting cuz go do it.
See, I got podcasts I want to watch. So for me, it's like
It's like an NPC.
you can feel the vibe when you on the phone with me.
But nothing.
Unless somebody died, it's like you got about 5-10 minutes, but I'm basically trying to wrap this call up. I got shit I'm trying to do at night. I'm trying to hang out with my girl or watch some shit on TV. I'm not trying to fucking, like, cause I'm always getting ready for podcasts and shit like that. But like, I think he figured that out real quick with me. AD used to always have stories about how Church would be on the phone with him for 4 hours. AD would come in looking tired as fuck. Just be like, man, I was talking to Church last night for 4 hours, bro. He had me on the phone till 4 a.m. I'd be like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
those are his hours. He takes over.
I'm
You.
like,
when he knows you're tired,
I'll be like, AD, you gotta have the self-control to get off the line.
It's not easy though.
I feel
somebody
him,
to fan his ego the whole time.
I know a lot of
he'll
people
tell your ass to hold on.
in this office. A lot of people have basically been the person who was stuck on the phone with them for long periods of time, and at a certain point just had to break out of it.
I can see Mikey getting trapped in that cycle.
Listen,
really
I don't want to
easily.
say any names in particular.
For sure, Mikey.
I'm not going to try to make Bricc tell the stories about him trying to actually go to sleep.
Bro, I was just about to
continuing to
tell
talk to him while you were sleeping.
Oh my God. Yeah, bro.
Bro.
That's why I said he devours you at 3 a.m.
Pause.
And he knows no pause.
No!
Why will it be like a 3.5 hour talk? I finally get him off the phone and he's like, hey, when you get home,
then he
let me
texts
know you got home safe.
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, that's just
that's kind.
Yeah,
That is kind, but
I
it's
literally,
excessive.
I was at the house. I'm loaded. I'm not going home. I'm on the couch. He's like, here, go take your cover of shit. Church, you sleep over there. I'm like, all right, cool. Boom. But I did pass out at his house plenty of times. But this night, I forgot what the fuck we was talking about. But it was something getting up under his skin. And I literally let him talk. I was asleep. I'm talking about, he like, but yeah, Church, you know. I'm like, bro. I look up, I'm like, I keep on hitting him with the hood. You know me,
You can see a nigga who ain't never really been in jail like that before.
Then I go back to sleep. He do it again. I wake up, go to the bathroom, and hit the door. Be like, boom, because I'm like, I'm not gonna get no rest here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to run from my bitch. At least she gonna let me sleep. Cause my homie on one tonight.
I'm just gonna lay next to this shrine of Drake. In the
I sleep in my car.
Sleep in the tub.
Yeah, I sleep. Yeah, that's what I'm about
You
to
open
say.
the door, Marvin's room starts playing.
I ain't sleeping with Drake, but nah, my nigga, he long-winded, man. He long-winded, and it at the end of the day, the narcissist and the long wind is like what's the combo
Recipe for
what?
disaster.
Yeah, it's for disaster. But I'm not saying like his career's not over.
No.
You need to go back to you. I think this is a time where you go self-reflect, you go look in the mirror, and you tell yourself, I am that dude.
I think this will drive him to actually do some soul searching about how his content can be good, can be better. It's just a shame that like he basically had to crash out on No Jumper and disgrace the legacy of content he had already created in order to do the bare minimum. And I don't think his
He
shit's
told me he
over.
wouldn't.
But like, you know,
Because he'd be lying to himself.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has a
I'd
very
be
hard time
lying.
being honest with himself for sure. But I mean, I don't really got nothing serious against him.
Yeah.
I just think he acted like a bitch by fucking yapping about shit when he could have kept it solid. He could have hit me up. He could have told me like, hey, I don't think I should do content on the platform anymore. I'm going to talk about it on my stream. I'm going to have to, you know, do a little bit of Hulkamania shit in order to keep it interesting. But at the end of the day, we cool. I would have been like, I respect it.
I think
Do
he
you?
thought it was going to play out differently.
You thought
I
I
don't
would
think
come
he ever
begging?
wanted
Yeah.
to leave. I don't think he wanted to
I didn't
leave.
think he never said he
I don't
fully
think he
left
wanted to
in
leave.
the
I
in the
think that was a
video.
cry for help, nigga. I think that was, he thought niggas was gonna see that. I think he mistakes the type of personality you got. I think he seen that. I think he did that and thought you was gonna see it and be like, man, you feel me? You know, I really value yo. And what can we do to? No, you just said some stupid shit and now niggas is looking at you crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
think he thought it was gonna play out differently. You feel me? Because that video didn't give me I want to quit.
Yeah, well,
He never really said quit.
At all.
there was a
No,
bunch of
you
little
know?
things in it that made it kind of seem like he was looking for the invite back. Here's the thing. I lost confidence in you a while ago. So if you're going to figure shit out, you're going to have to figure shit out on your own. Because I'm going to be real. Like, it's been whack. The content's been whack for a long time. The only stuff that did good was the stuff that we like directly served up for you. There was a lot of times where he was supposed to sit down with fucking Pearly Things. He was supposed to sit down with fucking Destiny at one point. Oh, he got sick mysteriously. Oh, like this person that you like respect and you know is gonna fucking demolish you intellectually is the person that you're supposed to interview. Or even Pearly Things like,
Well, she would have been on his side. She would have been like, yes, women are trash. We are worthless
yeah, but
whores.
she might have fucked him up. She might have honestly like kind of like he might have met his match with her. Like she might have actually done him in. And it might have been ugly. I don't think he was sick. I think he just didn't want to show up because he was afraid to take a L.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are two.
I think he definitely been afraid to take a L for sure, for sure. I think that's why he didn't come to the Cypher. I think that's why he didn't do a lot of shit. That's why he didn't come to the Tuesday show. Nigga, what I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm finna go defend myself. Nigga, we finna, you feel me? We're definitely finna go back and forth about something.
What
That's I
else
would've
is gonna turn that? Like this wouldn't have been squashing it, but like that would have turned your stream
would've-
up more.
it couldn't
You
have hurt
came,
you.
voiced your opinion. You didn't fight. Didn't do nothing. Voice your opinion. Y'all debate about it. Go back home. Talk about it. I think that.
Or it could have even had a cool
Somebody gonna agree with him.
resolution.
Somebody gonna agree with him. Even if it's not the majority, somebody's gonna agree with you and come to your channel after and come watch
Yeah,
this
that's
shit.
what I'm about to say.
You feel
Because the
me?
fans find the middle ground. Like they can weed out who's capping and who's not when two people are debating. So to keep your narrative, you can't really talk face to face with the guy that you're forming a narrative on because when he calls cap on certain shit.
You just gotta be ready.
No, what I'm
be
saying
prepared
is it
to
make
flip
you
that
look
shit.
bad. It's
You
like
gotta be
it's
prepared
like
to flip
okay,
it.
I'm pushing this narrative. I'm not gonna get into the specifics with him because then the shit that I said on my stream that I kind of bent a little bit, you know what I'm saying, is gonna get ate up and then I'm gonna look like I just was crying. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, if there's someone that you can't intellectually bully, because that's what a lot of his shit is essentially doing. Like it's like he's bullying bitches. He's, you know what I'm trying to impose his opinion and his will and try even like the conversations that I've had with him is all what I could do to better myself, and it's under
It's
this.
always a teaching moment. And
Right.
Come sit by my throne, young.
Right,
So I can lace you real quick.
Under a veil of
fuck outta
altruism,
here.
like you're trying to help me,
While I'm
but
trying to
really,
shit on you the whole
really,
time.
the whole thing is you're just feeding your own ego,
yeah.
and like you think I'm dumb enough to not see through this.
These are
Like,
things that develop when you live in the game, though, because when you live like that, you're coming across females who are treating you exactly as that, and you are training them mentally to treat you as that.
Correct.
But you got to be a real motherfucker and know how to separate that from the outside world and what you actually got going on in your household rather than the workplace. You feel me? Because I don't come in here and treat y'all like I'm just this big. You get what I'm saying? The shit niggas be seeing on my close friends is not how I come in here and act. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to know how to separate that shit, bro. You know, you got to know how to turn it off.
You want to know another thing that pissed me off is how he keeps bringing up like, oh, when those other dudes left the channel, I held you down and blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, you had no other choice. You had nothing else going on. Now,
Ace Boy Trey called you a bitch. What are you talking about, dude?
Oh, shit. No, okay. Admittedly, yes, it was a rough time for the channel and you stayed on the channel, but let's not act like you had any other options. Big Community have admitted themselves they do not have a budget for content. They're not fucking cutting anybody checks to do content on their platform. Also, at that point, your content had basically devolved to the point where they know there's no value. Like if they thought that they could make a legitimate amount of money off Sharp, they would for sure be partnering up with Sharp right now. They don't feel any kind of confidence in that, so they're not going to do it. But it's like,
and he disrespected them.
He don't fit there.
He doesn't.
It's places he could fit for sure, but it's not there. I think he should call Natalie Nunn and go that route.
I
ain't never here to hate on a nigga. I'm definitely gonna talk shit and give my ass off, but I'm never gonna hate. I think he should call and go. I think he should go. He should go reality TV VH1 type route, but you know the new shit. You feel me? I think he should go that route for sure. Nigga, Flavor of Love route.
Slash.
That's not the worst idea. That's not the worst idea.
He's entertaining.
Slash Manosphere.
There's things he can do.
Manosphere.
Or he can give courses for these dumbass niggas who actually believe the rhetoric that he said.
Oh
Did he
my
say that?
God, that is brilliant.
Bro, I got the shit for it. I'm not no hater, gang. You feel me? I'm unbiased.
Did he say he was gonna do reality? Is that what he said?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I just think that would fit him. I ain't no hating ass nigga. I ain't biased. I think that works for him. You feel me? He don't fit in certain things. He don't fit over there. You feel me? He fit here for sure with the yelling at bitches. Most definitely. You feel me? I think
thought
in
it was
certain
cool.
places, I thought it was cool. In certain places he do fit and don't, but I think he definitely should call Natalie Nunn, try to get his VH1 up. You feel me? Because that's your lane, bro.
And when I was beefing with No Jumper when I wasn't over here, and I was getting at Sharp because he had said something about me, I was like, all you do is yell at bitches. And I said that because knowing that was going to be the way to hurt him. And hey, at best case scenario, maybe he'll actually stop yelling at bitches and won't be popular anymore. You feel me?
Look like you got your wish, brother.
Looks like I got my wish.
I mean, that's kind of like the trick that he needs to go back to now is he needs to find some girls to yell at. So we'll see if he's able to pull that off.
Go ahead.
I promise we won't talk about this for the duration of the episode. At some point, we're going to have to pivot into something else. But like, this is another lie that he put out there last night. He said that he had an interview set up with Sky Bri and that Sky Bri decided she didn't want to do it because of No Jumper.
What?
Let me explain something to you. I discovered Sky Bri. I signed Sky Bri. Sky Bri was under Plug Talk for 2 years. Sky Bri and I still talk on a consistent basis. Sky Bri was at my home a couple weeks ago filming content with Lena. Lena and Sky Bri have a great relationship. We still go to parties with her from time to time. We're like legitimate friends. The truth about that is that it was the day that he was supposed to do the podcast with Destiny, and he was ducking that fade. So then he also ducked the Sky Bri one at the same time.
Because he couldn't do one and not do the other one.
Exactly. The idea that Sky Bri would have turned down the association with No Jumper when we were her first podcast, when she was signed to us for a couple years, etc.
Yeah, I thought you managed her.
We did. It's so fucking stupid. You could have said that about any other girl and it would have been at least plausible. But saying that about her is fucking crazy. So I don't understand why, like that more than anything else made me feel like, oh, okay, you are either extremely forgetful, which I do not think because he's pointed out tons of details.
Yeah, he's very smart.
He's pointed out tons of details that I forgot about that I hadn't thought about in years. And on top of that, yeah, I think he is like intentionally lying when he says that, or he just like says shit so many times that he eventually starts to believe it. He doesn't really know that he's lying. which, you know, okay.
That's called
cool.
I think he's
pathology.
that far gone.
Yeah.
He believes his own lies for sure. You be around that nigga, you know.
Me and him.
It's a lot of shit I ain't exposed yet. I really been
Me and
chilling.
Sharp about to start a podcast on the side called "Come Here, Bitch." You know what I'm saying? Come here, bitch.
I would like to purchase this.
So
this
that's
show,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Love a church.
So we put it on Patreon so we can just start off. Come here, bitch.
So the
Yeah,
podcast
I mean-
is sexual harassment in podcast form. Like,
I think he's going to be good at that.
How is come here, bitch, a sexual harassment?
just like, I don't know if the concept is walking up to a random chick and being like, come here, bitch.
the
or-
podcast name is Come Here, Bitch.
I
That
got
means
you, I
you
got
sit
you.
on this couch. Come here, bitch. Sit your ass down. I'm finna holler at you. So you already know what type of
If
content
he starts
you're
doing
tapping
that on his
into.
own stream, though, for real, like, which would not surprise me at all. It's like, okay, well, why didn't you just do that for the last couple of years on
It would
here?
have been sick.
I mean, it's like such a mind blowing thing to have this really, really great racket going content wise, and then to just give up on it. And I think he did it because Masika took him down. Like, she literally like caused him to walk out on his own podcast, and things were never the same.
That's the
And it's
tattoo
not a
chick,
lot
right?
of bitches.
Or is that the young looking one?
He don't know. He probably not in tune to the bitches to scold. I'll be on the 20 V1s. The bitches that's on all the 20 V1s. Come here, bitch.
And
Dude,
I know my own.
That might be my shit.
Look, I know my own limitations. Look,
Walking out.
he does an hour 13 with her. Yeah, Sharp and Masika get into a heated argument, and Sharp walks out. 571K. This is what you're good at. You're good at having these crazy encounters with women. Then I circle back right after that. I do almost 2 hours with her, 113K. Even though she did discuss Sharp walking out on her, but it's because like I basically had like a respectful, normal conversation with her. Sharp's specialty is doing the disrespectful,
We had a good
abnormal
stunner girl
conversations.
We had a good stunner girl interview.
That's true. He has had some W's over the years. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, without yelling, that's one that stands out.
because
That
he's
I
scared.
know.
Yeah, because
Because she might be his
Stunner
next
boy.
body.
He said you called cuz
He might be
stunner
her
boy.
next
Stunner
body.
be tripping.
She might
Stunner
really
girl be
kill
tripping.
him. She's
she
from
go-
around the way.
She
Yeah,
goes
the bitch
straight
been to the
up, but
pen and
it
shit.
wasn't even the yelling. It just like, yeah, he could have, but it was just like
We get a letter.
with me being there, I know about her like
pick and
dope
choose.
ass childhood like that people don't know about. Like
Yeah,
she,
I'm hip.
She
She
lived
been going-
in jail.
Yeah, she been
I
going back and
met
forth from
Stunner
jail
girl
since she was
in
like
jail,
14,
nigga.
15.
Did she smoke
She
somebody?
was like,
I don't know. I just know she been going
Word
down
on the
for a
street.
minute.
Girly face is not playing.
Word on the street, stunner girl got a body.
she said that she ran Mula out the city.
Shit.
Say blood don't live in the bitty no
Out
more.
the biddy.
He was supposed to do a podcast today. That got pushed back.
When he coming?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Bro seemed chill,
His
actually.
homeboy Baby Duck hit me. He's coming for an interview too.
Shout out Baby Duck. Ray J walked out the podcast because I said Young Rich Mullah's name. I don't know if people caught that on the what's his name? Darius McCrary episode.
Yeah, I don't think I watched that full.
It seems like many more people watch the clip than the full thing. But I mentioned, I'm like
watch
looking through my
the clip.
schedule. I'm like, oh shit, I can't do a podcast we do that day. Your op's coming in. Talking about today. He's like, who's my op? Who's my op? I wouldn't tell him. And then finally I'm like, okay, it's Young Rich Mullah. Ray J out.
Whoa.
I thought they fucked with each other.
They did for a while.
They fuck. I guess he fucked over him in a business contract. You know the whack 100 special. Oh my bad.
That was crazy.
While we're at it, all right,
They only got little Ricos and stuff over.
let's pivot.
Shit. All right.
You posted receipts proving that you did in fact pay for your sushi at Tenure Sushi.
Yeah.
Let's just
You were
throw
in the-
that out there.
You were in the bathroom doing coke the whole night, nigga. The fuck, whatever back office you were snorting those lines, playing like you were sober. Like, come on, bro. Bro, we at the table, me and dude from San Antonio, we right there. We're compact. It's 2.5 hours of us sitting right there. I slide. He sent me the check. Now, mind you, it's supposed to be 30% off that day or 40% off, right? He sends me a check, and it's the full check. I look, and I text him. I said, damn, everybody but me get 40% off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I feel like he really don't like black people.
You
get
really,
what
so
I'm
you
saying?
really,
Like I'm
so
a
that
guess
wasn't
at
a
your.
joke.
I'm guess what?
That wasn't a joke. Like he really gave all the Mexicans
He's
a
NK.
discount.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Then he sent me back. He like, oh yeah, that's if you saw the Instagram reel, you have to mention it to me. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, huh?
But you did mention it.
Fuck all that.
But
nigga,
you did mention
I'm
it.
supposed to be your homeboy, bitch
Yeah.
ass nigga. You kill squad. You want to be hockey sticked up. You want the mask and all that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, nigga, if you would have came to my restaurant, nigga, go ahead, get on.
Yeah.
Like, what are you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like at the end of the day, I wasn't even tripping off of paying that shit. Then I look, I'm like, damn, he gave everybody. I'm like, here go your money, bro. And I promise you, I ain't talked to that nigga ever since. You can see when I start ghosting him, he like, hey, you go.
Was your bill actually $60 or was that you banging your hood?
No, it really
was like $58.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just
It was
checking.
like $58, and I just sent them $60. I'm like, well, since
Which
it
is
was so
maybe
close
like a
to
drink.
$60.
$2
like
tip. That's
2
all.
rolls.
That's probably the fee Apple's charging, right?
Yeah, but man, the whole shit was like, for you to say I ran out on a tab while you was doing coke is crazy. Like, I'm supposed to sit there and wait for you to come back out. Like, first of all, I'm way more popular than you, nigga. I'm not about to just be sitting right here for hours and hours, nigga, in your restaurant, nigga, setting myself up. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm not staying nowhere for more than an hour, hour and a half, period. Yeah. You get what I'm
dangling.
saying? Yeah, like, that's out. So I slid. He hit me, I paid him right then and there.
You gotta be smart.
Then he comes with the narrative that I'm just saying. I'm like, bro, it's cool. Whatever you want to say, broke baby, whatever.
I'm not even hip to this.
Now
whole
you got
right
that
there.
fake ass.
I'll be at the crib.
Niggas got stripped for fake ass Cardis. Niggas got fake Cardi skeletons on. Let's talk about it. They got fake watches, fake ice. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody even wants to book you. You already got booked. It was fake. What's gonna make that other shit real? You get what I'm saying? Like, straight up. And I ain't saying nothing. You can go to your jeweler, do what you gonna do, nigga. On the hood, you been tapped already, though, nigga. And then you trying to, like, if this what you want to start something, let's just do it up, cuz on the dead homies, you already know black and brown ain't supposed to be just even playing like this that much. So, nigga, you want to do it up, just say you want to do it up, nigga, and we can do it up. On my mama. Nigga.
On hood.
I come eat up there tonight, nigga. I will go straight over there and go eat. Right there.
So is that the stack located to your left? Is that a result of Compa issuing the quote unquote broke baby challenge of you not being able? What he said, you can't up 1,500.
Y'all
Okay,
beef,
he
you
said
beef
that?
incorporated now too?
No, I don't.
Y'all still cool?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm like, I don't be knowing for what's going on.
Wait. He said what?
Oh, you didn't see that? I thought that's why you had this here.
Nah, I was a dude boy and a yes man.
You talking? This was for sure.
Oh,
This is just for everybody. That's a yes man.
For the yes man, I got you. Yeah, I should have brought my 75
Man, ain't
cents.
nobody listening to fucking Compa, nigga. Where are you? Man, Compa, you got a gang of money and you still not cool, cuz that has to suck.
Show the screen.
That has to suck. You're paying for pussy.
Bricc, is this you?
Hey, that's
Joke's
a
on you,
hard-ass
Compa. We
name.
already got a broke baby.
That's
Remember
a
this
hard
kid?
ass rap name, bro. Broke baby is a hard rap name.
And I bet you won't call broke baby broke. Look what he got in his hand with the compressor. on.
That's like the most Florida thing I've ever
Hit
seen.
me up, broke baby. I don't remember what the fuck happened to this
That's
guy.
a hard ass name.
He was on the podcast at one point. Shit.
That's crazy.
I'm not familiar.
He was Trap Stars homie. If I wait, yeah, Trap Stars.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
No, this is the other one we got to do. Is as long as they're doing the Bricc baby narratives.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about Pesciano.
Is that your homie?
It was.
Yeah, I mean, Pesci's harmless.
Pesciano. I'm not familiar.
Nobody's
I'm not
familiar.
He's been doing his thing in the LA rap world for a long time.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
name one song.
I cannot,
Oh,
but other people can.
Who?
I don't know.
All right, come on. All right, cool.
I'm just saying.
This is a LA. These are two LA
Yeah.
Bibles. I mean, history
Yeah.
books.
Niggas,
But go
I'm not
ahead.
You
familiar.
guys both had never heard him?
No.
I know
I'm not
who
trying
he
to be
is.
funny. I don't know who.
I know who he is for sure. I can't name a song.
Let's start with this narrative. He said Wiz Khalifa took you off a song. He made it sound like Wiz Khalifa got an issue with you. Thoughts?
Let's call Wiz.
Niggas get took off songs all the time. That don't mean it's a problem.
We haven't seen, but we don't even have to go that far because I don't even want to even incorporate his name with somebody that he doesn't know. I don't even know the song. You did the song. I went to a session. Me and baby, you went to a session with Wiz. You know, Wiz is like our family. You get what I'm saying? We go to a session. I'm like, hey, bro, I just did a song with you on the hook. Me and Pesci. He like, who? He's like, there's no hook for no motherfucking name, Pesci. I'm like, oh. on the dead homies. I'm like, okay.
So somebody clucked a whiz hook that they had. Basically.
Gave it to him.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, well, the song out, right? So now when we start going back and forth,
Back
I
in
mentioned when we go back at 6. Yeah, when we go back at 6, right? I mentioned the fact that I called my boy Wiz and how that song struck, and I'm about to go strike it right now. Nigga, take your song down. He beat me and just went to go take me off the song. So now what are you talking about? He knew I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm not finna call Wiz and do all that. So that's what happened.
But then also what Suspect said though, people get taken off songs
all the time.
No,
fucking time.
wait.
Yeah.
Take me off.
It's not a big deal.
3,000 and I don't gotta be seen with no clown. Take me off the song. Like I did a song with the Armenian Pyru that start banging Pyru at 28.
Iranian.
Huh?
Iranian.
He's not Armenian?
Iranian.
He's Iranian? I thought he was Armenian.
No, not an Arma.
Oh. Well, his family's out base. They run together then. Because I know I've met the
he didn't
gang
mention
his family.
Armenia.
Yeah, I know. He probably is it all close by? Not like that. I'm not trying to be funny.
It's not that far. It's
Because the Armenians, he deals with a lot of Armenians. He like he said on the podcast, we was cool for
Armenia
a
is
long time,
basically
so.
like right in between where the Middle East and
His family might be Iranian, and I'm not gonna challenge you on that because you just interviewed him.
Yeah.
So, but like the people around him, they're definitely Apes.
Okay.
And like whatever. The first Iranian gangbanger with fake hair in his braids, like I want to be a part of that video.
got extendos?
What?
You got Shanae's?
What? Stupid Shanae.
Damn.
Yeah, man. But
Damn, son.
at the end of the day, Pesci, you just told on the nigga, you got other shit to worry about. You have been nothing but great. Like he said, we was great to each other. When I seen the interview, I really feel him now. Because you should have said that though. On the dead homies, because I used to be on cut like nigga on the dead homies, I'm be over here playing sides, bitch ass nigga, you know where I live at. And I said it just like that. And I used to be up on cuz like nigga, you know, come on man.
I mean,
you know what was going on.
He said that he had
look at cuz and look at me.
He had to basically choose sides between you and Whack. Is basically how he put it.
Any type of bitch ass nigga choosing is for the bitch, nigga. So any form of choosing, nigga, that's whole shit. That's like me having to choose sides between you and Sharp right now. Nigga, I'm not choosing those sides, nigga. I hope y'all figure it out, nigga. You my boy, that's my boy, nigga. And nigga, he said some shit I didn't agree with the other night. I spoke on it, and I'm still finna go over there and fuck with him. But at the end of the day, I'm not finna choose no side. It came to a point where you had to choose sides, so you had to send pictures of my bitch. A regular ID picture of my bitch from out your phone to motherfucking Whack. Like you was forced to do that.
Oh shit.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? Like, you did some bullshit. Like, you was just doing bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to the point to where it was like, nigga, I'm finna be up on your ass. Like, nigga, and he gave me the drop, and I forgot he didn't live right there. And I should have known, but he gave me the drop to an intersection. And I pulled up to that intersection, and he was not at that intersection. And now then he got on his live at his house like, blood ain't in front of my house, nigga. Niggas know where I live at. Woo, woo. Nigga, I said, nigga, I'm where you dropped this pin at, nigga. I don't know about none of all that other shit. Like, Pesci, I beat the shit out of you with one hand, nigga. Like, you know I will. I used to teach him how to fight, nigga. That's how we was. I swear to God. I used to be in the house sparring with Pesci. Trying to show him how not to get his ass
ever hearing about this.
Wait, so were you
This me riding Rimpo, a little square friend. He was rich during the pandemic.
You were friends with him before he was around Whack even, right? Or no?
Nah, he from 2Ps.
Yeah, I know, but I thought that it wasn't until like later that he like.
I just met him when I came on.
Okay.
What time?
Like soon, just now. When I just came on, like 2020. But he was straight. Like he's straight. I know. I would have never ever rode in the same. I've never asked you. I've never rode in the same car with that nigga for more than 2-3 blocks because I know that I didn't really trust your judgment on police shit. Like when you did go to jail, you called me crying when you came home, nigga. Like, oh my God, bro, they're trying to take me to jail, bro. Ooh, whoop, I got caught with a gun. What you think I should do? It's my first time with a gun, bro. Ooh, whoop. Like, he ain't never caught a case before this, never been in none of this type of lifestyle, and it was his first time. He was literally crying. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. But the reason he was crying is because the young Took dude that he told on, he knew what he had just did. So he's like,
he didn't tell
I
you
might have
that.
fucked up. No, he never
part.
told me that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. And I'm like, okay, it makes sense. You see, he even mentioned Koala's name in the video.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah. He's like, Koala and them, they just had like 9 straps where we left from. You didn't watch the video?
I ain't seen it in a minute. I didn't realize. I might not have seen the full thing if I didn't see
he
that.
like Koala. We just left from Frenchie's show. It was like 9 people. Koala and them had like 9 straps. These young dudes are wild. Somebody could have left a strap in my car. And he's like, those aren't my strap. Those are his, bro. He flies in with guns all the time. Da, da, da.
Oh,
he lying to you, telling you he got a license for his gun. You telling the police, nigga. And nigga flying in, whatever, nigga. You telling him he doing illegal shit with you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, nah. I this is my first time hearing about
that's
this.
just
nigga.
crazy.
New knowledge to me, man.
Nigga, yo bad, nigga. Like, I shit, wish you the best. Like, I ain't never really, you not even a nigga. I got so much beef out here, I'd be picking on him if I just cornered him in and tried to do something to him. You get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, there's other shit out here that I fry up before I even play with him.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I'm not hit, man. I'm like, I don't know this nigga. No cap. I'm like, who
I
is
think
this
he
nigga?
really was signed to Big Boy.
He did. He told me
Yeah.
that, but he said that it was at the same time that Greedo was signed to Big Boy, which I feel like I've been around Greedo for a while,
Well,
but I don't even remember that. That was like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
so
Giddy days.
Yeah,
That must
exactly.
have been-
That's when he was greedy still.
Yeah, that
Greedy
must have
Giddy,
been
like-
2012, 2013,
Yeah.
14, some
He
shit like
probably
that.
gave out like 5 artist development deals, 10 racks a piece.
Because that was the
Get
same
them
time
niggas
that
to take a ball.
TF Third or whatever got signed to him too. I think.
which is
remember that. I remember
crazy
that.
because
Oh,
like
what if they only got Chade?
I remember that for sure.
not because like my girl who was super like active in the hip hop scene for all those years used to be in a group with Tay Ferd back in the day and all that, and that was had a deal, and she was even like she didn't know that Greedy and 03 Greedo were the same person. One day she's like, "Oh, play this Greedy song with Devin the Dude." I was like, "You know that's fucking Greedo, right?" She's like, "What?" Like she didn't even realize because that was a whole other career path that he was on before that. So yeah.
I'm familiar with that because one of the niggas that used to engineer him was my engineer. So
Yeah.
that's how I'm hip type shit.
Yeah, if you was going to a bunch of like the studio scene in LA, you would
That
probably
nigga
run
was
into
in
that.
every
I'm about to
studio.
change my rap name back to NPA Shitro after these next 2 albums. It's gonna be like my Nasty Nas back to Nas.
Whoa.
Nostradamus
Whoa.
back to.
Show your roots.
Well,
Yeah.
so you've been Snoop
Because I
Lion.
could be shitty now, Shitro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't think that it. You know what I'm saying? I got leverage.
Do you want to talk about the
ahead.
top thing listed here?
I ain't ducking shit.
Milk exposes Almighty as a Crip.
How?
I can't even read this
He
shit.
don't know what he talking about.
Milk is white as hell.
Stupid. He don't know what he talking
Milk,
about.
you too white.
So he said, I went from banging with the Bloods to running with the 9 No Crips. Are you trying to say that these are Crips? First of all, there's no Bloods well, yeah, there is Crips in this video, but there's no Bloods right here. That's a
There's
nigga
Crips
from
right
Hoover.
here?
That's a nigga from Hoover, and that's a nigga from McTrey.
Oh yeah,
Nigga don't even know what he's
Crips.
talking about. I know that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it is, but it ain't. Nigga, this
Oh,
a nigga
it
from
comes
11
from
dudes.
A-Trade.
This a nigga from 11 dudes on the left. You feel me? 11 dudes Hoover, and this a nigga from McTrey. Nigga, and I was like,
But
15.
you was bagging Bloods right there, wasn't you? Yeah, it was. It's y'all heavily rooted. Sewell moving, grooving.
Yeah, so
Everybody
I'm like,
saying
he
it
didn't
don't
even know
exist,
what he
but
was
y'all
talking
are cool.
about. He didn't even know what he was talking about. You feel me? You talking about this a picture with me with Bloods, and then I ran to running with. First of all, I don't remember nobody. My cousin is from over there, so nigga, your cousin is your cousin. You feel me? So my cousin was
No matter
always.
where they from. You see my cousin
That's
from
my
over
cousin.
there. That's
I
my
don't give a fuck
dog.
where
That's
he's
my.
from.
I don't get the whole expose aspect because this is
My history is no mystery.
This is no mystery.
My history is no mystery.
This
But
has
they-
been
I don't hide
discussed so so many fucking
Your cousin
times,
is
bro.
from 9-0, right?
Facts.
Go get a KB.
Thank you. So
He
what
used to
is-
be from 40s.
This is
It
my
probably
cousin,
was way
bro.
worse when he was.
It was. It
I
was
know
way
what.
worse.
That's what
It
I'm like.
was.
Nigga, it's
Like,
a little
nigga,
bit
that's my
lighter
cousin,
on
bro.
these
How
days,
many
but
times have we talked about you being in the neighborhood anthem music video, dog?
Bro,
Like,
and I could tell the story of how that shit happened. Nigga,
You-
'cause
we've-
RG was my cameraman first before he did the neighborhood anthem shit, and he was like, "Bro, I'm finna go to LA and do this video with hella Crips because you know RG is from Brim down in San
Right.
Diego." He like, I seen you was in the studio with KB. Like, do you think you could come with me and make sure it's smooth? I'm like, come on. He was shooting a video for me early in the day, so I just go with him. We go to Airbnb and it's $1 million in there. This is my first time even interacting with them niggas for real. For me, I go in there, I'm worried for myself. You feel me? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna run into a nigga who I didn't got into it with when I was younger. I'm like, I don't know.
All that my cousin
You
shit.
feel me? I'm like, I don't know. Nigga showed me hella love when I got in there. That's how I even got in the scene. I'm only in the last one. For me, cause my nigga, rest in peace, my nigga JM from Main Street. He like, oh, Almighty, come on Main Street. You gotta get in this video, Almighty. So I'm like, whatever, bro, I'm gonna get in this motherfucker. I'll throw up my little peas and get right out. Nigga, that video, nigga, I'm talking about everybody was on my ass. Almighty from 9 on now. Almighty from 9. Nigga, I went with the cameraman. I went with the fucking cameraman, gang, and
it
got in the
don't
video
matter.
for a little scene. You
So
feel me?
is this why you was still on your gangbang
It was
journey? Or
it was
right
after because I was already rapping.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I was already
Yeah,
rapping.
he was like,
it was already
yeah.
over.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he already
I already hung that cap
that's
up.
over with.
You feel
so
me?
It don't even matter.
No
Like,
cap.
And just because in the end of this caption it says he's now a square host on the most Gilligan podcast in the world, which I'm not sure when we became the most Gilligan podcast
You
in the
and
world.
Gilligan out here,
Considering
man.
that Milk did a podcast with me like 6 months ago,
Thank you.
and it was all fine. It
You
was all
still
great.
Gilly the
Look,
kid.
and let me speak on the real reason why he didn't posted this picture of me like 5 times, right? Let me speak on the real with Robert. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth with Robert. I know that nigga. Stop playing, bro. I know Robert.
I got good
nigga. Stop
paperwork.
playing, nigga.
Oh,
So you know his name is Robert.
Yeah, his
Nigga,
name's
I
Robert.
grew up with that
His
nigga.
name's
Fool.
Rob.
Me and my female cousin used to bully that nigga. He remember my order. Milk, you remember my liquor store order, gang? It used to be a tiki punch and 49-cent hot fries. Nigga, we used to make you go around the corner on 53rd and Halldale. I don't even know how you went from Hoover because nigga, you grew up in the 50s. I was there. I was there. Nigga, next door to True. He lived across the street from
and
my
that's what
uncle.
I know
You
this.
know what's going on.
His pops has already
Nigga,
told me this
he lived
before,
across the street
so,
from my
yeah.
uncle, nigga, on 53rd and Halldale. My female cousins used to bully this nigga.
My
Robert,
granny lived right around the corner.
the
On
family that
Drakeo
adopted him,
53rd.
his black sister, you feel me? I know all of them. Like, Robert, stop, gang. Nigga, I used to be on your bumper, nigga. And I was, you like 4 years older than me. And I was on his ass. You feel me? Like, stop it. That's why you really don't like me, bro. Cause that nigga, we used to bully you and make you go to the liquor store runs for it cause you was the only white boy over there. So it was odd as fuck.
Yeah,
for you to
you
be over there.
good.
Nigga,
They
he
not
went through
gonna
hell.
pop at you.
He went through hell.
Yeah, nigga, you the great liquor store nigga.
No
you
cap.
gonna make it back.
You gonna make it back,
They finna
nigga.
let
And I
that
used to be
little
like,
white
nigga, go
kid
give me a
make it.
tiki punch, nigga, and them hot fries, nigga.
Damn.
On my mama, nigga,
Before
and the little sour
before I
gummies,
hit you-
nigga. If
before
I'm
I
lying,
give
I'm
you a
flying.
rip.
And he's a
For
lot
nigga
older
beat
than
you up
you,
in the
though.
back.
AK.
He is.
He's like 10 years older than you.
Not 10. He like 4.
Okay.
AK
Because
rip. Pop, pop, pop,
I don't know if nigga Scooby little sister
yeah,
used to
yeah.
bully this nigga with me. Nigga,
Wow.
my big cousin Danae, she only 2 years older than me. This nigga's not too far from my age. He used to
Okay.
get bullied on 53rd and Halldale. Now he just got some imaginary
Hey, he
smoke
said
for
he
me.
used to live over. He used to be on
Come on,
53rd
bro.
on there.
Come on,
he said
bro.
that.
Come on, bro. That's where my uncle passed away. You feel me? True
Yeah.
was right there. He
R.I.P.
lived
True.
across
He
the
really
street.
grew up over there. He grew up in
did.
Overhills.
He did.
He told me. I mean,
grew
he
up
said
right
it in the
there.
shit. He like Baldwin Hills, Wizard Hills, Ladera, all that. I'm like, you over there, nigga? How did you make it? But his
I don't know
family was
how.
always over there, I guess.
My
Yeah, stop
question,
it, Robert.
my thing I want to get to though is why are you doing content out the whip now? Exclusive
Because he
outlets?
homeless.
Well,
He live
Because
in that bitch.
he stays in the, like he used to do all his videos on the balcony. He used to
I'm
do
finna interview
videos
him.
in the crib. It's like he went from inside the crib to the balcony to now he's in the whip. And it's like,
It's getting worse.
is his girl enforcing rules upon him that he's no longer allowed to make content anywhere inside the crib? Because like normally you go from the crib or from the car to the crib. I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of early No Jumper videos I would go post up in the car if I had to do a vlog type thing or whatever. The car is nice. There's no audio, you know, the windows kind of block a lot of the sound
You
and
didn't have the
shit.
Jack Shack yet.
You could even throw on the AC so, you know, you're able to stay cool in there or whatever. But I'm trying to figure out why this motherfucker posted in the car now. As long as we're the most Gilligan podcast in the world, You posted in the whip like a bum.
Robert's
so I'm
not
just trying to
homeless.
figure that out. I don't know. Milk, like this is like a
That
person.
CPN finally blew up.
This is an example of
he
us
was
just
living on La Cienega.
This is us just letting too many people into the mix.
Yeah,
You
nah, I
know?
know where he lived.
Like a motherfucker.
And so
in that tall building right there by
the
Target.
Cumulus.
The one right next to
Yeah,
Target.
yeah.
I didn't know where you live. It ain't that serious.
Well, I know
don't
as soon
give a fuck.
as like
when he
because
be posted, I just seen it. I'm like, oh,
It's
that's
not hard to
that's
figure out your
that's
background.
down the street from where I be at. You feel me? Like that's Clemson Street, just right down the block.
everybody take La Cienega to get to the 10.
He had made a video. And he's like, I'm in your hood, Gilligan. He's outside on the fucking main intersection, mind you, not like in the section, but he's on Clemson and La Cienega. Like, I'm in your hood, Gilligan.
Wait, he did this when?
This is like, I wasn't working for No Jumper at the time, and like
He was trying to get some points, but
he was just
calling you
talking,
out?
talking shit to me, whatever. Like, and then he was on like a fuck Lush campaign for a while.
You just
and-
a hater.
And then and then someone else saw him walking, the Chevron down the street right there. There was like a video of him. Like, oh, look, it's Milk walking across the street. So I'm like, you on Clemson? You right by the Clemson? Then you're there.
yeah,
and then
and
they
that's the
just
gas
opened
station right
this big ass new like.
Yeah.
We know where the we've been.
I've been there.
Never said anything because I'm not
That's
lame.
gay shit.
Yeah, I'm not
that's gay
lame.
shit. He ain't never really crossing no line.
I'm not
like
gonna
that.
put him on.
But
Yeah.
I'm talking about as soon as I posted something about you, they dropped your pen immediately. I said something about Milk, and I think I blew Hoover up like, oh, everybody finna be bad. All my cousins from Hoover, but nigga get that white boy, nigga. I blew it up, did all that shit, and I got DMs immediately. Like they give that location. Woo, that's why I don't kick it with nobody. They be giving up locations fast in the DM. Like he be whoopty whoop whoop like cuz.
You want to know where I was yesterday?
Where?
Vernon Avenue and Western.
the feed.
I had to go do a podcast.
On
It ended
V-Dub.
up being in somebody's like backyard, like in their back house.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up. I'm not even really thinking about it because the address didn't seem crazy. I'm not going to say what the street was.
in the
Addresses
40s.
are-
As I pull up, I'm like, oh shit, there's a lot of street names right here that I've heard faux extras shouting out.
Yeah.
I made it out of there unscathed, but it definitely was like, oh fuck.
They love
Like,
you in the 40s.
I should have been a little bit more aware of where I was going.
That's how it be. in
Yeah,
LA.
for sure. 100%.
These addresses are very deceiving.
I always hit the little binoculars. As soon as I get the address,
street view, I look
yeah,
around.
the street view.
Well, you could also tell by what number, like the
No,
street
LA, I
address,
know
too.
where it's
Yeah,
at. But
yeah.
I'm saying, like, when I'm out of town,
Yeah.
and they give me, all right, go hit the street view. Like, yeah, you could just come meet me.
Facts, I did that with my Airbnb when I landed in Florida. They had me in nigga too close to the pork and bean projects, nigga. I got
bad.
scrolling up and shit. I'm like, nigga, I'm in Opalaka and shit. Nah, nigga, we finna
They got some
reorder this whole
firehouses
shit.
up there.
Facts. I'm like, nah, we finna redo this.
Boy, they don't show you the outside street view.
Facts.
But like
Yeah.
they have a
The
big
house,
gate
it
up
was
around it, but the
fire.
house be fire inside.
But
You be right
around-
there in Little Haiti.
You remember my
Come
Newark
outside
story?
there like, yeah,
my
this the block, bro. It's like,
Newark,
oh.
New Jersey Airbnb. I almost fucking got lined the fuck up.
Facts.
Yeah.
It be real when you go to different places, gang. You
By
got
who? Red Man?
Not shit. Fool. There's not like a nice part of Newark. Shouts to
like
Newark. I
that.
love y'all, but there's no like wealthy non-hood. The whole city is the trenches. Pretty
This
much.
is true. Definitely. If you spend some time out there. No, what about, I went to Lyrical Lemonade Fest in 2019. We get an Airbnb and we happen to be about, you remember Cuff Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. We happen to, like, Cuff Boys had the bottom level in the Airbnb. We had the top level. And it seemed like okay because we get there in the middle of the night and it seems fine. Then like in the daytime, I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, this shit don't look like this shit look like O Block. Like it looks like not like actual O Block, but it looked like the same type of vibe when I'm like walking around outside getting the Uber
Like, oh,
or
I'm in the
whatever.
projects.
And then I mention it when I'm at Lyrical Lemonade Fest. I mention it to somebody where we're staying at. Their response was, "Oh yeah, that's a famous murder block." I'm like, well, that makes me feel just great about where we picked out this Airbnb. Shout out to Cam Girl. She could not tell. When you looked at the fucking photos on the Airbnb listing, it looked so modern,
That's how
Art
they did us in
Deco,
Miami.
nice ass spot. Then you actually get there and you're outside. It's like, damn.
What
the
the
only real incident that we had, though, is that we came back super late at night. It's like midnight. We're getting back from the thing. There is a random dude who I would say was probably a gang member posted up in his car outside our Airbnb just to ask me about getting an interview.
No,
I scurried my ass right past him. I told him, I'm like, hey man, sorry, I ain't doing that conversation here.
Right.
I just told him straight out. I ain't talking about that.
I put it to my chest and say, book that interview, nigga.
I did not. We did not have security in Chicago. I was not even thinking about that at that point in my life. Holy shit! I was like,
tell him DM you right now. Did you at least get out his DM?
I probably say, hey, DM me. Yeah, DM
Did you
me.
reply
I'm
to
definitely
him?
check that.
Hell no.
Did you reply to him?
I probably didn't even check my DMs.
That's
I'm gonna be
crazy.
real, yeah.
You in this hood not replying?
Well, you gotta be
Same
like,
shit
shit,
happened
I would have
to me
been
when I was
outside
in
in the
Harlem.
morning like, hey, you checked your DM?
Yeah.
It'd be
Like,
like
I'm gonna
that
check
when
it
you
right
travel,
now.
bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
That shit happened in Harlem. We had booked the Airbnb in Harlem thinking it was it said Upper Manhattan.
Yeah.
Nigga, it was Harlem.
That's
yeah, that's very upper.
Yeah, it was Harlem though, nigga. We get the Airbnb. As soon as we come downstairs, a nigga outside, hands in his pocket, say, "Yo, I got that block work. I got that block work." Niggas is selling shit on the block of the Airbnb. I'm talking about we come out the doors from the lobby. It's niggas set up outside playing 2K with the TVs.
The prices, the prices,
145 in Lennox.
the
New
prices
York
usually
definitely like
match.
that.
What the fuck?
The prices usually match. Like you think you getting the steal, you're not. It looks good, but you're
outside
probably
playing
somewhere
2K.
fucked up for a good number, and you like, you know what I mean? Like
That's when you really need to do the street view. You need to
that's
figure
what I'm
out
saying.
what's
Yeah.
outside, what's it look like down the street a little bit, etc.
No,
gas
exactly.
stations and all that.
And I already knew, so I thought that we're staying at a hotel. I thought that I'm
catch young boy
booked
up.
for a hotel, right? And I'm like, oh, it's a hotel in Newark, New Jersey. That's kind of weird, but that's where we flew into. So I'm like, all right. And then like as we're driving, I'm like, it's getting trenchier and trenchier. Like I know what the fucking jets look like. We're a block away from them, motherfucker. And then they're like, oh, the hotel's right here. I'm like, hotel? They know hotel, but it was literally listed
As a hotel.
but it's like it's literally a trap house, fool. Like
That's what they be doing in the East Coast. I noticed that it'll say one thing because they trying to get around the regulations and shit so they don't get flagged.
Yeah.
Or, have you ever booked the Airbnb, nigga, where they send you a completely different address when you book it, and then they
They'll
text
do that
you,
too.
They text you and say, "No, this the real address because where I'm staying, I can't really do that shit."
Yeah.
Nigga told me walk through the lobby, don't look at no security, go to the right
Oh my
elevator, press.
God.
I'm like, damn, but I'm halfway across the country, nigga. So it's like, what can I do?
Right.
I'm in Miami, the shit already booked. You feel me? The nigga gave me specific instructions on how to not get kicked out. They got me ducking past security, all kind of shit, bro. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? That should be crazy.
Bro, when that
just
J-
act like where you going. You know where you going.
when the
That's what he said.
Hit a J3 interview comes out in like a day or two, bro, he has the funniest story about how he flew to Chicago to meet up with some homies to like do music or whatever. And instead he meets some other random dudes and he's like uncomfortable being in the airport. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go with these guys. And he ends up drinking a bunch of lean and passing out on the couch or whatever for like hella late. And his homies who he's supposed to meet up with are like, what the fuck, bro? You can't just be hopping in the car with red. Like, this is like a long time ago, and he's just kicking it with whoever at the time. I'm like, holy shit, that's some like real trenches ass shit right there that you just end up in a different project.
You probably was just chopping it up with him like, fuck it, y'all got juice and shit over there, so I'm finna pull up.
No, that's all it was. He heard the word lean.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm gonna hang out with some randoms for some lean. You want to kill me? Make it about some lean.
Nigga want to kill me, call nigga about some drinking first. We on the way.
What?
No cap, we are on the
We
way.
about to pull a fold, nigga. We about to, man.
Niggas are risky. Tell
I
niggas
just
meet me
was
in the
about
neutral
to,
zone.
I just was about to tell you I wanted to do a feature with you. Nigga out of
cap.
town, that's that free
Your
feature,
new
right?
tape is fire.
That's how I got all my free features.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, where you at the studio?
Yo,
Deuce, come pull up and come by. You can have that shit.
let me
Go
read
ahead.
this real quick if you
me
want to
the
pull
verse.
this up on the screen. Lucky of Hoodstocks, who I've been, interested in. He's talked about me on his podcast a lot. Not always the nicest things. He's basically trying to virtue signal off the 22-ster and act like he's better than me or something. I don't really understand. This is a guy who does podcasts with his shirt off in a hot, sweltering room with a bunch of other men. He posted, not seeking attention, speaking from my heart, I've given Hoodstocks my life for 7 years straight, taking from my fam. This point, I feel I gotta be selfish for myself and my family, not trying to give the streets no more. There's no money in it. Business-wise, it's senseless. If I continue this journey, it would be on pure pride and ego. And I've already learned that lesson from the hood. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lucky. I've felt this way before. Sometimes when you're doing content, it doesn't really feel like the money be moneying. Feels like shit. Maybe I am doing this because of pride and ego. But of course, I had to chime in the comments.
Of course you did.
Time to grow up and come work for the gringo.
You know he gonna kick a nigga when he down.
All I'm saying is that sometimes you get a reality check. What it seems like he's gotten it here. That building up your own platform, yes, it might be kind of fun. It might seem like that's the way forward. It might feel like you have the most control. But when you come to another platform, you're able to do your thing, build up your business, do all these things. Meanwhile, there is somebody who maybe is better bankrolled to be able to handle the ups and downs of the business. Because when I read this post from Lucky, I'm seeing a guy who probably has been demonetized on like the last 10 or 20 different streams that he's done. Because if you do YouTube, you know how difficult this can be.
It's fuck.
Especially if you're on there using swear words, taking your shirt off, drinking, smoking, etc. All of which are risks that we gladly take because we want to keep it real. Sometimes it might be better to go and, volunteer your services to a bigger platform. So I'm not sure if he realizes how ironic this statement is, given that he's basically used his platform to virtue signal and act as if he's too good for me. But Lucky, just so you know, the door is open.
Well, can you elaborate on that? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know who this is?
Lucky is a popular Rasa-based podcaster with a platform called Hoodstocks, which has been one of the biggest platforms in LA.
I thought
for
he
a
was
while.
like, I ain't fucking with the streets no more.
No.
Like making a conscious decision, you know what I mean?
No, and if you look at his numbers, it is kind of like, okay, he does this girl 3 hours, 12K. This one, he's got, 10K, 16K.
But then Cheeto 120 right there.
But then you get Cheeto, might get an hour, 120. That's pretty good.
He's streaming that shit too.
Yeah, he's streaming it exactly, which is like, then you really are not going to have control over whether you get monetized or not.
Right.
But, from my perspective, I kind of consider this guy to be like the best Mexican podcaster in the LA game. I kind of think that
I'm pretty sure he's not actually Mexican. I think he's like Jewish, but it's from a Mexican hood. No,
I think you're talking about yourself.
That's crazy.
I mean that as well, but he's like he's
y'all
an
should
actual.
be like,
I fucks with
your
Lucky. I
brother.
do fuck with Lucky.
He's tougher
fire.
than you.
Way tougher than me. But
He had a really great.
He's like a gang member.
Oh, Lefty.
He's the one who did the
I'm
Lefty
beefing with
appearance.
Lefty.
Yeah, that's
No,
a
beef
dude.
with
Lefty?
Well, we need to talk about that more too. But he did an
That's
episode
crazy.
with Lefty where he pissed Lefty off so much that they ended up basically like ending the stream so that they could go squabble. Which I don't think they actually squabbled, but they were into it like to that level.
They were drunk and on shrooms, and it just and it was like two people talking. It's like two sharps talking, and no one's listening to each other.
yeah,
It
for
was-
sure.
That sounds like hell.
It was
and Lefty was in his full Scante bag at
yeah,
that time.
basically
That's a bad dream, nigga.
right?
Wait, so why are you into it with Lefty? Where'd that come from?
I guess that interview with his best friends.
Who?
Because I said that the bitch was burnt because Lefty was her best friend. Like, bitch, you burnt up. I'm like, bro, we both fried. Like, nigga,
Wait.
I'm burnt too. Nigga,
So
niggas
the
be
girls
talking
that we
about
had
it for
on that came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Wait, how
He
do you?
like, you didn't have to say all that
He
shit.
hit
I'm
you up
like,
and said that?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, bro, I done DM'd you like 3 times. This is the first time you DM'd me like, nigga, I just was like, nigga, what the fuck did I say? Then I just seen it in a Reddit or somewhere when I was on the plane, and it was like her, or it was on YouTube, like Leap, maybe Instagram. It was like Lefty Gunplay and Bricc beefing, or Bricc disses Lefty Gunplay. Cause I say that the bitch is burnt out for being Lefty best friend. Like, if my best friend, you be my best friend, she a bitch, she burnt too.
But wasn't it the context of it actually like her uncle was Lefty's cellmate?
Yeah.
And we thought that was pretty funny. I mean, that's pretty burnt. But I don't think you can really get away from that. Like, that's pretty funny.
Burnt the fuck out.
I was sitting right there, and I don't remember thinking at any point like, "Oh, he's disrespecting Lefty."
Bro, and if you're best friends with any gangster rapper from LA, you're burnt. Like,
He seems to take a lot of shit to offense.
yeah. I think he probably just saw something, was high, and took it out of context.
He probably didn't watch it. He probably just seen the,
He's not,
There is no style of fan page that is more thirsty than the Rasa pages. They will blatantly lie about some shit that happened on a podcast to try to get the clicks.
That's crazy.
That's a
bad.
wild
That might be
I
what
see it all the time.
It might have been a Rasa page.
I can't even say that's on them because I really see that across the board.
This is true.
To be
But I
honest
just see
with you,
an additional layer of thirstiness on some of those fucking pages that kind of floors me. Now, of course, I'm not talking about established pages that support the No Jumper universe, but for sure the tiny pages that are trying to stir shit up, because that's like the only way they're going to get attention.
Get clicked.
You
It
can't
was a little
cover
page too.
some shit that's already been on Academics and No Jumper and expect that your shit's going to be lit. You got to dig into shit that's not true, or find something that's like a great little nugget of content to highlight. But ultimately,
he might have hit me back.
Or stay with
What
the shit
about
that's
the
in your
shows?
I would love
community.
to hear you back. I would love to hear about that.
What about the shows that or the pages, whatever, that their sole purpose is to kind of hate on No Jumper? That genre to me are the most unbalanced.
But yet I don't take their videos down like our friend Sharp, who apparently fell, because that video he got taken down, that was not like so offensive that it deserved to be taken down.
He literally just gave a timeline to what happened.
Yeah, and a huge part of that video is like the person actually creating content and speaking and adding their own thoughts and stuff like that. Yeah, it's using clips from No Jumper in your stream or whatever, but it is fair use. Like you are, by getting that taken down, you are abusing the fair use system.
Yeah.
There are videos about No Jumper, certain content creators who I don't get taken down. If I were to try to, I know I would be successful and I know I'd be able to win in a court of law because it's basically not fair use. But that video was a good example of fair use.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the funny thing is, like, that video essentially, the dude's narrative was that Lush is a huge reason why. There's like a whole thing about like, oh, like Lush is probably didn't want him on the show. And Lush, it was kind of like pointing the finger at me, like for a lot of the reason. And I still was like not mad at the video, even though that's 1000% not true. And like I said, I did nothing but try to be positive and show love to Sharp. You know what I mean? Like for everything that he held down when I wasn't around. But also,
I think that's the main takeaway that I want the fans to take is that everyone here tried to help Sharp.
facts.
He was difficult to help.
All the yes men tried.
And he basically then spit in our faces at the point that we tried to help him. And especially me, somebody who basically created him by putting him on the channel, he then decided to become disrespectful for essentially no reason.
And I really think that when he's saying yes, man, he's talking about me because Brick's still his friend. He can't be talking about his homeboy like that.
He
Like,
said with two.
Nah, you said
with two.
but that, oh, well, shit. I mean,
said too.
it just, it
He said
feel
you
like,
don't want to do a
I still
podcast
feel
with
like-
nobody but yes, man.
Never let your friendship get in the way of a good narrative. I believe that's something that Sharp believes.
No.
Myself personally, I think that we show a little bit more dignity, but
Yeah, it doesn't
That's
bother
my
you.
boy.
It doesn't bother you.
I know that he going through some shit because I just talked to him. So that wasn't even him. Now he got to ride with it because, or you were battling while you telling me you'll never do it. It was like you telling yourself, don't do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I never even, like, you know, I'm going to back up.
You're
I
trying
ain't
to
going to
convince
never
yourself
go
that you-
online and say nothing bad about Adam. It's like, yeah, he's telling himself
convince
that, like,
yourself
you know
that
what I mean? And once that licky, that's what I said. He was 2 bottles
Truth
in,
serum.
probably to the neck. He like,
serum.
fuck that, I'm loading up.
That's what they say. That motherfucking nigga liquor is a truth serum.
No, it's a fact.
You say exactly what you mean when you off that shit.
He should have came out of town with me. That shit would never happen.
Drunk tongue speak a sober mind.
I had
motherfucker.
fun.
I also just want to emphasize that we will build back better. As much as Sharp being let go from the channel, which was not the plan. I hate seeing so many people being like, "You fired Sharp." What are you talking about? I did not fire him. I've been letting him do his thing for like years now, where it wasn't really getting any traction. We made a bunch of money in the beginning. And then for sure, I gave most of it back to him over the past year or so that his content wasn't really doing much and we had him on salary, you know?
He said, but
Mikey walks in, you guys all thought it was going to be Compa?
he said that you,
That shit threw you right off, huh?
yeah, the door open and no. But he said that in the live stream that I saw, he said that he won't be doing nothing unless it makes sense, or he never really took
No, he
the
never
Sharp
quit.
take away.
No, he didn't.
Everything he's been doing for a while now
He
hasn't
just
really made much
emotionally
sense.
spilled. So
That was a cry for help.
yeah, it was a cry for help. So are you cutting Sharp Tank?
if he came to me with some content that made sense, for sure I'd be down to do it. But just
So you guys
understand
both
that
saying the same shit.
the era in which he was allowed to run wild on the channel, doing a bunch of interviews that got 15,000 views that never really went anywhere. It's like, why would he think that I would be so desperate to keep that going? Yeah. I'm perfectly happy to watch him do his own thing on his channel. I just wish he had gone about this in a more mannish, less bitch-made way. Yeah. I just don't, he could have came to me and said, hey, I feel like you don't give a shit about the content anymore. I feel like, it might make sense for me to just focus on.
You that? He never had that
he never said
or he never texted you?
The last conversation we had was him coming into my office and telling me how loyal he was and how he would never switch up and rah, rah, rah. This was, of course, like 2 weeks before he absolutely switched up.
Yeah. Well, it's like
his word means nothing.
If you're a sports team, or let's say if you're a record label and you have an artist doing hella good, platinum every single time, boom, you're going to keep giving them budgets. Eventually, if the sales start to dwindle, even though you love this artist, you want to still see them in the...
Stop giving you money.
That budget's going to get depleted, then eventually you're not going to get it no more.
I've experienced it.
This is literally what happens.
100%.
Me too.
They will give you that big bag up front. You feel me? And once, it's not fully, you can make it back, but if you're not doubling it, every time you ask, it's going to get less and less to where it's going to get to the point where they don't want to give you nothing no more.
But you know what the crazy thing about that is that when you go to the label, their whole job is to sign 100 people and then 4 of them work out.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
And that makes up for the fact that you
shit.
gave all these other guys $20,000 to sign to you and it didn't work out, but you got 4 dudes who made you $1 million. So
right.
it cancels out whatever the fuck happened with the other one.
Nardo-Wick worked. None of these other guys did.
But it's just a crazy situation because it's if we were to do that, if we were to sign even 10 dudes and 1 worked out, I can't even imagine what the peanut gallery would have to say because they would spend all their time focusing on the 9 dudes who didn't work out and be like, look at this gigantic L. Whereas that's the exact same model that the labels are using is to try to sign a bunch of people, don't invest that much, and then run with the ones that actually seem like they're working.
This would be like that fool Gangster Pill talking shit about Rick Ross because he didn't pop off when...
Pill?
Yeah, Pill.
Why was his name... Did anyone ever call him Gangster Pill?
Yeah, he was Gangster Pill.
What was that? Trap going ham.
Yeah.
That was the video. He had real junkies in the video. We thought he was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was
Now
no Pill.
just regular Skrilla shit.
Yeah, right.
Right now, that's
Yeah, he's before his time.
But I'm just saying, when obviously, okay, he had a budget behind him, it didn't work. But then Meek had a budget and it did work, and Wale did and it did work, and of course you're gonna get deprioritized. Just like Stally got deprioritized.
Fast.
Yeah.
Wait, does this video really only have 182,000 views? I thought this song was huge.
Yeah, because it dropped before.
A lot of underground shit was huge.
Because
that shit was on World Star
I
and
guarantee
shit.
you most of the streams was on shit like LimeWire, Hulk Share, a lot of shit that you can't really see no more.
And
everybody
World
wasn't
Star.
going to YouTube.
Remember
World Star too. Everybody wasn't going to YouTube to watch
15
shit.
years ago?
Yeah.
Everybody has a way more streams if you really think about it. Type of play.
That's 2009. We was all on World Star.
Also, this video has probably gotten a cumulative 10,000 views in the last 3 years. Right. It was a big deal at the time, but it probably isn't really getting crazy replay value, some old Gucci shit or some shit like that.
Shit.
That's a dope song. We should listen to that later. I wish I could listen to it right now. Gangsta Pill. That's his MySpace URL. I don't even remember people calling him that at all, but he was signed to Rick Ross. Yeah.
Damn. But
Nigga gave me some knowledge today.
there you go. We had increases some craniums.
Was he ever on a double XL cover with MMG?
He was on a double X. I think
Him and Ross beef now or something?
Well, nah,
Just didn't go anywhere.
Nah, he just I'm saying, imagine him being upset that he had a budget behind him that didn't crack off, and if he got deprioritized and he stopped getting those budgets, imagine him tripping and being like, well, fuck Meek, fuck Wale, fuck all the successful fools on the label. You should be, if you put your attention and money into me, then I'd be cracking off. We'd all be slapping trap going hand.
Sounds like Shark.
That's essentially what he's saying.
Am I tripping?
Y'all niggas didn't give me a show when everybody had. He was salty as fuck when we all had shows and he didn't. He was so fucking salty.
He wanted everything handed to him.
We was adding him on to no statements, but he felt like he didn't want to be an understudy of me.
He want to be able to run shit.
Yeah, and it's even with certain interviews that we did, it's just certain ones that I brought to the table, he kind of took control of it, which me calling myself learning from him was kind of like
You're like learning a lot of what not to do.
But that's important. That is important.
Very
though.
important.
But
more important,
But it
probably,
was
yeah.
like, this was like my what do you say? Like a big brother program when I got here. Like I was kind of like following.
He's like your mentor.
My mentor.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like up here, like. So I was feeding off of his shit, and I'm like,
you see a
okay.
mentor really
Then I'm
trash.
taking this shit and going to other interviews, and it's not really working because I'm not supposed to do it. Yeah, we have fun, we have a ball, and we do great together on camera when we do interviews. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I learned more of what not to do.
Yeah.
Mentor dirt.
No, I feel that.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
You guys' friendship is really bizarre. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
You want to show
yeah,
the
you
screen
guys are
real
not
quick?
friends.
Yeah, he is.
Here's our boy Pill on the cover.
Right.
He said
Just
a
to
lot
prove.
with what he said. So
Flanked by Meek Mill and Wale, which is like so bizarre. Like, why did Wale make sense to us on MMG? Why did that make so much sense at the time?
It did because
he was the
J. Cole.
He was
Yeah.
the Kendrick. He was the balance.
yes,
Yeah.
it made a lot of sense. Plus, Wale when he first came out was wavy. He had like that the Nike boots song
And
and,
he
all
was
that.
the
like,
coolest dude. Yeah, everybody
Yeah,
was wearing ACG.
I used to listen to a lot of Wale.
Wale like was during the. I know you remember the blog era. He was like the
Yeah,
man.
yeah. They fucking loved him.
Yeah.
That was like J. Cole's era.
Mickey
They came-
Facts, him, like all those dudes, cool kids, like the. Yeah, Wale was like a part of that whole motion right there. But
Yeah.
something interesting that might not be across y'all's desk, but there's really interesting beef in the underground of LA. Two female Compton rappers
Shut up.
going at each other. Diss tracks, threats.
Who?
One of them is this chick named one of them is the homegirl, Miss Black Diamond, the Queen of Compton.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Was it the Queen of Compton who Kiki of all people introduced me to?
That's like my homegirl. That's one of my. I interviewed her on No Jumper.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, she beefing with this other chick who's trying to call herself the Queen of Compton, trying to steal her moniker, and
shit.
that chick run with, you feel me, Pyru's. Diamond, she not like a member like that, but her whole family Crips, so she be around the Compton Crips, super heavy, Santanas and all that. So there's a lot of interesting dynamics, and I will say the diss tracks are going crazy. So on the music stream, I'm gonna run the Queen of Compton diss track that she did. She talking about bacterial vaginosis and all kinds of crazy allegations and shit. So yeah,
Oh, that's real.
The song going crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta run something with boric acid. You know about boric acid? All the porn girls put it in their vagina to clean it out the night before the scene or whatever.
Boric acid for them whores, it's classic. She said my dick hard. Yours is flaccid.
I will admit that when we were in the studio making a song the other day, that there were definitely some moments where I was like, fuck, I need my rhyme oracle Lush here to remind
You
me.
guys
of
told me too late. You guys, I would have you guys said like you could come too. I wasn't trying to.
I just told Josh I'm gonna go back in and clean it.
I gotta clean that one up too. Yeah.
No, but you got to keep Menendez brothers.
Yeah,
bar,
yeah, that was
Yeah,
like,
nah, for
there's
sure.
a couple
Yeah.
bars where I just shoved in too much shit in a short period of time, but I do feel like it's weird. Like I always felt like, oh, if we make songs, they're just gonna be dope no matter what. But after that one, I'm like, I kind of feel like we could do better.
Yeah,
like if we're gonna put out a collaborative song, that might not be the best one.
Nah, we were supposed to do 2 songs. You got to do like 2 or 3 and then pick from one.
Yeah, it's gonna get the one will pop out.
I feel like I'm unlike real rappers in the sense that I feel like I can rap way better at like noon than like 11 p.m. when I'm like kind of trying to get home.
I said that the last time.
Yeah.
Like the daytime ones are like a little bit
more functional.
productive.
Yeah. But also,
unless it's like a beat that you love, like you know what I'm saying. Like I love that beat, but it was my first time on one of those beats, so I was trying to walk it down and I was freestyling.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Let me
That was
get
a-
back. It's not trash. It's hard though,
no,
but it's just like
that beat is crazy.
that beat's so hard. It's crazy.
It almost at first, like when the horns come in at first, I was like, damn, is that like a flip of Pharoah Monch?
It is.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Your boys outside just gave us some shit.
Come on, man.
He always
Yeah, that's the
giving us
homies
blowers.
there, yeah.
You got a blower on
It's
you?
the homies out there. Shout some, you feel me, my brother Byron and all
You know
that.
you're from LA if you call it gun a blower. Nobody else will call it that. Hell yeah, thank you.
Good looks, guy. Yeah.
Big.
We get right. You feel me? Passing
See
out
what
good
we on.
blowers.
Big
We call them
Passing out
Billies.
blowers in the set. You know how I get.
We call them Billies around our way.
Facts, Billy, blower.
Yeah, the squeezer. The squeezer.
Mikey's requesting one over there. Thirsty as hell. Let me get one.
Got you, Miguel. Don't trip.
Let me get one.
Blow him.
Okay. Is there anything else pertinent that we should discuss right now?
Cause I'm up right now.
Y'all been talking. Have y'all been keeping up with this Boosie Rallo shit?
Not so much. We do have a clip right here. If we, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Ooh,
They've been going back and forth still.
Hell yeah.
Still.
look at this. Boosie tweeted the Grammys for no rap talent and biggest troll goes to Rallo. Holy shit. I didn't know he said that.
Hey, no, some real shit. Like Rallo, a real getting money ass nigga, but bro, he cannot rap to save his
Fools
life.
hate his music.
Can't rap.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't have a rap voice.
There's a
That shit's
period
terrible.
where
terrible.
I like.
You really think he's that bad?
No, I
When he
don't think
first
he's
came
that
out,
bad.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Make the case for Rallo.
It's bad.
This is the general consensus that Rallo is trash. I thought Rallo was so good that I had him when I had this podcast on Audio Mac. Me and my brother Smokey back in the day, and we had like
Shout out Smokey.
Shouts to my brother Smokey. We had our own little freshman list of who was about to pop off, and our dumbass had put Rallo on the list one year, and because we was actually this is when the trap shit was. You feel me? Like
Niggas was
peak
getting
era.
past to being kind of ass.
Yeah.
It was a wave.
I mean, shit. Fools were listening. I can name worse Atlanta rappers right now.
Well, okay.
He's one of the worst.
Then what?
I ain't gonna lie. He's one of the worst.
I can name a worse one.
He's one of the worst.
But I also feel like
He's up there.
with Young Thug, a lot of us got primed to feel like if a new rapper comes out and the style is a little bit hard to take at first,
Give him a shot.
you give it a chance, especially if it's a squeaky voice thing, and you might learn to love it. I think a lot of people might have sort of heard Rallo and been like, well, he's a real trapper and he has this crazy ass squeaky flow. He might be the next Thug.
I like the squeaky flip. Here's the thing. Like you said, you got used to that from Thug. I got used to that in 2001 from Keek the Sneak. You feel me? Like 99 listening to really.
All in the dog with the still freak.
Back.
Say
My pops used to play that shit in the car, and I used to go to school.
like
Keep
the
singing
thigh.
that shit, and niggas was like, "What the fuck?" Is that?
like
Like elementary,
Right.
Still with me.
trains, automobiles, nigga.
Right.
Like I'm like 7 saying
Right.
that shit. You feel me? No capping, nigga. That shit was so different when you first hear it. You
Cocaine, white tee,
you
blue
who
jeans,
is
and
this
Nike.
grandpa
Yo.
growling on the track.
Where Keek the Sneak at?
The absolute
need
fucking
to
greatest.
interview.
Can we
I hit him
please-
up a while ago, bro.
Yeah, got shot up.
Yeah, he been in the
he's
wood trap
good.
for
He's
some
good.
years.
And-
He's all right.
And he just put out an amazing verse where they flipped the fucking keep it on the real
Facts.
sample. Whose joint was that?
He's still doing this shit.
Yeah, and this fool Keek and this fool Keek's
gold.
whole verse. Like if you're from Oakland or spent substantial time out there, the shit he references from Soul Beat to T.Y. Uzi and all that, it's one of the most classic Oakland verses I've heard in years. So please, we need Keek.
Facts.
We need
100%.
We need Keek.
The way you said that.
We do.
I'm trying to find his Instagram right now. Okay, here we go. Official Keek the Sneak.
I would have been so hurt if Keek passed when they shot.
Oh, I would have.
That's a fucking
been
legend.
devastating.
No cap.
Yeah, that's
no
why I
cap.
dig it.
He's one of the most original niggas on the mic ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And that's what I love, bro. When
That's
niggas
what I'm
get
saying.
on there and
So-
don't sound like nothing.
Exactly.
You
That
can't
nigga
pinpoint
said
it.
7th grade driving to
amazing.
school. I had a 5
Yeah.
So promise you was a nerd.
He talking that shit. He talking that shit. No cap.
He really is. Fool. He
What?
really
That's
is.
that
He
nigga.
talking that shit, bro.
Wow, G-Face just sent me a
That's-
two.
And his real name's Kunta Kinte.
G-Face just sent me a 2-minute voice note.
Which G-Face?
The Armenian.
Oh.
Let's hear about it.
I'm assuming
Nah,
about.
I can't play it on
that
air.
long?
Let's hear about it. You got to.
What?
No, I can't play it on air.
There you go.
What? He's in jail.
He really wanted to play it.
You gotta play.
I want him to play.
Oh, he's in jail. Oh, so they got his ass. I thought it was on the run last time I heard about this a couple months
I
ago.
feel like I gotta listen to
If
it.
he's in
Hell
jail,
no. G-Face never got a bill.
Oh, shit. I thought the nigga was on the run when I first heard about it. But you know, I don't keep up with this
Nah,
shit.
he never got a bill.
Okay.
I don't think.
Fuck, I almost wanna
when he
listen
went
to
in,
it.
I don't think he got it.
He said,
I'm trying to like
play this
decode. He sent me hella screenshots and shit too, but
Let me decode it. Let me
anytime my
decode
friends
it.
hit me up from jail, they're asking for money. That's all I know.
Big Adam Deuce. This is G-Face, reporting live from the feds. Shout out to you, my boy. I gotta say, my dog, I'm sitting back enjoying the show, watching everybody in the cut, taking names down. I've seen Bricc come to your show. Everything up and up. Just want to give you a heads up, homie. You're doing your shit like I've been telling you. You running these niggas on the streets. Same dude that's over there talking about me and laughing with you when niggas speak on my name is the same dude that's throwing dirt on your name, saying that Whack 100 is a rat, that there's straight work on Whack 100, and that you yourself are a clown and he gonna expose all you niggas. See, the thing is, I'm not taking nothing personal about 1090J. Shout out to him. Whack 100. Shout out to him. No Jumper. Shout out to him. All these social media platforms that speak about me because they're going to get views. I respect the politics. I respect the game. What bothers me most is the people out there that I call my brothers, my family. Specifically, Pesci being one of them. The dude that I brought to my house looked over as a little brother. So whenever he was texting my wife and texting the homie, talking about I'm gonna go do this and do that and woo woo wham wham, I take people for what it's worth. Your credit is zero with me till you show me other words. The main thing is I'm gonna be touching down home soon. And from me to you, Adam, you already know me and you got that understanding. You gonna see all these motherfuckers that's speaking on the motherfucking boy ain't gonna say a goddamn thing when I'm out on these streets. And when the time comes, you gonna remember this day. Just be careful, homie. I'm sending you text messages so you and the world can see these clown ass niggas that be over here text messaging my folks, trying to be on my team, saying that they with me, but in the reality, stabbing the motherfucker in his back. I thank God for this because it really shows me who's
so
who
long.
and who's really in my corners. So with that said, shout out to you, shout out No Jumper. You already know, G-Face the game. See y'all on the other side real soon. Wood.
Bro, that was the best promo, the best WWE.
Yeah,
He's a real wrestler.
WWE promo cut I have ever heard.
man.
Did y'all not hear
Sign that nigga up.
Did y'all not hear the Scott Storch keys like dun 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 dun? Like,
That
that's
was the
intro
best
for your-
WWE promo cut I have heard in a long time. That nigga fucking was Stone Cold in them, nigga. That was an amazing promo cut. Nigga.
How many takes?
That sounded rehearsed as a motherfucker.
How many
did it
takes?
not?
That was too perfect.
Pesci definitely-
that was
perfect.
too
It's like he wrote that shit
That
down
was
like a
too-
speech.
yeah, that
Sounded
was
like a speech.
too good.
Yo, but
G-Face.
Pesci was really like DMing fucking G-Face's girl or whatever, talking a bunch of shit about me.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
not tight either.
He said that motherfucker Adam is weird the way he words things when he asked about G-Face. I asked him, have you read the paperwork? He said no, but then wants to title the video some shit, some crazy shit, SMH.
Why you not gonna read like your
Pesci, you about to get
homies?
another DP.
Pesci be that's
About to
Pesci.
get a no
He's
jumper
the
DP.
biggest. He's a two-faced. That's him. That's crazy that it just come. But everything coming out about Pesci, like you know what I mean. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna let the world eat you up. You took the public stage, nigga.
Bro,
That gypsy shit you be doing.
attention, Whack 100. Somebody go alert Clubhouse that Pesci texted and said, about to go up to No Jumper and burn, whack, and embarrass Adam. My interview's in 2 weeks. I'm going to bring up G-Face on how all of them N-words wouldn't say none of that shit if he was in their face. The whole nine. Watch, well, that didn't happen. Oh, Lord, this is funny.
What's going on?
Niggas be saying shit behind closed doors thinking they'll never
It'll
come
never
to light.
come out.
Boy, oh boy.
If it's screenshotable,
Hey, that's why I say
He fake as
anything
hell. I
say
got so
behind
many
closed
text
doors,
messages. I don't even.
I'm ready to stand on whatever I say behind closed doors, bro. 'cause
Me too. When it
that-
come out, it's just like, fuck,
It is what
all
it
right.
is, nigga.
Shit, y'all recorded a phone call. I said,
Wow, I got a message from Zen Princess about Sharp, too.
Oh shit.
oh man, this is just getting out of. This is getting
shit.
out of control,
That's
guys.
Fire.
I was, wow.
Fire.
Victim.
She said, fuck it, let's just read it, right? Fire. She said, Sharp hated his persona around the time I met him. He was very bitter. I found that out on my first day. He invited me over to get me drunk on Bel Air. He made it seem like he wanted to fill me in on work and help me in hopes I'd sleep with him. But he ended up telling me all his complexes. He's a chameleon, and his tactics to get pussy from me were funny. I hope she intended for me to read this. I saw him cry. He said, I'm tired of them sucking me back in. I don't want to be that guy anymore. I felt for him. He was tired of screaming at women, but he had no other angle. And when House Phone invited AD to do the YouTube show with him instead of Sharp, it really threw him off. He thought he had found a new niche, So he really didn't care about No Jumper. He felt like he was being mistreated.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You said, wait, who said?
So a house phone, and was gonna do at one point was gonna launch a stream, and I get it was
A
gonna
show.
Be
it was like a whole vlog basically where they like took a dude and like tried to make him cool and like tried to basically like set him up with a bitch or whatever. And like House Phone and AD, I think they only did 2 episodes. It didn't do that many views, but like originally this idea was supposed to be for Sharp and House Phone, and then Sharp is all pissed off when House Phone did it with AD instead.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, it was a whole little thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Honestly, that's why.
That's actually a kind of funny idea for a
That's
show.
a big part of why when AD is basically saying like "fuck you" to Sharp, like you're never allowed on Fake Immunity or whatever. That's like a large part why is because AD thought Sharp was a sucker for basically like hating on them doing a show together just because at one point. But if you know House Phone, he always talking about some shit he gonna do or whatever. So like House Phone for sure probably never even thought like, oh, I told Sharp I was gonna do this idea with him. For sure he just did it.
House Phone got excited and in the moment
If you know House Phone, he's just like he ain't thinking about some conversation he had with Sharp 3 months ago.
He's also a super nice guy that's going to include whoever he's around at that moment because he wants to. That's just how he gets down. Monte is a chill ass dude.
But then Sharp ended up looking crazy too because it's like they did 2 episodes and didn't go anywhere. It's probably done. It's like, who gives a fuck?
That was the end of was that the end of the message?
No, we continue on.
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy.
I saw him cry. He said,
don't do it.
Yeah, do it.
He said, I'm tired of them sucking. Okay, all right.
We've jumped already.
Oh, yeah.
Geronimo.
Yeah, Geronimo.
We are hanging.
He should have been more of a team player, less plotting from the inside, less emo, and less cocky. Continue to have the same energy he always had, or just leave, because he was manipulating people that trust his judgment because he was a veteran. His actions made things fall like dominoes, and he laughed and enjoyed when it fell for others that No Jumper by his hand. Now he's crying like he's not a mole. His actions helped to end the news. High key stealing. Well,
that was crazy.
What about the accusation that Sharp and Bricc Baby conspired to tell Dejan to sue No Jumper?
I think there's some merit to that. I don't think it's true.
I definitely. I told you I had talks with him. I didn't try to tell him to sue No Jumper. I said no. Tell Adam to give you your money so you could come back if you really got shot. I'm like, if he's hiding a black person getting shot, bro, at this point, because he had me feeling away for 24 hours. And I didn't tell him nothing crazy, but I'm like, okay, are you straight? Because me being a black guy and him being the gay guy at work, I'm just keeping it real. I checked in on him like, hey, what's up? I didn't want him to like, ooh, but he like, I'm like, damn. Now, sue No Jumper is crazy, but I'm like, is this really what happened? And I'm not going to put the offers out, talk numbers on the shit. But I'm like, and he offered you that and you really hit? I'm like, you probably just want to get a little bit more or just go about your way.
All right, this is my thing. A couple months ago.
He lied.
It was a while back.
He lied. That's why I was mad at him. Remember when I found out he didn't get shot? I'm like, fuck. Remember, I told you in the office, I'm like, I was on the phone with that nigga.
Originally, a couple months ago, it was like a while back, somebody basically put this narrative out to me before it became public or anything. And when I thought about it with Sharp, it definitely made me feel a way about him, but I also wasn't like super tripping. And then I thought about it with you, and then I thought about the fact that if you get shot at your job, for sure your job should give you some money.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
And I would not really like, even though, I hate getting sued sucks. Even if somebody really did get shot, it would suck to have to pay them out, sure. But
I was saying it's insurance. If it happened, it should be insurance around if that's not the shit. Because if you do insurance, nigga, nobody loses.
I would have been dying to give the motherfucker some money to make this problem go away. The problem is that it didn't happen.
And the problem still offered him some little chili. That's what first, I'm like. But not like that. I mean, not like that, but it's just like, nigga, whatever it was when you, whatever.
Because it was a very mixed up time because nobody really fucking knew what actually happened at that point. So it was like hard to tell because it was so hard to wrap your head around the idea that this person just like created this story out of thin air.
But that story
I never felt like he got shot.
I didn't know.
But it never made sense.
When I asked the niggas who was here, when I went and did my own little private investigation, nigga, I called certain niggas who said they was here. I was like, I've concluded that nigga ain't shot.
Too, because nobody knew. I'm like, he's like, what are you talking about?
I'm like,
within like 6 hours of it happening, it started to seem pretty certain to me that nothing happened because Josh went to the hospital with him.
Yeah.
So it's like, if your skin was penetrated in any way, probably it would have been discovered at the hospital.
He kept telling certain people to get out, and he had it like, you know what I mean? Like,
and bro, like when the Kelpie, the pee incident occurred, you feel me? With Suskerb, literally this entire, that was the
Pun tried to expose that at the live show. I'll never forget that pun.
He did expose it at the live show. But beyond that, do you remember that day in the office what the energy was like? We were all like completely consumed with it. There was the whole, remember that picture you took? Where there was like 30 of us?
Oh, yeah.
It was like literally the whole office, and there's way more people that worked here at the time.
So, bitch up.
I felt like Suge Knight because I was like telling everybody in the office, like, nobody's allowed to talk about this. Everybody got to get it. And that worked for like
we had like a
4
whole
days.
meeting about it. But the point is, if somebody fucking got shot here, this would have been the biggest deal ever.
Nobody even talked about it for real. Like, I was like controlling, like making sure. I think the only person that even talked about it was DW.
I think DW ratted and told AD right away.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about
is that a narrative?
Up here.
That's just my guess because they knew like pretty quick. So
Dijon
told them.
Dijon told them.
No, but they were like actively beefing at that time.
Nah, they wasn't.
Were they?
Once he got shot, he wasn't beefing with nobody. He was against. Look, he called.
He still hasn't got shot.
I'm gonna tell you. I called and he was trying to pick my brain. Like, so how much you think that? Like how much you think that I could get? And now when it goes back, you were trying to, like, as conniving as you were, you knew you weren't shot. So you were trying to figure out ways around it to have an angle for your legal team. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, he had even went into like, I don't want to talk about it for real, but like the emotional shit. You get what I'm saying? Like shit like that. I'm like, bro, good luck. Then the next day I kind of found out that he didn't, and I'm like, oh yeah, you was sitting there trying to figure out any type of way you could wiggle on these people, bro. Like at the end of the day, whatever. I told him that his job was more important than anything. Look, you can ask it right there, and I can show you probably a text message. Your job more important than anything if you want to keep up that report card. So if you can square it away and go back to work, you need to do that.
It would have been tight if Dijon.
That's what our conversation ended with. No cap. Like,
I feel like his career had a cool little show. His career ended with no jumper. It feels safe to say.
It's just not as important anymore.
Well, now that we spoke to a guy named
you could pay
Lil Hot B.
Yo, how's he just going to try to not respond to that?
I mean,
he has not spoken on it or responded at all.
The smartest thing he could have ever done was not respond.
There's this artist named Lil Hot B who basically like Dejan managed him for a couple months and they were working together and everything like that. And then Dejan basically hit him up and was like, yo, I need $2,000 to get my car fixed. And the fool was like, no, like you're managing me. I'm not going to give you $2,000. And so then they fucking fell out. They never spoke after that. And then we brought him on and he told this whole story.
No, it was for the freshman shoot.
Yeah, it was way worse. It wasn't for the car.
It was for the freshman shoot.
I thought it was for a car.
You guys are both right. Because the thing is, he did all of that. He was asking for money for the car. He was asking for money for the freshman shoot. He realized the kid had a little bit of paper and was like, oh shit, you feel me? This is a cash cow. And the fucked up thing.
He was trying to be a sugar baby.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The fucked up thing is Hot B is like the nicest kid ever. You feel me? Like
handsome young guy.
Handsome young guy.
I told him he was handsome. Pause. Yeah.
No, I'm saying Dejan was. I'm saying
he can fuck some poo.
In the sense of me not wanting to call cuz a pretty boy because I don't know his background. I'ma just say you get what I'm saying? You could tell.
You could see him having some potential.
He's for the girls.
You could see the girls fucking with him. You know, he's like doing R&B type shit largely.
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
He look like he got bitches.
yeah, he look like he got bitches doing Roddy Rich type music.
And he look
you feel
like
me?
you get mad if you fuck one of them.
And but also just
You know what I'm talking about.
such a genuine nice dude, willing to invest in his career, pay, put up guap to try to get himself in a better position. and
Yeah,
got
he was
fucked
catching
over.
Deja
So out
out.
the fucking loop. This is new.
This was just like the last 45 minutes of an episode we did recently.
The crazy part is, bro, on Deja's page, I've never seen a post get more than like 100 to 200 likes.
Yeah.
On the when he was doing it like by himself, you get what I'm saying? So like you paying this dude to promote and like you're listening to him for instruction. Like I used to hear about motivation for the studio, but all that other shit that you talk about, man, that shit ain't about nothing. Like everybody got a D, a F, and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like shut the fuck up.
Then apparently
You want a
pay for
motherfucker to
grades.
strip.
Yeah, you get paid to make your grade better.
Yeah.
I
No,
kind
you
of think
can't-
that we need to do a no jumper report card to actually create something that's got some integrity.
That's crazy as fuck.
Man.
Don't be so salty. You mad as fuck.
He is gonna
I would
pass
be mad
out.
as fuck at you
It
niggas.
would be bad.
Because this is the whole thing. This is like his life's work, right? I could make a report card better than his tonight. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't gotta listen to every fucking album. I could sit here tonight, pop a Addy. I'm gonna probably have to go to bed about 6 a.m. I could do that whole thing tonight.
For sure.
If we all work on it together, we could make it incredible. Easy as fuck.
Just give Doja Cat and Tyler A's, and then you feel me, and work your way
after,
down.
everybody else there. And guess what? After I made it, it wouldn't consume my life. I would be able to go on podcasts and not talk about it. It actually really, honestly, wouldn't even be that big a deal.
Yeah.
So let's just throw that out there. Also, his channel. I just want to say this too. Let me just hate for a second. This is astonishing. We have to check this out. Rap
is
report.
ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a real hater.
Like you're already scamming if you're asking for money. You should just be doing joint ventures.
Bro, look at this. Why are people going on this?
That's what I'm saying.
211,000 views. Neezy, 400 views.
That's my boy.
Neezy.
Shout out Neezy.
Shout out
That's my
Neezy.
nigga.
AZ Chike. It's like an actual well-known
my nigga Chike.
LA rapper, right? Like he comes on No
How you
Jumper.
not gonna hit 1,000 with
Man.
Shike?
AZ Chike probably gonna hit 100K on No Jumper. This motherfucker got 400. How you get K Rich?
Have you heard the audio?
127.
Have you heard the audio on the show?
I haven't. Oh, you can hear the fan in the background or some shit, right?
Shout out my nigga Zoe.
Yeah, how you get Zoe Sama, you get 1,300?
He
LA
on
needs
my
to do
tape.
better.
He on my tape that's finna drop
Why
on
are people
25th.
fucking with this?
Zoe feels like people have been blackballing him from certain shit, so he just he going to go fuck with the underdogs at all times.
He doing his thing.
Really? Because that's
He'll reach out if you reach out to him and it's about something.
yeah.
He gonna do it.
you know, it's crazy that he feel that way because I feel like the people love Zoe right now. Like,
But he
big.
like
He's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
LA, that's actually kind of the problem with Zoe Simon and why he was posting up a reel acting like I'm hating on him. I'm not hating on you at all. I'm just also saying that when we're having a conversation about EBK J-Bo, don't try to tell me that Zoe Osama's bigger than him. Whack. That just shows that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Bigger than him?
Come on. We all want to support LA, but we got to stay tethered to reality.
We should all feel like that though.
Song
As a
at
rapper.
the moment.
He has a
As a
bigger.
rapper, you gotta feel like that.
That
But
song
you
do
gotta
look
let
great.
his catalog grow because
Yeah.
that song's been out for 3 years, but that song's probably got more streams than J-Bo's main single.
100%. Well, J-Bo's never put
I
out
don't
a
know,
song.
though. Boogeyman.
J-Bo's never
Look
put
at
out.
the
Bro, they had a
streams on,
fucking dude. Underrated had
What is
a
that?
Yeah,
Underrated?
was
Underrated had a
ridiculous.
remix with fucking E40 and Snoop on it,
Underrated was
dog.
ridiculous.
What?
Facts.
That's a fucking huge record, bro. That's the top 5 biggest records out the West
Yeah, but
Coast.
look,
in the
look at
past-
this.
No,
How
not
many views?
I'm talking about
J-Bo
streams.
is-
Yeah,
going
streams is
crazy.
different. But look, in 5 months, Boogeyman has more views than Underrated has on the No Jumper
in 2
channel
years.
in probably like 3 years. Damn near.
My niggas out hard.
I'm
bro.
just
He
saying.
is hard.
That's
Just
my
saying.
boy.
Wait, you dropped
We
this
not
on the No
talking-
Jumper
yeah.
channel?
Yeah.
The original
That's crazy.
underrated.
Shout out
was,
to
yes.
Vel. Vel told me, yo, I found out about the song. This shit is hard. I thought about signing him at one point, but I had to be realistic. Like, I don't know.
Well, the whole story
I don't
about
got the mental
song.
bandwidth to
That's
sign
crazy.
somebody.
So which one got 7 million?
The one that's a fucking Snoop Dogg remix.
You know,
Oh, that's the
that's what I
remix.
said. He had
Suede and
Suede.
shit. Oh, that's the
Snoop
remix
and
to Underrated.
E40,
Yeah, yeah.
fool,
That's
which is
fire.
a crazy lineup on so many levels on the song.
Nah, for
Fire.
sure.
And he doing M's on
Yeah.
more than one
He's
song.
doing good.
Fire.
I'm not hating on him at all.
songs.
This is
He going
popular
crazy.
view.
So, but it's definitely would be inaccurate to say that there's more momentum for him at this moment than J-Bo. I
Right.
think because
That's a high
that,
standard.
This is as of now. Look. This is J-Bo's last 5 months and his last 5 months, and that's my boy.
yeah, J-Bo's the most like coveted rapper in California.
J-Bo
right now.
doing like at least 500,000, probably damn near 1 million
J-Bo's
plus.
my nigga too, though. I ain't gonna lie. Both these is my niggas. So.
A lot of these songs are like mega taking off. Like Boogeyman doing 12 million is obviously kind
Post-traumatic
of a
stress disorder
outlier, but you know
on a swivel.
he's in his moment right now.
Go crazy too, though.
We'll see how this sustain. But I mean, he's locked
you-
up too.
yeah.
That's actually really, you got to consider that. Is that J-Bo's killing it, but he's locked
in
up
jail, too.
on a weird,
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
run.
And
But that
motherfuckers-
does not normally
Yeah,
happen.
that don't happen. That don't
that
happen.
never
Look at
happens.
Draco.
Yo.
Look at Draco. That's literally what happened to Draco.
But he didn't have visuals to come with it. He had some shit in the cut.
the thing is-
he was ready.
No,
But
listen.
I feel like Draco's wave slowed as he was locked up.
Well, it did, but here's
But
the
also,
thing.
it was a long time. It was like 4 years or
Check
some
in.
shit,
Right?
right?
Preserved them.
But didn't he drop like a GTL mixtape?
He did when he was locked up.
He did.
So here's
That's
what
where I
happened.
think this Grand Theft Auto came from, and that shit was one of
100%.
nigga the best songs that he did in the last couple of years.
Grand Theft Auto was the banger from that tape.
that tape.
But the thing was this. So Draco gets out in like November, right before he
I
makes
was
Cold.
one of the only niggas with a folded account. I should have did what? Go ahead.
He made that fucking Cold Devil tape in literally like a month, less than a month. And then within like 3 months, he's back in. So he didn't even have
Cold
he had
Devil.
like 4 months.
I feel like Cold Devil is the definitive J-Bo album, right?
Draco album,
or,
yes.
or Draco, yeah.
It-
Or do you feel like any of the ones that came out after he got released hold water next to it?
I've said this several times. I'll say it again. Cold Devil is the magnum opus. That's the blueprint. That's the Illmatic. That's his greatest work. That's my opinion. A lot of people disagree.
Really?
Now, I think, a lot of people like, the thing is, and I love Draco's music post incarceration that last time, but he was a different Draco when he came home, and he was very like,
I think I like the one before it.
oh yeah, that's So Cold I Do Him. That's crazy too.
So Cold I Doing was crazy, but I think it was even the one before that when he was sitting down. It's like a little drawing sitting down
Yep,
the green.
30 Second and Naomi. Yeah,
I think
Or
that's
23rd
that's
Naomi,
the.
yeah.
I forgot the fucking name of it, but I ain't gonna lie. I used to play the fuck out that.
Let me hit some of these donations real quick. True Lies said $2. Said Suspect, you next.
Yeah, he don't like me.
We are building. We got to build more. We got to build back better.
Don't worry about what we got.
I
cracking
fuck with
over
Suspect.
here.
Yeah.
Suspect always kept it real with me, which is honestly something I could have said about Sharp until like a couple of days ago. So shout out Suspect for being realer than Sharp. Just being honest, sent $5. Said Sharp is an alcoholic. Bro is out of touch with reality and arguably the biggest bust in No Jumper history based on how he started. Damn.
Crazy.
I don't think we
brutal.
can say he a bust because he was too successful to call a bust. But you could say, his numbers declined, fell off, this and that. But you can't call him a bust because that
Might have had the
implies
highest fall off
Correct.
view-wise because he was going stupid.
Because
But
but
like,
not a buzz.
No,
like
yeah.
that was one thing the damn homie would always say was that basically like Sharp, when he was alone with her or whatever, would basically like confide in her how upset he was about what had happened to his numbers, which is kind of understandable because he did go from like having all these episodes that were getting millions of views to all of a sudden doing like 20K a pod, which is like, I just don't understand how he acted like he was like powerless in that. Like you totally could have gone back to your usual bag of tricks. I could have definitely thrown you some funny hoes that you could have put on your act. I think part of it, the problem that separates Sharp from like a Vince McMahon is that Vince McMahon knows it's fake. I think that Sharp at a certain point needed to be real about the fact that he had to put on a show and it couldn't necessarily just be your pure anger and rage coming out. It's like maybe at a certain point you don't feel that way, but if this character is really working for you, maybe you need to kind of lay that character on a little bit more, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, after hearing that Zen Princess message, it kind of contextualizes it really, really well. If that's true, you know what I'm saying?
Like right there, boy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was the fucking nigga that atom bomb dropping right there. That was crazy. Timing. That was wild.
Loose Cannon text me, Sharp Ben rape Adam.
Huh?
I don't think he meant
he
raped me.
He's slow.
I mean, that text reads very slow.
I responded, LOL, what?
You could tell in his content, you be like, fuck.
If your phone's auto-correcting to rape, that's very, like, disturbing.
And rape is capitalized.
Sweet team high.
It's like it's someone's name.
Like the most natural
rape bloke. You feel me? Like
the most natural typo here would have been Sharp Ben raped Adam, like add a D to the end of rape. But
that's probably what he meant. But
what the fuck is that?
Like he's trying to say he took advantage of you, like,
or he's been raped by somebody.
That's wild.
Oh,
been raped though, so it's like present tense.
Like that's been happened.
He
like,
been raped.
You don't even know this. He been raped. Like what?
You nigga.
Jesus,
that's insane. Dog.
Or it might have been a bit of rap.
Yeah, I think
that's what I was.
Oh, maybe been rapped.
Yeah,
which we do know about. You just like didn't bother to mention it because of whatever. But okay, JJ said Flacco's the only one to do numbers now out of the cast.
Shouts to Flacco.
Shout out that man.
Rare narrative. Shout out Flacco. That was my boy, though.
He's doing good numbers. You can't deny that.
And me and Flacco have kind of talked about this, that if we ever do go our separate ways or whatever, he might even be departing the state for a period of time, that's his thing to announce. But even if we don't end up working together, let's just stay homies. Let's stay cool. You know, we can still work together, whatever you got going on.
Yeah.
Which is some regular mannish shit that certain pimps seem to have a hard time with.
But what's the difference between Flacco's doing
flourishing? So he
there's
like,
no bitterness because
he's not bitter. Yeah, his channel's doing better than it was 6 months ago. You know,
you get what I'm saying. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that, but
no, but it's not a fair comparison based on that.
But he does different content, and I'm like, bro, and I'm telling him like, I probably make as much as you, and you go live damn near every day because you don't do pre-records. Like if you at home, like and you gonna chop it up about topics, at least just do it so you can stay on topic. Like motherfuckers sitting there just going everywhere and just flooding your emotions out to the camera every night is.
Part of me kind of envies Sharp's skill set because he's so good at talking for hours and hours and hours about nothing and just elaborating. And sometimes
crazy how good. How can you talk so much about nothing? That shit a talent. Yeah. That's a fucking talent, bro.
Sometimes I feel like with me, it's like I'm a little bit too fact oriented. Like I just want to like kind of lay out the facts, give my little opinion and move on. And it's like when I look at someone, him, I'm like, holy shit, like that's such a skill for streaming, but I feel like he's kind of on the other end of it where he just rants like too much and it's like it just is uninteresting.
No, you know what's a skill? You know what's a skill for streaming? Look at like what Act does. This full Act will keep you engaged. He'll talk for that same amount of time, but he's teaching you shit. Yeah. You might see 45 different clips.
He's Googling shit because you want to know. This is the thing about Act. When he's
talent.
The other day I watched him go through a clip of Jaguar Wright turning up on Star on a stream or whatever, or Star turning up on her rather.
Shouts to Star.
And it's like Ack clearly, like, having watched him over the years, he's watched all this shit already. He watches it as it comes out, and then he probably got a little note in his phone where he just writes like, I'm going to go through this clip, then I'm going to go to this, then I'm going to. So he's watching stuff, but then he's also like organizing it so that he basically has an outline. Maybe it's all just in his head, but he even told me, he said, when I go to bed at night, I'm thinking about what I'm going to talk about on stream the other day, which is why his streams are so good.
Yeah.
But when he's watching the shit, he almost never lets on that he's already watched it. So to you as the viewer, it kind of feels like you're already, like you're discovering this shit with him.
My whole Santa Claus ain't real. It makes a lot of sense. So that's hella smart. Like smart. That's hella smart because then creates this myopic experience where everyone's experiencing it together.
Sometimes I'll watch an Act clip and I'll be like, okay, this one might have been filmed at the end of the 7-hour live stream because he's like a little bit more like he's just thinking slower and shit like that. But like that's like kind of his superpower that he's been developing over these years is like his ability to just like show the process of like learning about something for the audience as well as hitting them with his takes.
And like, and the goal is like, and I think we've all been loaded enough to share this, to be able to be loaded as fuck and even at your worst still be somewhat coherent. Yeah.
Is definitely a fucking talent in itself.
Right.
For sure. You be able to make plausible sentences and make it make sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just to go back to the donos, I am Luna Rose sent $5. He said, I would love to see Sharp have one more sit down with the crew, but I feel like it might turn into another house phone situation. I assume by that he means that I might get a drink thrown at me. I'm going to be real. Drink thrown at me, it's kind of like worth it for the clip.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really like, you know, like granted that would
I'll take that.
in that moment I wasn't willing to like throw hands with house phone, but for sure for like most people that probably would be where that would go.
You protected that jacket for dear life though. You just that shit.
Yo, but watching myself in that clip really made me feel like I gotta dress better because that green varsity jacket.
I like the jacket.
I just was like, you know what? Like just because they send you that in the mail doesn't mean you gotta wear it.
You know what though? There's no way this situation would ever be as inflammatory as that, considering the emotions were so much higher.
Yeah, that was
that's some
crazy.
real ass shit.
Yeah,
fool.
I was
Like
going through some real
shit.
Yeah, there
dog.
was a lot of shit.
This nigga just out here lying and shit, just talking.
For this to turn into anything more than a heated discussion would be fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like,
as far as like him having one more sit down, honestly, like
You should have came.
that was the plan today. He decided that he wanted to get paid. I feel like that's a cop out, and he actually like didn't really want to come on here. Slash, I think he wants to extend the content. Like, I think he wants to go and do a 5-hour live stream responding to this, which I fully expect tonight. Yeah, for sure. But then he's got a problem because it's like you can only do that once or twice without us talking about you before that kind of wears off. But like, he's been streaming with like 500 viewers. Last night he had like 5,000. So it's like, you know, it's pretty obvious. He's incentivized to keep this running for a while, and sure, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. But as far as us sitting down, it's like, I just feel like he went about doing a stream about me on some hoe ass shit, and I don't really feel like sitting around and having a conversation. I would love to kind of like all the stuff that I said to you guys tonight, I really wanted to say to his face. But, you know, it is what it is. Lush got to go. Bring Sus on the weekly pod instead.
agreed.
Man, I don't agree with that.
Cosign.
I don't agree with that.
Shouts to Patois.
It's so fun when people send in donations of shit that I would never say, and we get to just sort of see what people say.
We definitely get Lush the fuck out of here,
bro.
Yeah, this guy's definitely trolling you. Suspect, I watch your gaming streams. You have insane talent. To break in the top 5 on SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom speedruns is insane. That's the most competitive speedrun. Have you ever played SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom?
Not fucking trolling.
They always be fucking with us. They're like,
hate me,
he
bro.
playing Barbie. They always say it's a different
I fell
game.
for it. I really thought he played Barbie.
Bro, no, nigga. And then it's crazy now. My whole setup is fire now. I don't know if niggas seeing. Nigga, I got the green screen cracking. Nigga, we got the chat up in the corner. You feel me? It be busting.
I still want to do the Dave Mirror
Call
stream.
of Duty and all. We gotta do it.
I want to do it. I've never really played it.
It's fire. I'm good at that.
I used to play Tony Hawk all the time, but I never really.
It's just like it just with a bike.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Nah, we could do that shit.
No, I'm down for
I
that.
got it.
That's a great idea.
I got a new PC. I upgraded my shit. You feel me? I got a new camera. I got my green screen cracking and shit.
Shouts to
I upgraded all my shit. You feel me? Now I'll be playing Call of Duty and shit. You feel me? Whooping niggas. No,
that's fire.
Alcoholic Gamer sent $5 and said, I heard Sharp is linking up with Compa to drop a real diss track on No Jumper. Compa throwing around money like he sniffed that white candy. I'm here for the content.
That would be a really smart move, actually. If Compa Raider wants to get his shit in motion, you feel me?
Link up with Church.
Drop that disc.
Him and fucking Sharp the P.
Oh, Church.
That nigga Compa can't come over there.
No.
That's out.
His Buster status is too solidified.
Compa
That'd be a power
probably
move.
rob him. We gonna probably rob
The
him.
heel tag team right there.
You did.
Him and Compa as the new, what was it called?
Bushwhackers?
No, whatever your podcast with him was called.
Vendor
on a
boys.
sequin.
Yeah.
On the
yeah.
sick
Them niggas
one.
end up
On a sharp
beefing in
one.
6
On a
months.
sharp one.
They're gonna steal that.
I get to 6 months before they end up beefing with each other.
And they need, and of course, they need for their third co-host. It's got to be
out.
damn homie. It's just
You're
some
bugging out. That should have never happened.
He
Sharp.
gave damn homie something to talk
Sharp,
about.
all I gotta
today.
say,
She's so irrelevant.
don't
See,
Don't-
now you
I forgot.
Get
Sharp.
it going.
damn homie wanted to call into this podcast today. I'm not gonna go down that road.
That would have been
All I'm
bad
saying
for him.
is tread lightly, my friend,
That would've been
because
real bad for him.
how you go from pushing it to drinking it. That's all I gotta say, man. Don't make me drop that bar. You want to know another rap
Where
thing?
did he admit that he drunk pee? Bro?
Go to the
It's a
Reddit.
clip.
Anyway, there's a clip from like 5 months ago or some shit where he admitted
trying
to it.
act
It's
like
crazy.
satire, but
Oh, that's AI too.
You talking about when he was on
he
stream
said-
and he
I'm not
was
one
like,
to
oh,
kink
fresh
shame.
piss
No,
and
no,
poured
no,
it
no.
in.
nah.
Yo, but how do you feel about the fact that, like, I did a song and I'm like, I have like at least one line that disses somebody who obviously I don't care for, but I'm trying to like fall back from like dissing any of those dudes, right? But it's like the song is already made.
Yeah, don't you dare change that bar.
I can't change it because every time I play the fucking song for people, that's the number one line they laugh at.
Do not change that fucking bar.
The most consistent laugh, you're like when you
More
play the
clout
song
for
for
'em.
mad
Go
people,
ahead.
you really start to realize like what the good bars are because like you see which ones get a reaction. But so that's kind of weird. I got a song coming out and I'm like, now everybody's gonna be like, oh, Adam's dissing and trying to get a reaction. It's like, fuck, like, yeah, like a month ago when I made it, but not right now.
I'm over it already.
Let's not take out any of the trans bars.
Definitely
Let's
not.
take out the fire punch.
Adam Cole.
And so
J.
much
Cole,
love.
J.
Hey,
Cole pulling
I
out
heard
the
that
race
shit.
right now.
my collaborator is a big man for being willing to do a song with me where I did drop a bar. I'm thinking maybe he doesn't understand what the
No,
transmissions
he
bar
has
meant.
no clue.
Is it
what
the song I heard?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But when I say I'm a mechanic, well, looking for transmission, he might not have. He might have
they-
thought like, well, he likes cars.
No, they knew because they was in the studio and they're like, Adam fucking crazy.
But maybe it wasn't so gay because I swear Vezo froze in his tracks when he heard that bar.
No, I think, let's be honest, bro. Vezo felt the pressure, dog.
He knows I'm up next.
Yeah, he felt the pressure.
Is there like a small child out there? You hear that?
Yeah,
like-
I got it.
Oh, that's your kid, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was my
says
girl.
they're small
my,
child.
my girl being loud, like she being hella.
No Diddy. Let me just finish reading these. Adam 22 tap in with Dallas Foe, another slapper out of St. Louis. We need to keep the spotlight on STL. Remo, get this lined up. I gotta check
I
him out
fucks with the St. Louis drill wave.
for sure.
It's called high speed.
Yeah, hella niggas is dying.
Dallas Foe. Let me know. I gotta
It's
check it out.
unfortunate, but yeah.
I feel like I might forget. So somebody tweet that or DM me that or whatever. We need Spider Loc on the Tuesday show. Yeah, we should definitely do like an ecstasy stream with Spider Loc
I'm
for sure.
so down. What?
We know.
You got me an ecstasy.
Zeke Boyer. The way Sus was on Tico, Texas about doing a week in jail. We need to see that type of energy again. Sus on the Tuesday show. Wait,
For it.
what was he saying to Tico? He was like calling her a piece of shit because she like went to jail for a week.
I don't even remember what.
I don't remember that, but I do remember we was going back and forth about something. I don't remember though.
Maybe was it she was talking about prison and you were like, how long did you do? And it was a week or something like that.
Was
like,
something like that. I don't remember though. Zeke, if you see this, tell us because I don't remember again.
That
You
does
gotta
sound
be more-
funny.
More
it
specific.
just sounds like typical sus on helmets. You feel me? Like,
Typical me on a
Oh wait, he was
Yeah.
saying you were. I thought they meant sharp. My bad. But
Yeah, no,
okay,
they
it was
were-
you. All right,
yeah,
yeah.
it was
me.
Shadow humor. Why are you all watching this? That is a good question. Honestly, I have no idea. And then King Jofer.
King Joffrey.
Hefe
Joe.
Hoffer.
Sharp's gimmick ended when Masika made him walk out. When he's not talking to a dumb chick, he's outmatched. Yeah. Many have said that, and many will probably say it again. But yeah, that Masika thing was pretty bad. And then the damn homie thing was pretty bad. And then there was some other bad stuff. Whatever.
Man, napkins were through.
What
yeah.
was her name? The girl, Chloe or whatever.
Yeah.
That was not great for business.
There's a lot of
Business of being sharp.
It's a lot of that's what I was saying. This wasn't like I feel like it's one of those things where because if you're in the midst of like your career is going through ups and downs and you're in the midst of a fall off or like a downward trend, you might not even realize it at first because you're so used to being up, and then you like
Oh, yeah.
and
Then
then
you
you're
wake
like, oh
up one
shit,
day,
like
you're
my,
like, oh,
my view's a
shit.
little lower, like oh shit, why wasn't I included on this show or this or that, and then you kind of slowly wake up to the fact like oh fuck, like I'm not a joint no more. And then it's hard to come to terms with.
It happened.
I'm not saying this about him.
It happened.
No, but I went through that myself. You never felt that way?
For sure.
No, he's an unk. I think Sharp has decidedly entered into the unk category.
But you could be, but unk is not a bad thing though necessarily.
I mean, he's not a joint. But honestly, he did have joint energy when he came in. But yo, I was starting to like feel like sometimes this podcast fucking eats people alive, and that's just like inherently part of it.
Yeah, you got to be ready.
You got to get over it.
And you got to mind your business. That's how I've lasted as long as I have. I fucking mind my business. Stay out the way. When I'm called, I'll pull up. When I'm not, you know?
Like, not even to put him in the mix because I'm not trying to make content out of him, but T-Row, like when I go back to his early appearances on the podcast and then I kind of like think about how he sounds now, I'm like, that ain't the same dude.
He was
Like,
chilling first.
A lot of shit has happened. Like that, you know, this shit'll wear you down. And I'm sure people say that about me too. I'm definitely a different person than I was 10 years ago when I started doing this, but
Well, yeah, but no, but we've seen like life kick people's ass hella quick on this shit, like myself included.
Yeah, nah, if you ain't ready to go against whatever those, if you look at those comments and really start letting them get to you, it's over with.
Yeah, no,
Man,
Lush,
you can
Lush
let
was
it-
a
yeah.
great example.
Yeah, if you
Great
let a
example.
comment
Like,
get to you,
oh, the
like
shit was
if you that
crazy.
type of person, this is a bad environment.
like-
But
Yeah,
what I
It's
felt for
terrible.
you is because we all felt like that before, just not to the extreme that you took it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like everybody has been in that shoes before where you just contemplating, you feel me, going through comments, damn near want to reply, damn near replying.
Replying.
I replied.
We all,
on some
we
funny
all
shit.
went through that before, so you just took it to the extreme because you was already going through some shit.
Yeah, exactly. If motherfucker couldn't get high. That's probably like the main thing. Like, if I was like high, I'd be like, oh, they're hating on me. Suck my dick. I have a
feel-
girlfriend now.
that's
Fuck
me.
you guys.
Hey, I feel like Dejan is doing the Lush program. He's like going on like every podcast in that network.
That's what was meant by that.
But I think he's actually like speed running his like total loss of interest from the viewers. It feels like the more they see him, the less they like him.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But you were kind of on that program for a while. I feel like he's trying to use that program.
well, like it was like it was very. I was like, I don't know how long this is gonna last. Let me ride this wave and get as much
He
momentum.
like, I gotta run it up as fast as possible. I don't know
Yeah.
if this shit gonna disappear.
I wasn't thinking like this a marathon. I'm like, this is a 100-meter dash out this bitch. Fuck. You feel
Yeah,
me?
because niggas didn't see this. For sure. Him coming back was not
The
expected
hell no.
at all.
true.
For sure was not
We
expected.
persevered.
We somehow, some way.
And that's one thing when I'm watching the Vince McMahon documentary, that girl Sable, remember her? Hottest.
Sable,
Join it up.
So
Sable was
bad.
fine.
I wonder what she looks like now. But either way,
still look good.
she sued the motherfucker for sexual harassment. And then he knew the audience wanted her back. He still rehired her and put her right back on the program, doing storylines that were basically him sexually harassing her. I mean, that's a motherfucker that
He knew
that
the reward was gonna weigh out
he
the risk.
prizes the value. Like Hulk Hogan goes and turns his back on him, turns up WCW, allows them to completely eclipse him. And then still a year or two later, boom, Hulk Hogan's back in there because he's not going to let a good opportunity go out the way. Now, I'm not saying you're Hulk Hogan.
No, I'm definitely Hulk Hogan.
You definitely don't look
But
as good
this
as
is-
Sable. But you know,
No, but this.
I respect that. I understood myself a little bit more when I saw Vince McMahon be like that because I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm kind of like that too.
Well,
Like,
that's just a
I'm
thing.
willing to put a lot of disrespect to the side for the content, you know?
It's damn near like a thinly veiled way of telling us that T-Rail and AD are coming back to the platform, possibly.
That's it.
He sent
mean,
them
it's
niggas
like-
WCW.
You feel
No
me?
harm, no foul. Time heals wounds at all the time. Sometimes you need a break from a person to realize, like, that's actually my friend. I could actually fuck with him as long as it ain't went to the extent of.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean,
It
and
depends on how far
our
it go.
shit is like blood shit. Like, if it go to blood shit, there ain't no coming
That's
back
different.
for real.
That's completely
But
different.
a fade or two and all that, he always could pull up and just,
100%.
If AD and T-Rail ever do come back, they have to come back looking exactly like this. They have to like on some real
Surviving.
wrestling shit. Like
surviving.
they gotta come in greased up, pink leotard, whatever.
Baby oil.
This is crazy.
1,000 bottles.
Illuminati shaming ritual.
These niggas
Yo,
tripping, bro.
I bet T-Rail still got some baby oil stash from when he spent 6 months with Diddy or whatever.
Oh, he spent the night over there for 6 months.
I seen something like that. I don't know. I didn't watch
That's
it, but
wild fucking work.
Probably the Tyga days, right?
I bet you there's an overlap.
Tyga could have played a unique role as a bussy appreciator in the Diddy parties. Oh, bussy appreciator.
Not so unique of a role.
I don't know. I don't know if Puff was into that
That's
side.
public record, right?
Huh?
I mean, that's public. Everybody knows.
Fucking crazy.
I used to kind of like hold my tongue because I was really trying to do the Tyga interview, but I've kind of accepted it's not going to happen. I fuck with him, but for sure, like there was a trans woman I had on the podcast, and she said something about Tyga fucking all fucking trans people, and I was like, whoa, that's like unconfirmed. She goes, oh no, he's fucked like most of my trans friends. I'm like.
Jacked like Tyga?
I'm like,
I've heard about that.
You're saying it. I'm not going to fight it. Like,
I've heard about that before. I ain't gonna lie. I for sure heard that before. I ain't even gonna cap.
I bet Tyga closely followed the house phone saga.
Man.
Fucking crazy.
He might have been like, this could be. He's like, if they only knew what I've been doing.
He's like,
he did.
Shout out to my nigga.
I love house phone. Shout out.
I love phone.
But didn't somebody out him for having a meat in his hand a long time ago? They put the picture out with
Tyga?
Like a joystick?
Yeah, back in the day.
Wait, yeah,
You
meat
remember?
in his hand?
Yeah.
That's not like a freaking frog, nigga. Freaky ass frog.
Wait, he was just holding it just to keep his hand warm, maybe.
Nah, it was like
Those things are warm.
mid BJ.
Oh.
I don't even know.
Gripping the bussy.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
I remember like, yeah.
Hell no, I remember that shit.
It was a picture that came out. I ain't never ran with the narrative because I don't know.
I just knew bro was
Photoshop was new back then.
Tyga is the king of going under the radar.
Yeah.
Because
He wait till it don't matter no more and pop up the hit.
he was mega in the fucking limelight when he was dating Kylie and shit. And since then, he makes his hits, he does his tours, but he don't do interviews. He like don't comment on shit because all the trans shit,
crazy.
anybody else would have had to comment on it. The Kylie shit.
When
he
you
probably-
say making hits,
The Kylie shit right now.
I mean, significantly less frequently. He had that
Okay,
magic
that's probably
song
fair,
like
yeah.
2.5 years ago.
But
his music
every
seems like it's
time
pretty
he
popular.
drop, damn near every
Taste
time he
went
drop,
crazy.
it's a hit,
That
bro.
was a
Taste
huge
just
hit.
went
That's
down.
like,
Yeah,
that's like
exactly.
5 years
Taste.
old.
Every time he
Like
drops,
5
it's
years
a hit
old.
though. I ain't gonna lie. Every time, no matter how long it take, every time he drop, it's a hit.
Except
But
for
thank
Icon.
God that he does that and doesn't like. Thank God we haven't heard a mixtape of Tyga trying to rap like Drakeo. Because that's what like a lot of people in his position would basically do is like try to keep whatever, he knows what he's good at. He
sticks
sits
to his
back,
lane.
he makes his hits.
I bet
They may
you
be
go
less
to the
frequent.
club in LA right now. They taste is in
playing
the
some-
Serato.
fact.
It's showing the Serato.
Yeah.
But what I started this by saying significantly less hits, dwindling. He
I
said,
mean, he's
like,
not really T-Raw like he used to be. He's just
Them well done days is over.
yeah.
But he's still got value, He's still
Yeah,
high up
and
there
he's still-
on the Rolling Loud list.
Yeah.
He's still like, I'm seeing him on his Instagram story. He's in France. He's like DJing these
still doing
crazy
his
hit
thing.
parties and shit and some fashion
always
shit.
could go DJs. Learn from
He's
Uncle
definitely
Snoop
still
and
doing his
Shaq.
thing.
Facts. He's still,
Shaq's rap career
yeah, my
and
nigga
Diddy
DJ
turned into a
Yeah.
DJ.
the moment
Diesel
where I
going
felt
crazy.
like maybe his money was fucked up was when he was banging chicks on OnlyFans. But he's not really doing that anymore. I don't know why.
He got back up off them songs. Shit.
Yeah.
he did.
probably
He
was
had a
making- he probably was
downtime
surviving
and
off
he just
that shit.
fucking
well, fools also forget
Took
that
up.
he had like the whole fallout with YMCMB and shit. You know what I'm saying?
did.
Like,
At one point, all them niggas.
But who did
Birdman?
Who did he fall out with?
well, he was really upset that like he felt
Drake
like
took over.
yeah, like he was getting
he was doing Birdman,
deprioritized.
too.
He was supposed to be on what's that truffle
YOLO.
butter and shit. He was
YOLO.
supposed to be on YOLO too. He had a verse on YOLO, but
Yeah.
Who got left off truffle butter? I didn't get left off truffle butter.
it looked like I got left off truffle butter.
Wow.
Because that was all Tiger sound at the time.
100%.
And
He was
that's what
supposed
he
to
was
be on
mad
that
at.
record and was not. And like that was they just had Nicki, Drake, and Wayne. You feel me?
Yeah, I would have just took my writer credits. Though.
You know
They
how
would've
he's
still
feeling. He's
had
supposed to
get-
feel like I'm an A-lister. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
be one of these. We're
Yeah,
supposed to
I'm
be the
supposed to be
4
there.
big dogs.
Yeah.
That shit, damn.
And you know what's
Yeah.
crazy is right after that
the
happened,
fuck?
they
I got it.
both of them was hating on
555.
him.
Got it.
Both of them was hating on him, and then he ends up. All of them end up suing Birdman after, because they was all looking at Tyga crazy. Wayne, Nicki, all of them for a time, and then come to find out, all them niggas end up suing Birdman.
Yeah,
Everybody
for sure.
needed their money. Everybody ended up suing them.
Damn, homie just
Wait, am I
texted me something too foul. I will not read this, but
Jesus.
Am I bugging this? That Magic song was Vince Staples.
Vince Staples and Tyga. That's a dynamic duo. They need to do an album.
I fuck with Vince Staples
I
because
fuck
that
with
nigga
for
said my
sure.
name to Diddy.
Do you think Tyga could make Vince Staples a more palatable artist?
When
Wait,
Vince-
what?
No,
You said
I'm
your
not
name
wrong.
to Diddy?
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. You
It's a clip.
fucking
Could have been in a
cocksucker.
Diddy
It's a
party.
clip on YouTube.
What are they
And
doing
he did the
together?
interview. He did an interview with him.
Let me find out Vince Staples is at the
Vince
Diddy
Staples
parties.
did an interview with Diddy, and I was one of the names when he was talking about West Coast LA rappers and shit. That
Oh,
was
shit,
doing their
that's
thing.
dope.
He said my name, and I was like, oh, that's fire.
And Diddy was like, I'm going to get him at the party. I'm going to oil him up.
He gonna be here soon.
It's crazy. Like a year ago, that was nice. Now it's just like, oh man,
Is that my name?
baby oil and shit.
No, for sure. Yeah. People act like I'm crazy when I'm like, if I got invited to a Diddy party, I would have been there fucking, I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away. I'm in there.
The Diddy party sounds awesome.
I hate, I've been watching these Piers Morgan clips of all these random like media personalities like talking about Diddy. And I actually got invited to do one. And I'm just like, bro, I listened to all the ones that other people did. And it's just so boring of just everybody speculating on Diddy and what might happen. And there was a party inside the party. Nobody has been to these parties. Nobody seems to know anything. And they're all just speculating like crazy. I'm like, this is embarrassing. They need to hurry up and put his ass on trial.
Everybody who went to the parties, they don't want to talk about it because they know that it was consented.
All right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. There's got to be somebody who saw some fucked up shit going on, but wasn't like so involved that they feel comfortable coming out and talking about it, right? Like if it was really so bad, there's got to be somebody who was actually there that is going to be able to share what happened and didn't themselves commit a crime.
Oh, and this is what I was gonna say too, because remember we was on here talking about it, and you're like, I don't think he's gonna really do that much time. It's like, bro, those indictments are stacking up to the point where bro might be washed.
The people who set
Cuddy.
up all the freaky ass rooms.
All these
Where are they
people.
at? You know, like the helpers
Yeah,
and all
tell
the
me
maids.
something. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Like the people who are setting up these freaky rooms.
they
Like,
probably
they're not
helped.
too rich.
They probably helped fucking set up this
75% to 85% of those cases are gonna get thrown out.
For sure.
Those they don't have.
There's no evidence for
even
sure.
If that's
Yeah,
the
that's
case,
it.
player.
I think Diddy could. I think Diddy could.
I think he probably cooked too, but like,
he's cooked.
man, there's part of me that like when I'm reading about it, I'm just realizing the reason that he's cooked is because of things that we probably all agree are not immoral. Flying girls out that are prostitutes,
Yeah.
illegal, federal crime. Who gives a fuck? We all agree that that's
Don't
totally
care.
fine.
Yeah.
None of us
Don't
are going to
care.
judge him for that.
Nobody cares.
Trafficking drugs and like employing people to basically help and facilitate with getting huge amounts of drugs to these parties. Again, who cares? Now, if anyone was being forced
Sounds
to
like
do
a
drugs,
Saints to me.
that's fucked up.
Yeah. But trying to get the dope
if
for
it's
the
just
party.
like we all know that if we were gonna have a party and we were gonna invite the like 100 biggest sluts we know, that probably like the vast majority of them would want to do drugs. So it's like, of course, Diddy was probably involved with procuring.
like I'm gonna
coke
have it
and
here.
Molly
You
and
don't have
shit.
to leave to get it.
They're probably they're gonna leave. Like you can't trust them.
Leave.
Think about
You
what a
can't come
service
back.
he's doing by getting good drugs.
Exactly. There's not going to be any
Like, come on,
overdoses.
man.
Think about how and they make, and I'm not denying that Puff probably is a monster. Like for sure, that's probably still
he did
true.
some nut shit.
I'm just saying that a large percentage of the things that are probably going to fuck him over are things that like none of us would judge him for. And even on top of that, like they're making such a big deal out of the fucking IVs and the rehydration.
Which is totally normal.
Like everybody does.
I figured that out.
If you have money, do that.
Best thing you could ever do if you got bread. Me and Lena did this for like the last year of our partying, but like you wake up, you feel like fucking death because you were drinking all last night. You pay $400 or some shit. They come to your crib.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's
now.
cheaper. It's like $250.
Yeah, you could go to the place. You could just drive
They
there.
come for
They'll come
cheaper
for
now.
Put the fucking thing in you. It fills your body with water and nutrients, and you feel like 40% better by the time you're done this treatment. It is fucking amazing. They make it sound like this is him like systematically like preparing these girls for these like 24-hour
Yeah,
freak offs. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, it's-
Teaching them
yeah.
how to treat their body if they want to party. Like, come on, this
Yeah.
is the rich people.
This is
like,
rich people
ritual.
shit,
Like,
bro.
this is what we do.
But
I
a
was-
lot of that shit was freaky though.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of that shit in there freaky.
For
If
sure,
they
there's
do, they
violence.
want to be
fucked up.
freaky.
Yeah,
He
for sure. There's
fucked up
fucked
with
up
the
shit in there
Cassie shit
too.
in the
yeah.
hallway. You look crazy as a motherfucker. You definitely did some shit for.
I even was realizing that with the Vince McMahon documentary. It's like
He's freaky
he's freaky as fuck.
He
But
freaky.
for me, it sounds like he wanted to have employees that he got to fuck. And that he was like basically just making arrangements with girls to basically be like, you're going to be by my side, you're going to work with me, whatever, but we're going to fuck. Yeah, it turns out that's illegal. But it's like if she was a prostitute and then you also like had her do some other managerial tasks for you, I mean,
Didn't you
what
still
is
pay
that?
her
Like,
for a
who gives a
service?
fuck? Yeah,
That sounds
yeah.
like
Still paid her
career
for a
expense.
service.
But you still, if you're flying prostitutes around, then you're committing a federal crime regardless, which is a shame.
crazy.
Anyway, we out of here. We got shit to do.
Music stream.
Shout out to everybody. Lush is about to do a music stream. I'm not sure exactly who's sticking around. Bricc Baby is off to
Daddy duties.
handle his children.
My girl,
His
Germ Free,
candle.
joining me as well. She'll be on the stream. You feel me? Talking her shit. You feel me?
Germ in the building, man.
We
You
about
sticking
to-
around?
Big Sus will be here.
Big sus in the building.
Shout out to everybody who watched.
I wanna
Smash
get
the like
some food.
button,
Hell yeah.
etc.
Smash Adam.
Why is Lefty Gunplay tagging me in his reel? Okay, I can do this off stream. Oh, he tagged 20 people. Why am I one of them? I don't know. Anyway, shout out to everybody for
Lefty-
watching this.
Lefty
Gang,
coming home
gang.
to no jumper.
Free Lefty. Gang.
Gang, gang, gang.